Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joe Moran and I'm here with River Brown, Andrew Velez, and Joel Dehls. And this is now episode 201. In this episode, we are going to talk about the ultimatum KD gave Joe Tsai, LeBron's meeting with Darvin Ham, NFL teams on our agenda, Mekhi Becton's injury, Roquan Smith requesting a trade, and more. We usually start these episodes with the Patreon shout-outs, but going forward, because we have a lot of people we have to shout out, we're going to do two things. One of them is that we're going to shout out everybody that subscribes to our Patreon on our Patreon exclusive episodes. We just dropped one yesterday.
Great episode.
And at the beginning of the month, the first episode of the month, we will shout out everybody that subscribes to our Patreon on the actual pod. I think going forward, that's how we're going to do things. I know that you guys, like us, are going to miss the names that we name on here. We can definitely find a way to implement it going forward. Like maybe the funniest names do get a shout out.
And we're still doing, if you're a new Patreon member, your name will be shouted out.
Yes.
You know, but all of the old Patreon members, it's going to be on the Patreon exclusive episode. Find that, join our Discord.
Yes.
Find it there.
It's officially the end of an era.
It's smooth. It's clean though. After episode 200, this is like
no
a new.
good old
This is like a new season for us almost. You know?
And people
is this
did
officially
subscribe.
us going Hollywood? Oh man,
Borderline.
I would never be Hollywood.
Neither will I. This is why this is kind of it's like a shock to me. You know?
The Discord already thinks you're Hollywood.
Do they actually think that? That's crazy, man.
Yes.
Like God forbid you're a busy human being, right? Like God forbid.
Discord, I'm just telling you what they say.
This is really how you see me. That's how you see me. I'm hurt.
People that subscribe to the Patreon, new ones are Riv Looks Like Dyson Daniels, Joe Gigadump, KNK, The Niner Fan, and David Calderon.
Shout out.
I've been getting
Shout
that
out
a
to
lot.
all those guys. That you look like Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
You do look like Dyson Daniels.
Dyson Daniels, follower of the show.
I feel like
Shout
it's
out to
because
you,
he's,
Dyson.
Light skinned and I'm light skinned.
Let's see, bro.
But yeah, we dropped our first Patreon episode yesterday. It was not sports related, like very much at all. We were just talking about, you know, personal stuff, questions that Patreon members asked us in the Discord. So yeah, if you guys want to tune into that, you can subscribe to our Patreon. We'll probably put up little clips on our main channel to show you guys what it's really about, you know, the episodes and stuff.
Nah.
You don't think it looks like Dyson Daniels?
No.
I think he does.
Not even a little bit. I'll be
He
honest.
does. He does.
Maybe the same like head shape. That's it.
Okay.
Head shape is a lot.
What you mean by
That
that?
shape is pretty much a lot.
He's got the same head shape.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
But you thought he meant
That's what I'm saying.
freak nasty.
Dyson
No,
Daniels
that's
has
on him.
braids now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does on his TikTok. You can search it up.
That actually makes sense. Maybe that's
Yep.
why correlation is there.
Yep. So we are right now, I think, at 700 members on Chalkboard.
Oh,
At 1,000, we are going to do a merch giveaway. Plus, you can get a guest spot on the show. So subscribe to our Patreon down below and rate our podcast. Go on Apple Podcasts. Go on Spotify. Write a review if you really fuck with us like that.
Really fuck.
Because
like
it helps us. I was looking at the Apple Podcast. People hadn't wrote a review in, I think, about a month. But our audience is steady growing, but the reviews aren't growing
I
with
mean,
it.
listen, I'd take the audience over the reviews.
I'll
You
take
know,
the audience,
you'd like
but
both.
I
You
like
still got like a 5.0, right? Still got 5 stars.
4.8, I think.
4.8.
Somewhere around there.
Oh, someone's hating.
Yeah.
somebody is.
Someone's
indeed
hating.
I remember
here.
seeing one dude give us 1 star and say, "These guys are horrible." Opinions
I like
suck.
both. I like obviously the audience growing. I love that a lot. But I also love knowing how people feel about the show, and that's the review. That's how they really feel about the
I
show.
feel like I see that a lot in the comment section, the YouTube comment
true.
section. So it really, like, yeah, listen, we'd appreciate the review, absolutely. But listen, I get it.
Yeah. So this episode is a jam-packed show, 10 topics.
Dude, you're little. You're little. All right.
Now the camera makes me look. I look insane on the cam though.
You know what? I'm gonna let you have your moment. All
I
right.
get in the gym.
Are you thinking about getting another tattoo?
Yeah.
Where?
Want to get a sleeve?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
That's
This is
tough.
gonna be real natted up. Like I'm gonna be walking outside. Like next summer you're gonna see.
What
me.
is that tat? I don't even see
Of
it.
my dead cousin. He died of cancer. So.
RIP.
But this is gonna be next summer. Y'all gonna see me sleeved out.
That's fine.
How much did it hurt?
It was more like of an annoying hurt. Like it was a nagging pain, so it was very exhausting, and I was sweating
How long
all
did it
day. Took like 2-3 hours.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but I was just sweating. I was dumb tight.
I heard the elbow, around the elbow hurts
Oh
the
my
most.
god, up here. Well, I'm skinny.
Well, that's your shoulder.
Oh, wow.
He said elbow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
that?
saying up here.
I think he's talking about it because it's bone.
Yeah.
They're both
sure,
bone.
for sure.
I mean, it depends on your body also too. I'm really skinny, so anywhere it's near bones.
You don't got a lot of meat.
Yeah, shit fucked me up. Like up here, he was killing me. I was dying. Like even when he got close, I'm like, yo, like shit hurt. But
And the filling hurt a lot.
yeah, it's a
Tattoo looks good.
Tattoo is a natural pain. It hurts.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah, my man. I was talking to my friend yesterday. And he was telling me how he has a full sleeve, like his whole entire arm is tatted, and he was telling me how it's not the outline that really hurts; it's the filling.
yeah,
When they start filling in, and it's just like the needle going back and forth super fast.
she's like
on
3
your
needles.
skin.
So it's like that shit hurts.
You were good at that.
Because I was watching this shit happen.
Yo,
like,
you gotta stop.
but I'm gonna get another one though. I can't wait. I'm gonna be so excited when I get it.
I'm just so against.
Of course you are.
unnecessary
You're
pain.
against. You are so.
I-
I wish I
I-
can tell you what you are,
Dude,
but
come on.
just gonna
So
relax.
rude. I don't like. I would never get my ears pierced. I'm never getting
Really?
a tattoo.
I feel like you had your ear pierced.
No.
I haven't had my shit done. I'm
I
gonna
would
get.
look super
when I get
handsome
my
with it,
tat for
though.
my birthday, y'all should come. Pull up. Watch me get yadded naked.
I'll get tatted with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Stuff.
I actually want to tattoo.
Yeah, that was.
He dapped me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, he wants to be
Nah,
there.
I'll go with Riv.
Naked.
That's just that was the whole stipulation.
Yeah, we can go.
Oh,
See?
okay. Well,
You got to be naked too.
That's fine.
Tough.
bro. What's going on?
I got a big schmeat, bro. I ain't
Yeah, we vibing.
I'll pull out swinging, bro.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Knock out swinging.
Are we gonna talk about KD?
I actually
man.
want to.
Come
I
on.
actually
KD
want
or
to.
dick?
I actually want to get a tattoo right here. I think that's my first tattoo is gonna be.
Solid.
Well, if I were to get that, it would be on my forearm for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
gonna
like-
look
I
like
feel like this-
MGK.
I feel like that's Drew's man's.
No, he's
You look
horrible.
like a certified legend. What are
I
we
feel like
talking
this and
about?
below your elbow. If you just have this, I feel like that's a really nice look.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah.
You know
On
what I
men.
want to do? Like, I like the idea of having a sleeve, but at the same time, I want to get a bunch of little tattoos and then just have it fill over time. Like, just have a little, like, different things that mean something to me, that are symbolic to me, and just put it on different parts of my body, like, depending on how I feel. And then over time, like, it just fills in.
Yeah,
Dude,
nah,
get off of me.
I'm gonna like when September hit, I'm gonna lock in and then springtime. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, you already
Why-
played
why
basketball. Just
September?
incorporate weightlifting.
Aren't you
in
signed
it.
up to 24?
Huh?
Aren't you signed up already?
Yeah.
Just use the gym, bro.
No.
Why?
I only go in there. I see the gym, and it's just like I don't come out of there. Like the basketball gym, I see it. I go in. I don't ever come out until it's time to leave. So I gotta.
So you're just getting cardio.
Yeah, my
That's why you're
cardio
so
is
skinny.
really. Yeah, I'm really.
You're disciplined, man. It needs work.
Yeah, most definitely.
Come on.
You was
man.
smoking layups the other day.
I was fighting 100-degree weather. I can't play
Hot as
outside.
fuck.
So an
Too fuck-
excuse.
Oh yeah, it's too hot. I was like literally dead.
Now, the first game, I had the chop for the first game. I was bugging.
Facts. I can't play outside, bro. Only in the gym.
I won't lie. Playing outside is definitely different.
If it's like 70 degrees, I'll play. But if it's like it was like so hot that day, bro.
Was it windy?
No.
All right, bro. There's no excuse.
What do you mean? That
Just
means I feel
drink
all the
water.
heat.
Just drink water.
I had 2 Gatorades. I promise you some shit didn't work.
Because you need water.
I gotta develop my game. Going to the basket every play. That shit hurts your body.
See, this is actual like. I
Fault
need
talk.
this. I need this. The honesty. Forget about the heat.
Oh no, the heat really was fucking me up. Like I couldn't think. I was throwing turnovers and shit. Like I was acting out. I couldn't guard nobody. I was like, bro, heat, man. It was hot, man.
Columbus Park is going to become the spot in Hackensack, though.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
People was already. I
I
was
was about to say it really is.
People was already hitting me about like, oh, Columbus spot. So I already know that's gonna be a good spot.
Yeah, they really finessed those courts.
They need lights at night.
Is it a double rim still or no?
No, they just redid the entire court.
Tough.
It's a blue court.
It's nice.
Nice.
Blue. It's actually nice.
Yeah,
How
single
many
rim,
courts I got?
glass backboard.
Two fulls.
Fulls?
Yeah, two. So I was gonna
Yeah.
say 4. Dumbass.
Yeah, I got to ball there more often.
We have barely balled this summer. Last summer, I feel like we played basketball all
I'm
the
playing
time.
a lot of softball recently.
I respect it.
Thanks, bro. Just put together a team.
Add me.
Trying in the
I can
lab.
play shortstop.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever played?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Not for a second, actually.
I've never played, but if you
And
need,
say shortstops, like, all right.
if you need like a sub to run the bases, I
Uh-huh.
could do that.
Okay.
Pinch
Yeah.
runner.
Hell yeah, I could do that.
All right.
Steal
I
and
believe
shit.
that. Yeah,
I-
definitely.
I catch somebody lacking.
Unfortunately, softball, you can't steal.
What?
Yeah, you can't lead, can't steal.
What can you do? Just hit
Um,
and stand there?
Yeah, you got to hit, you field the ball. The other dude hits the ball, you run the bases. After they hit
Softball's for the woman, right?
but that's, yes, and
Can they steal or
This
no?
is a men's league.
no.
Or
That's
co-ed?
ass backwards.
Actually, they can steal, but once the ball hits the catcher's glove.
Sucks. Why can't it just be
That's
the
like
same
little league rules, basically.
Yeah, I don't know.
You be doing the woman
I think it's
injustice.
actually they pitch it underhand, and as they pitch it underhand, they kind of once the ball's released, they can take a lead.
Yeah, I be seeing they be.
Oh yeah, they wind that hoe up. Yeah,
Sure.
it gets active.
No, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying.
Before we go on to the first segment of the show, I just want to say that episode 200, we obviously did a collab with Through the Wire. Shout out to them for coming on the podcast.
Love you.
And that episode is currently our highest viewed episode right now. So I know that coming into this episode, we're going to have a new audience. So just to let you guys know who we are and what we do, we talk basketball. We also talk football and sprinkle in a couple other things.
Random shit.
Yeah.
like we just
occasionally.
went on for like 20 minutes right there.
Yeah, that's just an intro. That was 10 actually.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, that was an intro. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. And shout out to them for collabing for episode
Should we
200.
tell them the new fans are fandoms for the sports or?
No, because I think, we're going to get into the NFL ones on this episode. And then the NBA ones, it'll come.
I mean, we don't have enough time to go through yours.
We really don't. We need a show dedicated just to the teams you root for in the NBA.
Jokes don't faze me. I'm
Bro,
gonna
really
like
listed
what
out
You're
13
really
teams.
shameless, man.
I'm gonna like what I like. You guys act like I like 8 elite teams. Like half of them teams are fucking poverty. Like OKC, you really gonna be mad at me because I'm liking OKC? Come on.
Just saying we with them is kind of crazy.
Exactly. You should.
But why the Jazz?
You know why?
Donovan.
You could be a fan of a team and not say we.
But you know that he might get traded.
That's why I put into further notice. That was for the Utah Jazz. So if he gets traded, if he goes to you guys, I swear to God, I won't be a fan. I will not root for y'all one time at all.
Knicks?
I hate the shit out of y'all. No, like when Cam got traded, I didn't say a word about anything. I don't want. So if Don gets traded there,
So you're just going to disown your player?
I'm not gonna disown. I'm just gonna watch in silence. That's all.
So Cam Reddish starts eating for us. You're not rooting for
I'm
us?
gonna watch in silence.
All right, whatever.
Secretly be in my crib.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I just have to read this one. At Durag Riv. By the way, these are the teams I will be rooting for and saying us
Us is crazy.
to this season
Us is so
in
insane.
order. Bulls, Warriors, Clips, Cleveland, Pistons, OKC, Pels, Magic, Hawks, Utah. Until
Poverty.
further
Poverty.
notice. I got to tell you, man, this was one of the funniest tweets I've
It
ever
was.
seen in
That
my
shit
life.
had me
Realistically, I don't
crying.
even have a big chance to win the championship. It's like a.
What are we
You
talking?
got the Warriors and
You got the
Clippers.
Clippers.
That's it.
That's
it. Like,
But you
they're
got-
two of the top four
you
teams,
dead
bro.
ass named 1/3 of the NBA.
And only 2 of them can win the chip.
You named 1/3 of the NBA.
You could root for teams, but us, I feel like
All right,
is
the first
one
3
team.
shouldn't
Us
count.
slash we
the first
is
3
one.
should not count. Bulls, Clippers, Warriors. I know I've been rocking with them. Come on,
No, what do you mean? It counts.
What does that mean, bro?
whatever. I don't care.
You've been rocking with the Hawks too, though.
Yeah, facts. I've been on the Hawks.
Before
vibe.
Reddish?
Huh?
Before Reddish?
No, when Reddish got
That's
there.
what- yeah, okay.
As soon as he got there. But I've been with Cleveland. And I was with Detroit. So don't. When K got drafted.
So literally
2 years
last
ago.
year. No,
Literally.
last year.
Yo, I don't care. I was with SGA, OKC for a while. So, you know,
Kevin
need help.
Durant gave the Nets an ultimatum.
He's
He
an
had a
idiot.
meeting with Joe Tsai and told Joe Tsai that if he wants KD to stay, then he has to fire Sean Marks and Steve Nash. Joe Tsai later on Twitter that same day that report was out tweeted that this exact words, our front office and coaching staff have my support. We will make decisions in the best interest of the Brooklyn Nets, which means KD's most likely getting traded. So, Riv, what are your thoughts on Kevin Durant giving the Nets an ultimatum?
Well, for starters, I like what the GM did. Me personally, I like that he stood on his ground.
The owner.
Oh, sorry, pardon me. I like that what the
Governor
owner
is
did.
actually what the term the NBA uses.
Thank you. I appreciate
problem.
it. Did you get that from 2K?
No, they
What's
use
the
governor.
term?
Governor.
Because that's what they use in 2K in the My GM situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do. But they don't put the names because obviously it's a money situation. I like what he did. I personally feel like you need to stand on your 10. I feel like if you are the governor of the organization, this is your organization. Like, don't let no man come in there and tell you what the vibe, especially with the way you just lost and with the way you've been orchestrating the organization for the past 2 seasons. We've pretty much gave you damn near everything you wanted, and you went out there and you got swept. I like what he did. I feel like he made the right decision for him and his franchise. At the same time, I understand what Kevin Durant's saying. Steve Nash is terrible. Marks, he ain't that great. You go in there, even though this is the culture you and Kyrie wanted to be in, and you
They asked for this.
haven't made. I'm not gonna say, well, Kevin Durant on the court, you've given 100%, but I feel like accountability, you haven't looked at Kyrie and said, yo, take accountability for the things you've done. You guys haven't really stepped your game up for the past 2-3 seasons. Kevin Durant, I know you've been hurt. Kyrie, you've been in and out of the lineup. Harden was there, and then he got shipped out because of situations with Kyrie. I feel like you don't have any grounds right now, especially by getting swept. But at the same time, you're Kevin Durant. So being that great of a player, you always have that type of leverage. But I think, like you said, I think he's probably gone. I don't know how he's going to be gone because the trade package is going to be enormous for him, and not many teams are really jumping the gun at blowing up their team essentially for Kevin Durant. But I like what the governor did. I really do. I like the fact that he stood on his ground. That's a great word, too. I like the fact that he stood on his ground. And I like what he did. He went in there, he heard his demands, and he said, this is my organization. I'm going to do what I want to do. So shout out to him for that.
Just call him the owner, bro.
No, I mean,
I like
listen,
governor. I'm standing on governor.
It's just funny, and every time we say it, I'm gonna laugh, but I
The
respect
NFL
term.
doesn't use it though.
No,
they
it's
don't.
they use the term owner.
Who?
The NBA.
Bro, I've heard Silver say governor all the time.
Shout out to Silver.
Yeah, but because they're governing each team, but in ESPN articles, it's like Joe Tsai, owner of Nets.
But that's ESPN.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't matter. You could say either.
I mean,
Or.
ESPN,
Yeah.
Silver.
Let's just say that this is just
Silver clears.
It's
yeah.
in terms of
Just
commissioner.
life.
Everything. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, he's the greatest. In terms of Kevin Durant, it's just super on brand for him. Kevin Durant has just been incapable of being a true leader to an organization. It's just, unfortunately, the sad truth. You look at it from this lens. I'm with you. Yes, Steve Nash is not the greatest coach. It's not even by any stretch of the means. However, you said it very perfectly. He's asked for this. Kyrie asked for this. Kyrie is also frustrated with Steve Nash, and Kyrie's the one that came out and said, yeah, we don't even need a head coach. Some nights I could be the head coach. Some nights Kevin could be the head coach. Some nights Steve could be the head coach. I think they realize now how stupid of a statement that is. Yes, it's Kevin Durant. Yes, you're allowed to say certain things. Unfortunately, this one gets out, and it makes Kevin look a lot. I mean, listen, I've been very active on not supporting Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's my least favorite athlete. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he's an amazing basketball player for sure, and he's earned certain privileges. But in a Brooklyn uniform, he's earned very little in terms of say with the organization because it's only led to one playoff series win. Kevin Durant needs to be better on the court. And with him being as vocal and as dominant as a force of trying to manipulate the franchise and who's running it and who's pulling the strings at the top of putting this team together, how about you get onto the court and show these guys that there's a reason why, one, they brought you in, and two, that you feel the need that your input matters more than the top guys that actually run the organization. Kevin Durant, yes, is an all-world talent. He is one of the best basketball players to ever put on a uniform. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he has done nothing in a Brooklyn Nets uniform in terms that would benefit his legacy. And that's just the unfortunate truth.
Sheesh.
We probably laughed about this a couple years ago when Kyrie and KD went on IG Live, Twitch, whatever it was, and they said, like you mentioned, we don't need a head coach.
Kyrie was literally sitting with his legs crossed, and he had the sage all up in the air.
Yeah, facts, he did.
I remember
It
that,
like 2K
that live, but no, it was live. It was hilarious.
But I think you have to realize now, I mean, I don't know how you don't know this as a basketball player, but if you're going to be a dynasty, if you want to be a great team, you got to have a great coach. There's no dynasty in football or basketball that was, of course they have the players, but you have a great head coach. The Bulls with Phil Jackson, you guys with Kerr, Popovich, and football, Belichick. Excuse me, what? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Spo, is that what we're going with?
No.
Spo's great, though.
Exactly. Spo is great.
He's one of the best in the game.
And I think that's something maybe they're finally realizing, right? You're going to need a head coach to do this. And for whatever reason, KD doesn't like Nash, Sean Marks. I don't really think he's done a terrible job in terms of their GM. I mean, if you look at this roster and you have KD and Kyrie, who last year, they were both top 20 or top 10 in possessions using isolation. They were top 20 in usage, right? These are guys that are going to have the ball in their hands a lot, as they should. They're two of the most talented basketball players we've ever seen. But also the team around them that Sean Marks has put around is a great team. You have shooters everywhere with Seth Curry, Joe Harris coming back from injury. You just traded a first-round pick for Royce O'Neal, who shot 39-40% last year. And you have your guy, Ben Simmons, who last time he was on the court, at the very least, can give you elite defense, and we'll see what else he can give you. But if you're KD...
He didn't say anything wrong.
If you're KD... you have to look at your other options, right? What's the opportunity cost? If you get traded to the Sixers, the Celtics, which seem to be the two most likely options, although I really don't think the Celtics are going to be trading Jaylen Brown, you're going to be giving up. You're gutting the whole roster, right? You're gutting the whole roster. You're going to go Philly, play with James Harden again. That didn't work out great the first time. Sure, Harden got hurt. But I think if you're KD, you see the team you have currently with all these shooters. Like, I'm sure you would kill for damn near every shooter that the Nets have on this team to be on the Lakers.
I wish
the
we had
role
those
players they
point
have,
guards.
the shooters they have. If Ben Simmons could be anything like he was in Philly, this is a Nets team that's going to be able to compete in the East if KD and Kyrie can stay healthy.
I want to just say one thing before you go on your spiel. Kevin Durant is interesting. He has not gotten along with any head coach outside of maybe Scott Brooks. I mean, I think he had problems with Kerr. He had problems with Nash. He wasn't great with Donovan. Kenny Atkinson.
It's situations that he's gone to. The one with Brooks is 100% where he was drafted to that franchise. They put a lot of faith into him. He had a lot to say there because that was his team. The Warriors were not his team. The Nets are supposed to be his team, but again, he hasn't really done anything in a Nets uniform to warrant that.
It's crazy. Floor's yours, buddy.
For one, I disagree with your point about Jaylen Brown. The Celtics already offered Jaylen Brown to the Nets. The Nets just want more.
They're not getting a deal done.
If the Nets can compromise on the package, Jaylen Brown is gone.
They're not going
It's
to.
as simple as that.
They want like 4 first, Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. We're not doing that.
I agree on. I don't think the Celtics are going to give up Marcus Smart or Rob Will, another player.
I don't know.
But Jaylen Brown, Derek White, 3 firsts.
Not doing that.
The
We
Nets
just went to the
The
finals.
Celtics would do it. They already offered that.
I'm
deal.
saying I'm not doing it.
All right,
And
I'm
I
not
don't,
saying.
And
I'm
ultimately, I
talking
don't
about
think a
the-
deal
I'm
gets
talking
done.
about I'm talking about Brad Stevens.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Ultimately, a deal I don't think gets done.
Ultimately, I have 2 perspectives on this. The first one is obviously Kevin Durant is an all-time great player, and having him on your team maximizes your championship window to the fullest. You can win a championship with Kevin Durant, with Kyrie, with this Nets roster. So if Joe Tsai cares about winning, then you go the route of firing Steve Nash and Sean Marks. But the only dilemma is that right now, there's no great coach on the open market that you can possibly get outside of Quinn Snyder if he'd be open to joining the Nets. And Sean Marks, who are you going to find to replace a GM like that? I disagree with this notion that Sean Marks is some bad or mediocre GM. Why are we forgetting what he did for the Nets before KD and Kyrie got there? This goes to my second perspective. You can't let players run your franchise. I think Kevin Durant and his team leaked this story because KD wants to get out of Brooklyn. He doesn't want to stay in Brooklyn. He just knows that every single trade talk is stalled for the reason being that the Nets and Sean Marks have already said they are going to take every single asset from the team that trades for Kevin Durant.
Crazy.
And KD knows if that's the case, he's not getting traded. So what does he do? This report comes out. Now KD can't come back to Steve Nash and Sean Marks because now it's a toxic culture. And now you are challenging the owner, Joe Tsai, and saying, you're either going to bow down to me or you're going to trade me, which this lowered his trade value. There's no doubt. That's why I think a deal for Jaylen Brown is now viable.
Do you think
a deal for Brandon Ingram is now viable? I'm talking about just them with a role player and maybe 2-3 picks. That deal can get done now, and Sean Marks won't be so petty about milking every single asset from a team.
Do you think this really brings down his trade value? I think the Nets are still going to stand on what they want and get
I think they
everything.
should stand on what they want.
They should. But I also don't think this
getting
changes
KD
much.
for 4
They-
years.
it
This
was-
is why it's petty. I'm gonna get to why it's petty in a bit. This is second perspective. While Steve Nash isn't good, Jason Kidd also wasn't good in his first stint as a coach. In his first 2 stints, you can say, with the Nets and Milwaukee. Milwaukee, he was better. And now we're looking at him as one of the better coaches in the NBA.
But he got to sit on a bench, be an assistant coach from that perspective.
He wasn't handed Kyrie and KD.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, but also Jason Kidd had that Brooklyn Nets team, the Big Five, that people thought were going to do good.
Yeah.
And he got DUIs
I'm
and
talking about for Milwaukee purposes, though.
I'm talking about Steve Nash. He can get better as a coach. Right now, he's not a good coach. I don't think he's a good coach. And if it was just Steve Nash, yes, fire him. You can find another coach. But Sean Marks, before KD and Kyrie got there, he was stuck with a team that had no assets, that had no good players, that just traded all their assets away to the Boston Celtics in the Paul Pierce and KG trade because Billy King ruined that roster. What did Sean Marks do? He trades Brook Lopez for D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell now turns into an all-star player. That team becomes a playoff team. He built a roster that was attractive enough for KD and Kyrie to say, I want to play basketball in Brooklyn. They're building a great culture. Where Sean Marks messed up is that great culture he built with Kenny Atkinson, he then handed over to KD to destroy. Because now the culture is non-existent in Brooklyn. We don't even know what their culture really is. They don't have a set culture. Kevin Durant in Brooklyn, he wanted Kyrie Irving. Obviously, that's a great move in itself. We know that. But he wanted DeAndre Jordan. The reason the Nets gave DeAndre Jordan a 4-year, $40 million contract is because he wanted him. The reason why DeAndre Jordan started over Jared Allen, who then became an all-star in Cleveland right when he got traded there, was because of KD. He wanted Jordan to start over Jared Allen. Who wanted Steve Nash? Kevin Durant wanted Steve Nash. They didn't want Kenny Atkinson. So all these things lead back to Kevin Durant. And the reason why I think Sean Marks has to stop being petty is because I understand it's Kevin Durant, but you also have to understand Kevin Durant is a player that is 33, 34 years old. He's still an elite player, but how elite will he be at the end of his contract? In the third year of his contract, is he still going to be a top 10 player? That's a question mark. There's still injury concerns with Kevin Durant. Like you mentioned, this KD Nets team has won one playoff series. Do I think a team of Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons can win you a playoff series? I do. You're in the same position you are now if you trade KD for an all-star level player like Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown. And on top of that, you're not just getting them. You're going to get a good role player in return. From the Pelicans, it could be Brandon Ingram, a Herb Jones, or a Jose Alvarado, or one of those guys, or a Trey Murphy. From Boston, a Derek White with Jaylen Brown, a couple picks. Now you have assets for the future. Now you have an all-star in Jaylen Brown. Now you have a good role player in Derek White. And this roster can compete for a playoff spot. But Sean Marks is hell-bent on getting every single asset, and no team is going to trade for Kevin Durant if that's the case. Ultimately, I think the Nets will fold. Sean Marks will trade Kevin Durant, and it's going to be to the Boston Celtics, and they're going to get Jaylen Brown. That's what's going to happen, ultimately.
I feel like this is Rudy's fault. Honestly, with the way that Rudy contract just went, trade just went, now you look at that. Kevin Durant is 10 times the player Rudy Gobert is.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you looking at that package, you're like, yeah, I still don't think it's petty. I think you got to look at it.
But you're right in a sense, but Minnesota gave Utah picks.
Yeah.
They didn't give them an all-star player. They gave them Jared Vanderbilt, Patrick Beverly, and fill-ins.
Yeah.
They did, and then the picks. So Jaylen Brown, I think, is at least worth 2 to 3 first-round picks. So an all-star level player like that is worth those picks.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
It makes
I can
sense.
see.
But that being said, it's still Kevin Durant. I'm with you on the injury perspective. Yes, he is aging. Yes, he does have the injury history.
But
However, he's been available when you need him the most.
The problem with the injury thing is, yes, he gets hurt, but that never phases his game. Because every time he comes back, he looks even better than when he got hurt.
Bizarre.
So you can't
but
say
this postseason,
he hasn't been hurt in the postseason.
this
this
was the
postseason-
worst
yeah, it was the
played.
worst. But I'm saying, like, you can't sit here and say the injuries have really derailed his ability
And
on the court.
they were great at the end of the regular season once he
Yeah,
came
you
back.
can't. It hasn't derailed his
But you
ability on the
can
court.
say any team that trades for KD, you're getting 50 games out of him. He's missing at least 20 to 30 games.
That's fine.
You need him help.
That's
playoffs.
fine unless a team gives up all their assets for KD, and now you're relying on KD to be there in the regular season, and when he's not present, your team now starts losing games because his availability is in question.
Well, if Boston,
Lakers.
hypothetically,
Boston can survive
that's
no
what I'm saying.
KD
They can
for a while.
They don't need KD to play 80 games. If Tatum and KD are there, they don't need him to play 80 games. But Jaylen Brown and just Derek White, that's not enough.
With picks, with 2,
It's
3
like
first-round
another
picks.
thing with
Still
the
don't
Nets
think
is
that's a not
the
enough.
whole
And
goal.
I'm good. I'm keeping the team together.
The whole goal with the Nets
At that
was to
point.
have the big three play together. They only played 16 games. Like, that's the reason why we look at the Nets and we feel ultimately disappointed, because that big three on paper is the best offensive big three we will ever see, and they only played 16 games together. That's not on Sean Marks. These players were not available to play with one another. How can we look at Sean Marks and think, yeah, that's on you? No, he put together one of the best big threes we've ever seen in our lives. The players couldn't stay healthy. That's on them. It's unfortunate for sure. And listen, of course, I feel bad. I sympathize that an injury is an injury. It's super unfortunate. But it's the matter of facts. They could not stay healthy and play together.
If Kevin Durant and Kyrie stays, what's the ceiling for this team right now?
Championship.
Championship?
Yeah.
So if they trade, like you said, they
I
trade.
don't know.
Simmons is big. Simmons is
So
big.
you
part
say
of that.
championship. So if they trade for Jaylen Brown and Derek White, are they still a championship team?
I don't know.
No. They're a playoff team.
You lose KD for Jaylen Brown, you're not a player.
They're a play. This is what happens.
It's fair.
This is why I think you need more.
The Nets.
Yeah, but the Celtics aren't giving them any players.
Well,
that are gonna compete
I'm not
for a
saying
chip.
like I don't think y'all make the deal, but I'm saying like I just hypothetically think that's why I think you
But
need
what
more. If
player-
you drop from championship to just a playoff team,
Yeah, but
you
what
need
package
more.
is out there that they could still compete for a championship by trading away
Nothing.
KD?
There's
There's
nothing
You're
there.
not getting that level of super. Like you're not getting top 5 player.
There's nothing there.
That's why you shouldn't trade him. Make his ass play.
I
He's
agree.
KD is gonna.
I think
play.
he's
I don't
gonna
think
play
he-
for the
I don't
Nets.
think he's gonna. He's not gonna sit out. Kevin Durant's gonna play. Make him play.
He's gonna lose a lot of money if he sits out, unless he just fakes an injury or some shit.
No, I think he's
Simmons
competitive enough
shit.
to play. I think he ain't like he'll play.
If Kyrie's playing too, that's his man's.
I think he's out of Brooklyn, and I think he's getting traded. The favorite destination I think is Boston, but it's between Boston and the Pelicans right now.
Philly?
Philly's in there too.
Philly, they would have to trade Tyrese Maxey,
Which I would-
Tobias
They would do it
Harris.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
No,
for
I
sure.
know they would do it, but I don't know if the Nets want Tobias Harris's contract back.
I mean,
So
it'll
that's
be
the big
it'll be
question.
done in like a year or two.
And I was about to say, and you get Maxey, which is super enticing. if
Yeah,
I'm the
Jalen
Nets.
Brown, Brandon Ingram are better
I'm
than
with
him.
you.
Well, do you
But
think Jalen Brown would
Maxey also
stay?
has a lot of
I think he
room
would
for
stay.
improvement.
He would stay in Brooklyn
Yeah, because I think Jalen Brown now becomes the man in Brooklyn.
over Kyrie.
Yeah, because Kyrie only has 1 year.
yeah,
One
Kyrie's
year.
gone.
I think Jalen Brown at this point, availability, two-way play, he is the man in Brooklyn. He's the person that Nets fans will look to as he's the future of our team.
Still a gamble, but I get the gamble. Yeah.
Because no matter who you trade for, they're not going to be able to replicate what KD does. So you
Nobody
might as well
is.
get the
I mean,
young
with the
superstar
Nets-
two-way player and picks.
With the Nets, I honestly don't know. Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris sounds nice. Maybe I'm undervaluing Tyrese Maxey a little bit. I don't know if they are playoff locks. Like I think they'd be
They're
playoff locks
playing.
if they get Jalen
Yeah.
Brown and Brandon Ingram.
That's fair. Yeah, if you have Kyrie,
Wait, Jalen
Maxey,
Brown or Jalen Brown or
Jalen Brown or Brandon Ingram. Because now you're looking at a backcourt of Kyrie Irving and Tyrese Maxey.
yeah, small.
yeah.
But the Boston Celtics become favorites to win it all.
I
with
mean, they
KD.
already
We're
are
literally
still.
the favorites right now to win
Yeah.
it all.
So he
Without
just
KD.
puts you guys over the top even more.
We don't need him. Deadass.
I don't disagree with that
I
statement.
mean, he's not wrong. You don't need Kevin
I
Durant.
mean, just to say you. I mean, you
don't
don't.
need him.
I'd like him,
I,
but
I can't. I just
All
can't.
right, question: did the Warriors need Kevin Durant?
They went to the finals though
No,
twice.
absolutely. But that's
And
not
they
This
won.
is a difference.
They went to once,
They lost.
but they
The
won.
That's a different
Fair.
comparison. Warriors won and lost. They just went.
our
So
two superstars are 24, 25 years old.
One's not a superstar. Relax.
You know what I'm saying?
And number two, that's what I'm saying. It's just like I don't think I need him.
you guys beat a Bucks team that was unhealthy.
I ain't gonna get into that.
I don't give a fuck. Stay healthy. Like,
You can say that all you want. I'm just saying, like that's a big thing. That's a big thing.
it is. Rob Williams is also hurt for us.
That's
He's
true.
not as important as Chris
Whoa.
Middleton.
He's not important.
Rob
but,
Will
but
on
still,
the
we're-
defensive side
I
of the
was gonna
ball
say,
is
when we're playing
super
against
integral.
Giannis,
Chris Middleton's an awesome.
Absolutely.
I mean, I give it a pass because people let the Bucks beat the Nets.
That's what I'm saying.
So fuck it, you know whatever.
Taking that to the fucking bank for sure.
But Kevin Durant does. Make
But
you
I don't
guys
want to
clear
get
favorites.
KD because our issue isn't talents. We don't need more talent. We just need experience, not turn the ball over. KD comes in, the culture changes. Now this is KD's team. I know everyone's going to say it's Tatum, but KD comes in, his presence, being this Hall of Fame lock, one of the best players we've ever seen, takes over this team and this culture. I like the culture we have now. I like the guys I have now. They're all
I don't
built
think
in.
he
I don't
takes
want to do
over
that.
I think
in
he
that
takes
way.
over.
He does, though.
He
But
takes
No,
over.
I don't.
He
because
takes over.
His aura, his presence automatically.
He
KD
takes
has
over.
relationships in Boston already in
Yeah,
place.
him and Tatum are boys. Him and
Your goal- your goal-
Him and
Udoka
Udoka
too.
are
Yeah.
very
Facts.
close.
Your goal every year is to always get closer to a championship. Kevin Durant makes
We
you
got Brogdon.
closer to a championship. We talk about Kevin Durant. Bro.
I understand that,
All right.
but I don't think what we're seeing eye to eye is the culture
I
part of it.
believe you that I feel like you guys.
What's the reason why the Nets fell apart?
No,
Bro?
I feel like you
Injured,
guys
they-
should keep
everything
your
didn't
roster,
buy
but I
in.
do think
Injuries is why
Kevin
they fell
Durant's
apart.
on the market. Your goal the Warriors didn't necessarily need Kevin Durant to get back to the.
But
finals.
y'all didn't give up Clay to get him.
That is true. That is
Like, if
extremely
KD wants to come, we'll give him Marcus Smart, Derek White, Brogdon, and picks. All right, fuck it, let's do
You
it.
don't think they'd give up Clay to get KD though? If they
true.
had
he's
to do it,
fucking caught in a heartbeat.
But
It's
they
Kevin
didn't.
Durant. You know, they didn't have to.
they
It was-
did
it
it.
was a
But if
very
they
rare
had
year.
to,
Very
you
rare
have
year.
to because KD's not a
That's what I'm
free
saying.
agent.
So
best.
slimy for that one.
Very
man.
rare year. You know, we had
It
the
is.
bread. You know,
But it's different. That's why you can't
That was
compare them.
insane,
very rare
bro.
year, you know, but I get it though. Culture.
No,
I
you
understand why you want to keep
no.
it.
The Celtics don't need Kevin Durant, but they do become
Clear
the
favorites.
clear
No,
cut.
and I'm sure he understands
favorites.
that. He understands that.
They
But
become
he wants
the
to keep
clear
the culture,
cut
which I get,
favorites.
because I had a problem with that
I'm-
with the Warriors.
I'm
keep the
fine with
culture.
that,
I
too.
understand. I get the vibe.
Because people look
If
at
we-
Steph Curry's legacy completely different because of Kevin Durant.
This
I'm
changes
sure that upsets
if we
you.
lost. If we lost in the ECF for round 2, this changes. I'm all in. We could do it because we need something else. But we finally broke through. We finally made the finals,
I get it.
and now we want to
What did
change
you
it
What did you need in the finals though?
to not turn the ball over.
They needed experience.
We need to not turn the ball
I
over.
get that, but I think also what you needed is for your number one option to play like a number one option.
Okay,
and he
Tatum's
didn't. play like that.
24.
No, I know, but Tatum ultimately didn't rise up to that occasion.
and we still took them to 6.
exactly. You bring in KD now, who now becomes that number one guy, 1A, 1B with Tatum. Now you can have Tatum slump like that, and KD will put on.
But JB was doing his thing.
he's not going to do
No
what
one's
KD's going to do
saying
though.
that.
He's not.
JB did his thing, averaging like 24 a game. KD would have averaged 35. Like, there's a difference in
Obviously.
those two
We
guys.
know that. We know that.
You know that, but you just said JB.
It
did
just
his
it
thing.
doesn't make
It's
sense.
two guys
now
that
to
have
do
been
it.
together for
the
years.
timing of it
25,
doesn't make
24.
sense.
That's
The timing doesn't make sense. We finally got to the finals. We're the best defensive team in the league. We had the first-year head coach, still went there. We get Brogdon to add some
You
more
don't think you're
playmaking.
still a great defensive team with KD?
We are, but
An elite
the
one
culture
still?
and everyone bought
They
in,
are
and
elite.
everyone
KD's
is
a great defender.
I understand, but that's not what I'm saying
I
here.
can't go that far.
That's-
Why are your
KD's a
eyes lighting
what?
up? He is a great defender.
I wouldn't say great. He's good.
Yes, I agree.
Great is crazy.
We saw with the
We saw
Nets.
what?
With the Nets, we
What?
saw their surrounding parts. They're not a good defensive team. So obviously he's gonna
KD's
look
gonna
worse
be
in
a
that
fine
situation.
defender on Boston because
I-
yes, of the
I don't-
coaching
I
and the
don't-
pieces
wait,
around him.
Wait, what you mean? Like, if he was in Boston, he would be a great defender?
Say-
No,
in
if he was in
Brooklyn.
Boston, you would see it more.
I think
It would be more known. Like, right, the way you just lit your eyes up
Could you call
would
it-
not happen. Because in Golden State, that was not a thing. We understood
Golden
in
State
Golden
was a great rim protector.
Yes, because they had him
But
play help
I don't
side.
think he was a great defender.
He was a great defender in Golden State.
I don't think so.
Yes, he
I
was.
think he was a good defender. Like, Kevin Durant's always been a good defender. He was a great rim protector in Golden State. Like, I think for Boston, he'd be a good defender because he's not like a liability. But I don't think he's a great defender. I don't think that's like. I don't think that's why I lit up because great is like. Whoa, I don't agree with that one, buddy. Lost me with that one. Great is crazy.
Your hate for KD is crazy, bro.
My hate for
Yeah.
KD.
He is a great defender. No,
No,
not
we're just on two different sides.
If you don't think now he's not,
That's what I'm saying
it's
now.
whatever. But
I don't think
to
you
say
hate, do you
to
hate Kevin Durant? I don't think I've
I
ever.
don't have any-
yeah.
yeah.
what-
to
Well,
say
well,
to say in Golden State he wasn't a great defender is crazy though.
No,
he
I
was
thought he was a great
defender.
rim protector.
He was a
It's a-
great defender.
I don't think so. No. We're just on two different sides of the spectrum. That's
You
all.
don't think Giannis is a good perimeter defender, right?
No, I don't think so. But
Okay, you
an-
think he's a great rim protector?
No, he's an elite rim protector.
Oh, okay.
Elite.
So
help
that
side
makes him
defender.
a great defender, right?
Yes.
Okay, elite level defender,
No,
not
no,
just
no,
great.
Giannis is an elite
he's-
level.
Giannis
defender.
is DPOY.
He's an elite
Yes,
level
he's-
defender.
He's DPOY off of not being a very good perimeter defender and an elite rim protector.
Yeah. He's
so
a game changer.
So KD's not a great defender off of being a great rim protector and a good perimeter defender.
No, because KD doesn't have. You compare the DPOY guy to Kevin Durant. No. it's
No,
different.
I'm just comparing your terms.
Kevin
you're
Durant
using
is
for each.
Kevin Durant is not a game changer.
A game changer defensively?
No, I'm talking about right now. Like right now, he's not a game changer.
agree with
He's
that.
not a game. Yeah, there are very few guys that are game changers defensively.
Yeah, I don't
But
think. I don't think he's a game changer.
KD can lock up though.
Okay, see, no, I don't think he can lock up. No, if that's
He's
where we're
locked up
if that's,
before.
If that's where we're talking about, like, I don't think Kevin Durant can lock up. No,
He's locked up before with the help that
on the Nets.
on the Nets he has. When they faced Boston, not in the recent playoffs, but he's locked up Tatum before.
you mean when Tatum was by himself?
We won.
Tatum
He dropped
dropped
50.
50.
It wasn't. No, it was in the regular season.
I don't
Oh.
care.
Yeah.
Tatum just gave him 50 in a playoff game.
Yeah.
That same
That
season,
year.
Tatum gave him 50 in a
Tatum
playoff game
Tatum
in
got a
Boston.
1 win.
And just
that one
what
win.
just happened, Tatum just cooked him
Oh, yeah.
religiously.
Tatum
crazy on
played
him.
great defensively against him.
And
But
offensively.
Offensively, KD couldn't stick with Tatum
Correct.
like at all. So
Tatum got the better of him this series. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's why I'm wondering, in a Nets uniform, have we seen KD be a great defender?
he's been
we
good.
have seen flashes of it. Yeah,
I think he's been consistently good.
but like you put him on a
Which
team
is
with,
why
you put him-
flashes, does that
you-
automatically make you great?
You put him, yes, in the system and with Boston when you have guys that are always helping and cheating off their mans, and you have somebody like Rob Will behind you who you can count
Now
on
Rob
protecting
Will's
the rib.
important.
That
Kinda.
what do you mean? I never said Rob Will
You
wasn't
scoffed.
important.
You scoffed when I said he missed time against the Bucks. But go on.
No, I just said Chris Middleton's an all-star.
I know Rob was in the DPOY discussion before he got hurt.
Yeah, Rob Will's great. Nobody's saying he's not great, but
Just saying, you
losing
scoffed at
Chris,
it.
they took
You
them
did
to
scoff
7
at it.
without
Scoffed at
Chris
it.
Middleton.
You scoffed at it.
Kind of did.
When you have Rob Will there protecting the rim, yes, it gives a defender more leeway. So Kevin Durant would be better. He'd be great in that situation. Defending is a lot about situation. It's situational.
But I think you're just calling him great based off the people around him. I don't think that necessarily means
No, I think I'm
you're
calling him
individually.
great just because of what we've seen from him when he's been in that position.
What we've seen in
when he's been in a great defensive system, he was a great defender.
He looked better. Well, consistently in OKC, he was a good defender. Brooklyn, he was a good defender. But when he went to a all-time defense in Golden State, he looked greater than what he was. If he goes to Boston,
same thing.
he will look greater than what he actually is, which is a good defender that can be a great defender if certain situations project that. And I agree with you. He looked better than what he actually is, but on a consistent basis, which was OKC and Brooklyn, he's been a good defender. That's all. But, we're on the same lens in a sense. You just think he was great. I think he was good. I don't think we're saying that.
Semantics, you know?
LeBron had a meeting with Rich Paul. He was with Rich Paul, and they had a meeting with Darvin Ham and Rob Pelinka last week about how the Lakers should go about this upcoming season. The majority of the hour-long meeting was about expressing concerns and hearing out strategies and options to assure there wouldn't be a repeat of last season's epic failure. Darvin Ham told LeBron that Anthony Davis is going to be the centerpiece of the offense. The offense is going to be run through him. LeBron agreed. So now with the Lakers running their offense through Anthony Davis, and they want to play Russell Westbrook more in the corners, and they're hoping his three-point percentage in the corners boost up more.
He's also going to be the point guard.
How do you think the Lakers are going to fare this upcoming season with this new change to their offense and this philosophy Darvin Ham is bringing in?
It's super tough to evaluate right now, if I'm being completely frank. Because right now, yes, you want Russell Westbrook to be more consistent in the corners, but there's also the conversation that he's going to be the primary point guard, and LeBron's not going to be the point guard this season. The offense is going to run through Anthony Davis, and I'm completely on board for that. Anthony Davis is supposed to have the keys to this franchise. I don't appreciate your smirk. I
I just love when you talk about AD. I adore it.
I love Anthony Davis.
I know. It's so funny to me.
But why?
Just continue.
We
on your
see when
story.
he's at his best that the Lakers are a dominant force. It's simple. We're
It's
at a
been
different
while.
roster, though.
Different roster.
We're at a different roster.
That was a long
It's
time
been
ago.
a year. It's been a year, realistically.
What?
Because last year against the Suns, not this.
No, I'm talking about
that's-
AD being dominant. It's been a long time.
It's been a year.
2019, 2020.
That's wrong. 2021. He was
2021
dominant
wasn't
against the
dominant.
Suns, and they got hurt.
I'm talking about in a season span.
Oh, see, but that's the thing. When it matters most, though.
I mean, what matters is he needs to be dominant for a season span because he's supposed to take the keys. You just said
not
that.
necessarily.
The roster sucks, too.
But the whole point is to have success in the playoffs.
Well, now he has to. Now
gotta
he really
Now we
has
got to get there.
You gotta
I'm
get
not.
there first.
All right, listen. I don't need it from you. All right. Point being is, I'm fine with Anthony Davis having the keys because yes, like I've already mentioned, he needs to be the most important guy from this franchise going forward. The money's invested towards Anthony Davis. LeBron realizes he's aging. He can't continue to shoulder the offensive load like he did this past season. He can, of course, but it's wiser, it's smarter to have it facilitate through Anthony Davis. To one, have that contract not look like it's a waste of money right now, because right now we've had basically 2 seasons where Anthony Davis has not been 100%, specifically this past season where it seemed like this season was just a wash for the Lakers. But something needs to happen within this Lakers offense of who is going to be dominant, because you in theory have 3 guys that can bring the ball up the court, and that messed up Russell Westbrook's mentality. I think that it is wise that you have Russell Westbrook be the primary point guard. You facilitate to his needs. He wants to be the point guard. LeBron does not necessarily need to be the point guard for him to have success. LeBron's wise enough, he's smart enough to be able to have success without the ball in his hands. He can find ways to be successful. But yes, it all begins and ends with Anthony Davis. I feel like I've said this on the show a trillion times. The Lakers cannot be successful in the regular season and or the postseason without Anthony Davis being dominant and being a top 10 player at the minimum. When Anthony Davis is on, there are few better players than Anthony Davis, and I mean that sincerely. Darvin Ham and LeBron had a very productive conversation because it's productive, but also it should be a little bit common sense at this point. Anthony Davis is in the prime of his career. He needs to be the guy that gets a primary of the offensive load. LeBron is going to be 38 this season. He should not be in a position where he needs to average 30 points for his team to be in contention to win a ball game when he has Anthony Davis on his roster.
It's weird for me because I think LeBron should still have the keys to the offense, considering the fact that he's the best playmaker by far on the team. And I like AD more as a finisher than a creator. You know, I've never seen, like, I don't want to say seen. I've never been a fan. AD's at his best when there's a point guard. For example, Rondo and the Pelicans. AD's best seasons come that way. Or with LeBron and AD running the 1-2-man show in the Lakers championship.
Just want to say this real quick. I don't think that them running the offense through Anthony Davis necessarily means that he's going to be the creator.
Well, I mean,
because I see Russell Westbrook being
there's a
that
difference between
correct.
running an offense and running
there
through.
is, there isn't though, because when you are the number one option at some point you have to create, because there's going to be times where you're either being double teamed or you're put in positions to make plays, or the defense is going to collapse on you being the number one.
AD can do that.
But he has the
I
capability.
think he
exactly.
can. No, I didn't say he couldn't. I feel more comfortable with LeBron being the creator and AD being a finisher, just being more playing off LeBron. That's what I feel comfortable with.
I understand where you're coming from 100%, but I still think it's going to be a combination of two where, yes,
Yeah.
AD should get a good portion of the offensive load, but he still has, like Joel mentioned, the capabilities to still dish in a double team.
He has. I think what,
because you said Rondo, that's exactly what I want Russell Westbrook's role to be. Get comfortable in the pick and roll situation with Anthony Davis. That's where these two can thrive together.
Yeah, that's why I think that's his best role. You know, I think that's where he's looked the mightiest, the best AD, when he's just a finisher and
back to the basket,
back
100%.
to the basket, defensive player. That's his vibe,
no doubt.
But for this roster, you know, I understand it's AD's time to take over. It should have been last year or the year before that. AD has been supposed to have the keys. I 100% agree with you. We've been talking about it. Anthony Davis should have been. LeBron shouldn't have to do this at this age. He should just be gearing up for the playoffs every year.
For sure.
It's time. Anthony Davis, he needs to get that jump shot back. He needs defensively. He's going to have the problem is this roster is just so bad.
It's ugly.
I feel like this is going to shoulder a lot on Anthony Davis' hands, and we don't know. And you know, his body isn't the strongest. You know, he's a brittle guy.
He's
he gets
working
hurt a
out
lot.
now.
So
Different levels.
It's tough to see, but I would love to see it. You know, I think it's good because it's finally an opportunity for him to get the keys, be the number one option, give LeBron some slack. No way LeBron should have averaged 30 last year. He didn't. That was a lot on his body, but he said
no way
he's
he
ready.
should have averaged 30 and not made the playoffs. That's insane.
Well, his team was
roster.
ass.
Sorry,
yeah,
no,
roster.
absolutely.
Was pretty bad.
But if LeBron's averaging 30 and the team's not winning ball games, something's crazy.
I'm just
It's the
more.
roster,
I'm
no?
just.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm more interested to see how they're going to work around Westbrook. You know, AD, they've already established Anthony Davis' role. LeBron's going to find his role, whatever. Where's Russell Westbrook's going to be in this whole equation? Is he going to be the guy? Given AD the role, they're going to run more pick and rolls with them too. Is LeBron going to play off ball? That's really where I'm interested at, because like we all agree, I think we can all agree at this table, AD is the key, but Westbrook also is another key. How is he going to change his game around Anthony Davis and LeBron? First year, it didn't work. Now it's in year 2. You're stuck there. Let's see how you operate.
I personally don't care about a report saying Russell Westbrook's playing point guard. He's not playing point guard over LeBron James. The Lakers are going to play LeBron ball. He's going to dominate the ball. Yes, the offense will be run through Anthony Davis, but Russell Westbrook ultimately has to fit his game around these two. LeBron does not have to fit around anybody else because he is LeBron. That's number one.
But LeBron's good enough to fix his game if it's going to benefit the team in order to win games.
Will it though?
It doesn't. That doesn't
if it
maximize.
Why can't?
them.
Why? That's what I'm saying. If
What
it
he
can't,
just said.
In what
Say it
sense?
again.
That doesn't maximize them.
But LeBron is allowing these two to be comfortable in their offense. LeBron's good enough and smart enough to fit in any system. If it's going to lead to more wins, I firmly believe that LeBron James will adjust his
if
game.
you believe what you just said, how come it's never happened?
In what sense?
LeBron has never fit any system. He's always been the system.
Well, that's because he's never had to, because he's always been the best player and he's always needed to be the best player. In this situation, he doesn't necessarily need to be the most ball dominant.
So off of what are you basing your analysis off of, that he's just going to switch all of a sudden?
Well, he's older. He's definitely wiser. Of all these three
and
guys,
he's never done it before.
If anyone
but
can
again,
do it,
he's never. That's exactly what I'm saying. Of these three
I
players,
disagree.
of
Why?
these three players,
'Cause he's never done it. Like you
but
said.
my point being,
it's LeBron.
he's never had to,
You
Because
think
everything's always been
the
favored to him.
Lakers?
He's been the best player in the
because
league.
he needed to be the best ball.
But there's certain.
Do
It's
you
okay
think-
that certain players can't fit in every system. I think LeBron is one of those guys.
This is still, you could say the offense run through LeBron. It's still like LeBron's his system regardless.
Do you think
That's
the
the point.
Lakers?
It's never going to be somebody else's.
Do you think the Lakers have a better chance of winning a championship with Westbrook being the point guard or LeBron?
Neither.
I don't. Why neither?
It's not neither. It's
Yeah.
one answer.
I was gonna say I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, you go LeBron James for sure. But
I don't
that being
think it's-
said,
And you've said LeBron James. You believe he is a smart man.
no, absolutely.
Do you think?
Oh
Do you
my
think?
God,
Do you
what are we
think
doing here?
LeBron believes that the best chance for them to win the championship is him having a ball too?
I don't disagree at all with what you're saying. I just think that right now, with the situation that the Lakers are currently in, Russell Westbrook is not a great three-point shooter. It does not matter how much he works in the lab. Like the best that
Now
he
there's
can
a
get
dude.
up to is 35.
He's not
exactly.
This is the thing, though, and this is what you guys are missing.
Russell's issue is that he turns the ball over. He can't finish
So
at the
why
basket.
give him the ball more?
He has to get the ball.
Because when he has it in limited in opportunity, he's pressing. He's trying to do too much. Now he gets the passive. Listen, Russ, you are going to have the ball majority
Based
of
off this roster,
Okay.
he has to get the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
I
You have
promise.
to.
I promise. I don't care about what no report says. I promise. LeBron's usage will be higher than Westbrook's at the end of the year.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
For
doubt.
sure.
What you guys are missing are in the article. The Lakers have been hopeful Westbrook improves his 3-point shooting because Darvin Ham wants to place him at the corner. Now, you guys may laugh at that. You guys may look at Riv.
I don't want that.
Riv's hand is on his head. But Russell Westbrook last year shot 45% on threes in the corner on 50 attempts. That's a little less than 1 3 a game, but he shot well from there. And in
On what
Washington,
attempts?
Little less than 1 3 a game.
51 attempts. And in Washington, he shot 40% from three on the corners on 32 attempts. So in the past,
this isn't a huge sample size, though.
that's not a huge sample size,
32
but in the
attempts is
past,
nothing, bro.
past 2 years, he shot about 43% on 80 attempts with the Lakers and with Washington, which means that him being in the corner and being stationed there could be beneficial for the Lakers because he's not a bad 3-point shooter from the corner. He's a horrible one from the top of the key and in the wings, and especially those threes he loves taking in transition. But in the corner, when he's set, he's not a bad 3-point shooter.
You just said 50 attempts.
and
He
33,
shot-
correct?
He shot 40%.
80 attempts in 2 years.
I don't think that tells
45%.
I don't think that tells tells us if he's good or
It
bad.
tells us that he's not bad.
I think it's bold to put your season on the line, saying Westbrook has to.
Well, you're
be a
not putting your
three-point
season
a corner
on.
three-point
You're
shooter.
not putting your season on the line. There's definitely going to be.
But that's
You're essentially
Darvin Ham's
asking
plan.
more attempts at the 3-point line for Westbrook in the corner because you're going to make him a corner
Sounds like
shooter.
shit.
Sounds like a bad idea.
I don't know. I mean, you can. That's just like it's a
What
good
else do you do
projection.
with
It
Westbrook,
sounds
though?
better. It sounds better than having LeBron play off ball.
But to be fair,
You don't
devil's
have- why
advocate, what
play-
what else is Westbrook's plan for this team?
That's a good point.
That's
Six
why
man?
I say that.
Like the only other if he comes off the bench.
That's why I say that. Because what else can you really do with Russell to maximize him?
You put him in the corner and pray to God those less
That's
than
what
one
I'm saying,
attempts
like,
turn
if
into
that's
5
what-
good attempts.
No, that you need to pray to the good Lord every single night for that to happen. He's been a poor 3-point shooter.
45%.
No,
45%.
45. Yes, correct.
Hey, fuck
On
it.
80. On
See what happens.
But that's what
It
I'm
can't
saying.
be worse than last year.
I
It
feel like
literally
I
can't
would
be
rather trust this. Like the 3-point shooting is a strong risk.
But plus, there are benefits to him being in the corner because one,
cut
it
baseline.
allows him
Facts.
to play baseline more, to be a better cutter, and also allows him to attack closeouts. So it's not just spotting up; it's other aspects of basketball that can help the Lakers. I honestly don't hate this, and I think the Lakers are going to be better than people expect. I think if healthy,
Not to tell me.
if it really just relies on AD and LeBron's health.
Yo,
because
Let's go.
LeBron has been injured. Anthony Davis has been injured. Anthony Davis, I think, if healthy, he's going to be a top 15 player again.
I don't
There's no
think anyone
doubt about it.
disagrees with you.
Minimum.
There's no doubt about
I
it.
think everyone's questioning the health though.
No, I think I'm questioning the role players.
Yeah, the team's bad.
No, I'm questioning the role players too, but honestly,
We've seen
the role players are not very good. I understand
Yes,
that.
they're bad.
They need them to step up, but if Darvin Ham, like he's been preaching, he wants the team to buy in defensively. If they can be a great defensive team and be average offensively, they will still make the playoffs.
And that's more important for Westbrook's role too, though. If he could lock in defensively, that's more important than him hitting corner threes. If he could lock in and cause turnovers, transition offense, that's a lot different.
A lot of stuff that hasn't been done in a while.
That's what I'm saying. You question LeBron changing, but you didn't question Westbrook changing.
No, I'm saying Westbrook hasn't been a good defender.
On ball, he's a fine defender. He's not a great defender. He's a fine defender on ball. Off ball is the issue. He gets lost.
Westbrook has never, ever, ever improved his 3-point shot.
Nope.
Ever. And he's never played without the ball in his hands at a high rate.
And I want to further your point. 100%. It's about defense, buying in defensively. And that all begins and ends with Anthony Davis getting to that defensive player of the year that he has failed to reach at this point in time. He needs to be the defensive anchor for the Lakers. And I think, yes, he will be that.
He will, but he needs help. The reason why you guys were so great is because you had Caruso, you had KCP, and you had AD in the backfield.
No doubt.
Defending the rim.
No doubt.
I don't it's tough. He's gonna need a lot of help.
The roster's slimy grimy right now. I won't lie, but LeBron and AD should be good enough to figure it out and get wins.
But this is a roster that they probably need to play like 60-plus games. Are you getting 60 games from AD?
70, 60.
Let's listen.
Pray to the guys.
Every single
he hasn't done this
offseason,
since New Orleans.
but he's now finally training a different manner.
I do hope he's
Let's
healthy,
see
though.
something. He's doing something different for hopefully a different result.
Back to what you said, I'm not questioning a Westbrook fit because that's what has to happen.
Correct.
Ultimately, there are questions about it, but I'm not questioning it because I'm not having LeBron fit to Westbrook when I have LeBron. If you are on a team with LeBron, you fit to LeBron.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You don't. It's not the other way around.
No.
So I don't care if. And plus, Westbrook's on an expiring. So this is his last year in LA. And plus, there is a package out there that they could ship Westbrook out to Utah and get Bojan Bogdanovic back with maybe a Mike Conley. And now this roster looks a bit better spacing wise.
At least you're rounded out.
Slightly. It's a good starting five at that point.
You get two players that could start
I'll
for
take
you.
it. Yes, listen,
Conley's good.
especially because it fills needs that we desperately.
Bogdanovic.
I will say this. You know, I got very annoyed after the first segment because Riv and KD. So I actually was doing some research. He finished top 10 in DPOY voting in the 17-18 season
with Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like I said,
but you said he was a good defender. They're not great.
No, I said he was a good perimeter defender.
But you didn't say he was great overall.
I said he was a great rim protector.
Oh,
rim
yeah.
protectors get high votes in Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
So that didn't change.
He was
anything.
number.
Can I ask you a question? Would you classify Jaren Jackson as an elite rim protector? Correct. Yes.
He's an elite defender. Jaren Jackson's an elite defender.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
He just fouls, but he's
that's
an elite,
part of it though. Miles Turner, right? Similar. He fouls a lot.
He's not what Jaren Jackson is though.
They really remind me of the same guy.
Jackson's
Why?
very undisciplined.
Why?
It really has to do with being undisciplined.
I think Miles Turner is great though. I'm not taking anything away from him.
No, for sure.
Jaren
But
Jackson
both are undisciplined.
Jaren Jackson has had these flashes of elite defense since he was a rookie. And perimeter, he's a good enough perimeter defender for a big man. He's an elite rim protector. Jaren Jackson is an elite defender. Yes, he's undisciplined. That doesn't make him not elite though. He's elite when he's on the floor. But in that year,
you see more on his
so
discipline.
in that year, KD was number 4 in terms of players. In terms of he forced players to shoot 1.9% worse at the rim that year. Number 4 in the NBA amongst all rim protectors. He was 71st percentile amongst all defenders on post ups, which means that he wasn't getting dominated by big men. That was also elite. And without Draymond Green on the court, the Warriors still had a 107.2 defensive rating, which was elite.
Was he all NBA defense?
He was. I don't think he was all NBA defense now, but he finished top 10 in DPOY voting that year. So I'm just saying. Like,
I mean, you said a lot of things that favored rim protecting, which is what I said. He was
but even the defensive rating stats prove that.
But defensive rating, you've admitted, was a flawed stat. Yeah. So how can you use a stat you've admitted that's flawed? Like, you literally went back, looked up stats that said what I said was true. KD was a great rim protector.
Well, this is the thing.
That's why I said
just because a stat is flawed. Let's first get this out the way. Just because a stat is flawed doesn't mean it's not useful in some context.
I understand.
Like, for example, just because a stat is flawed doesn't mean we totally throw away the stat. It's about understanding what the stat is and what it means. With Draymond Green and Durant on the floor together, their defense rating was 105.7. With just Draymond Green without Durant, it was 97.5, which we know Draymond's one of the best defenders of our generation. But with Durant without Green on the floor, their defense rating was 107.2, which was still elite. So
Who else was on the
KD,
floor though? Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala. Who else?
well, that's the
JaVale
thing.
McGee?
But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. There's different lineups for those things, but
That's my point,
it's just
though.
with KD without
Dropped
that.
12 points, right? You said it went from 95 to 107.
Yeah, nah, Dre's OD.
Yeah, because that's just Draymond
Draymond's
Green.
ridiculous.
Like
No,
Dray-
but
Dray-
12
Draymond,
points, still
Draymond,
drastic.
yeah,
That's
but
generational.
Draymond Green with Durant on the floor, they were a 105 defensive rating, and plus we don't, like he said.
And what was Draymond? Was that the year that Draymond?
That was 17, 18. So they just dog walked, and now they're playing Houston.
But I'm asking, what year did Draymond Green win Defensive Player of the Year?
He won
didn't
before
win it
Kevin
that
Durant.
year.
He
Okay,
won
that's
before
what I was
Kevin
curious.
He didn't
And
win
did
it.
he
It
Durant. He
was
won in
top 10?
16.
It was Rudy.
And did he finish top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year?
sixth.
Oh.
He finished
So he had
sixth.
two top 10. Interesting.
Yeah. So they had two, but Kate. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was annoyed when you said Katie was an elite defender in Golden State.
His shot blocking
was
was,
in a-
at a different level, though.
Yes, but that's part of defense, and that's one of the most important parts of defense.
I don't disagree.
So we can't just say, "Oh, yeah, he's not. He's just good." If he's elite
I said
at
he was
that,
a good perimeter defender. You just took it.
you said overall he was just good.
No, I said he was. I literally said
You
he
said
was
overall
a great
he was just
rim
good.
No, you
protector.
said-
You said overall
no.
he was just
This
good.
is
I wanted to
Yep.
fact check you because I was wrong.
But I said he was a great rim protector. You proved that. What
No,
I said
he was all right. Listen,
well,
and I'll say this because
and
I'm
that's
with
even-
his point.
I know,
You're
but
saying
before
that
you say
he's
that-
great on
but-
the
but
Warriors.
before you say
but
that-
has he been great on the Nets?
I said he's been great in spurts. I said with the system, like if you were to go to
he's not
Boston,
great anymore.
if you were to go to Boston, we'd see him
and
at
I
that level.
agreed
again.
with you on that. I literally
You,
said.
you didn't fully agree with me on that though.
I feel like
Dehls,
y'all,
did I not say
you
that? I
pushed back
did say
on
that. I said if when he was in Golden State, he looked greater than what he actually.
But he
feel like
wasn't.
y'all are saying
But
he's
he
a
wasn't. But this is
situational
the
argument
thing.
about
This is
that.
the
That's
thing.
what he
He
said.
wasn't a great rim protector in Golden State. He was an elite one.
But you didn't say that. You even didn't say that. So
I didn't say that, but
I know you
I'm just
didn't.
correcting you on what
You
he
can't
was.
correct me if you was also wrong.
so that he's
No, I
correcting
can.
both of you.
Yeah,
I
because
can-
we were
I
both.
can-
We both didn't say he was elite.
Yo,
We
y'all
did-
I
we
can
both
still
did-
if you're wrong, I can still
I
correct
understand
you.
that, but you also weren't
But
right
you
either.
correct yourself, which is
Yeah,
fine.
because just because I didn't provide the right answer doesn't mean that you're not wrong.
No, I didn't.
I still
but
corrected you.
Yeah, but you went back to correct me. Yet you also weren't right either because you didn't call him elite. So you didn't think he was elite, just like me.
I
Feels
called
like
him a
the
great
Joe Burr debate
defender.
all over again.
Yeah, I called him a great rim protector. You proved that he was better than great. So thank
He
you.
was
for that.
elite. Like, and when we said the Giannis thing, when I said you think Giannis is okay perimeter, elite rim protector,
Giannis
which
is-
makes him overall elite, you refused to say the same thing for KD. When in
Because I
Golden
didn't
State,
think
he wasn't back that.
I didn't think Kevin Durant was a elite. Overall, he hasn't been an elite.
Riv
rim
said
protector.
he's elite rim defender. You brought up stats that proved he's elite rim defender. That's it.
He didn't say he's an elite though. Elite.
I'm sorry, great.
I said he was great in
Semantics.
situations. I said he was great in
I
Golden
just
State.
didn't like how you downplayed KD.
Even though you also didn't call him elite. I get it. Listen,
you both called him a great rim protector.
Which is what he is.
Yeah.
we just
What do we
disagreed on the
was?
perimeter part.
I
But
just
you
don't
didn't give no
because
context for
no
the perimeter
because
part.
this all started because you rolled your eyes at me saying
I
Kevin Durant's a
did-
great
Well,
defender.
Because I didn't
honestly,
agree
it was-
with the
that's why.
perimeter
It was just
part.
kind of petty
He's
for you
not-
to bring it back up, you know?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's okay.
'Cause
It
it
was.
need-
Like, the
it needs
topic
to-
was gone.
It's
It's
KD.
okay.
Topic was
It's
so
K-
gone.
It was
It's gone.
KD.
So,
gone.
like, I get trying to be right, but come on. Like, it
No.
was a whole
I still
segment
got to
ago.
do that.
Nah,
I still gotta do
it's
that.
okay. I didn't think he was a good perimeter defender. I thought he was a great rim protector. He proved that not only was he great, he was better than great.
And I think
was
the reason
elite.
he scoffed at it was because you basically said now he's a great defender, while he was saying in Golden State that's
I
when
did
he
say
was.
that.
That's when he was great.
I said in Golden State and Boston, he will look
Yeah.
greater than what
Who
he
did?
actually
Let
was.
me ask you.
Disagreed.
JB's an elite defender, right?
Great. I wouldn't call him.
No,
elite.
I wouldn't say he's elite.
I don't
He's a
think
great
he's
perimeter
great.
defender.
He's
I don't think
great,
he's elite.
right? Who guards the best player on Boston though?
Jaylen Brown.
It's Marcus Smart.
I was going
I was
to
gonna
say,
say-
well, guard
I don't
smart.
It's
Guards,
Marcus Smart.
Guard smart.
Forwards, Brown. Guards, smart. But even
I wouldn't even say
sometimes-
that. Sometimes
say
it's
Tatum gets
Tatum.
on-
Tatum took the KD
He took
matchup.
KD.
Yeah.
It wasn't
But he has
JB.
height.
He
He has
has
the
the
height.
height.
So if that's the case, and KD goes to Boston and he takes Jaylen Brown's role of a defender, he can have equal value as a defender as Jaylen Brown currently does for the Celtics.
Which is what I said. He's going to
didn't
look
say that.
greater in
He
situations.
didn't say that.
No, he did. He said that as hell.
he didn't say that.
He said
Yo,
He didn't say that.
he said he'll be elevated just like he was in Golden State if he went to
you're
Boston.
crazy, bro. I
Which means he's going to be great.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. He did say
He
that.
said he's a
that 40 minutes
situational
ago.
great defender.
I said
Which
that, bro.
we all
Not even trolling. I
agree with.
really said that.
Yeah, but that's downplaying him
Oh.
because there are
All right, can we just move on?
Bro,
can we move
there-
on?
there-
Can we move on?
there's so many defenders that are great
Come on,
situational.
bro, this
though.
is a whole topic ago.
I agree,
Like 95% of defenders are that.
which is fine
So
I
why
agree.
use that for KD though?
because it's a fact. It's not like I wasn't saying nothing wrong. Like I don't, that's a fact. You think Smart is is a situational defender or Tatum
Marcus
Brown?
Smart's a great perimeter defender, I think, but it definitely helps Marcus Smart that he has 4 great defenders around him.
Do you think Smart?
It definitely helps him out.
Do you think Smart is a
Like Wiggins
Situation.
was just the best perimeter defender on Golden State. And
situational?
situational, but you're not gonna downplay him and say, "Oh, he's only great because situationally."
But there's only
You know
a
what I'm saying?
handful
Like-
of guys who truly lead at everything defensively. Like
Well-
how many guys are really named that lead at everything
Can
on
I
defense?
ask you a
Literally
serious question?
Draymond.
I want you to seriously
saying.
answer.
But that is downplaying him.
Well, I
What
want you to,
said-
but
what I said about
in terms
Wiggins.
of just Wiggins and Kevin Durant, I want you to dead ass answer and do not smirk or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Answer. Has Kevin Durant in any year showed you the type of perimeter ability that Wiggins has showed you? Be honest.
perimeter, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, but all around
so
defense,
situation,
yes.
but Wiggins also has the
all around,
ability.
all
on top
around,
of the
all
situation.
around defense. I
Yes,
would say
I'm
Durant
just-
has showed me more.
I agree, but I was saying on the perimeter. I was just talking perimeter.
We was talking about overall defense.
But I made it specific because I literally said I think he's a good perimeter defender and a great rim protector. That's what I'm saying. Wiggins had the ability.
so that just makes him a good but not great defender.
Because I think perimeter defense is more important for a wing.
Sure.
So
But KD is more than that though,
what do you mean?
because KD is a wing. We know that.
Oh,
but,
you mean like?
But
okay, yeah.
for example, like with the
Well,
Celtics, there are lineups where you can play KD at the
Yes.
5, and he now becomes your rim protector.
Facts. It's just like in Brooklyn, but he wasn't good in Brooklyn. That's really why I scoffed at first because I thought you were calling him a great defender in Brooklyn. I was like, what you mean? Because he wasn't.
He was in spurts though.
I hate spurts. I don't like spurts.
I mean, overall,
I like
the
consistency.
Nets defense there wasn't a true system there.
I mean, when you're a great rim
Defensively.
protector, though, you fix a lot of problems.
But he wasn't that. It was Claxton.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I mean, they had a starting center. That's
Claxton is whatever.
and then you have Bruce Brown there. And
Oh my
stuff.
god.
Here we go.
He was playing center, like you know what I'm saying.
He really
On
was.
offense, yeah, he was.
I mean,
It's
really,
insane.
that's mostly on Steve Nash as a coach. I would say not on KD.
Yeah, I mean they had DJ. What's his name? DeAndre Jordan.
What about Daron Sharp?
Yikes,
He doesn't play.
that's a bad roster. The big side, on the
Yeah.
big side, they're not good.
Oh,
on
their
the big
centers are mid. Worse than that.
below mid.
Yeah.
Claxton is.
My teams for the 2022 NFL season. These are teams that we have agendas for. Now, at first, how we were gonna do this topic is that we were all gonna name the teams that we have, right? But I think it'd be more fun if we guess what teams we have for each
Okay.
other.
Let's do it.
So how many guesses we get?
I'm gonna. Well, I don't know. We gotta iron out the kinks of it now.
I feel like
How
I'm an
many teams-
amazing listener. I definitely can guess everyone's here.
How many teams do you have? Let's start there.
He put them on Twitter already,
I
though.
didn't see it. You did put them on Twitter.
You did put them.
I
on
don't
Twitter.
remember them, but
I did. I
My
can look.
memory
I'm not gonna
is-
cheat.
My
I'm not
memory
gonna
is
cheat.
really good.
8.
8. Holy shit.
Okay.
8.
All right, I'm going to start with you. All right? Eagles, obviously, you're a fan of theirs.
Okay.
Is he really on this?
Absolutely. I'm just real quick. Take it easy. And he's going to
do
be
you
on the
mean?
show from here
What
on
you-
out.
what do you mean?
I
What
don't
do you mean?
appreciate that.
What you mean?
I don't appreciate
What
that.
you mean?
No,
Like,
because I really like. I just don't know
All right,
what
here we
team you
go.
have an agenda for.
All right, here I am. I'm
if
about to
you've
guess.
been listening to what I've been talking about,
All
you know I got
There's two.
Arizona,
Good one.
Yeah, facts.
Miami.
Yes.
How many do you have?
5.
Philly?
Oh,
Do you
Philly,
say Philly?
Cardinals,
Okay.
Colts?
Miami. No.
I'm shocked.
Niners?
No. They're in, I'll give you a hint. One is in the NFC.
Chicago.
Bada boom, bada
Real.
bing. He knows I have an amazing
I like
field
that.
agenda.
All right, what's the other one?
And then the 5th is in the AFC. No, it's in the NFC again. This is a shocker. No, this is not a shocker if you know.
Saints?
No.
Okay.
This is I'm not, no, respect to the media, I've been deriding him for a minute.
Oh, Bucks?
No.
Oh,
Who the fuck
okay.
You
is
said
Julio.
NFC or AFC?
NFC.
Sorry, I thought you said who. I meant Julio. You know?
Nah.
You've been deriding them in terms of you think
His
they're
ability.
great?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
DJ Moore?
No. I'm deriding him for a
Really?
You're
minute.
talking about a wide receiver.
Yeah. Like,
Terry?
Huh?
Terry? Washington?
Fuck no.
I thought it was DJ Moore.
You guys really can't get this.
Jettis.
Yes.
Ah,
I'm the
yeah,
Vikings agenda, bro.
yeah, fair. All right, I like that. I like that.
I'm gonna guess Joel's just because I feel like it.
This is easy. Eagles 1.
Let me go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to
bro.
guess this. Because I think I can generally guess them all.
I got 4.
Well, the Jets.
Yes.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
The
shit's
Ravens.
so easy. Yes.
The Ravens is
You do
another
have a
one.
Lamar agenda.
That's fine.
Now, if I said Bengals in the opposite way, would that be correct as well?
That would make it 5.
Yeah,
then.
because I think the Ravens were in the division.
Uh-huh.
The
I'm just
Eagles
pushing-
are
yeah.
one of
Eagles,
them.
So you
Yep.
have
as
5,
well.
4 odds and a negative.
I guess.
Yeah,
I
definitely
guess.
a negative.
And I'll say the Vikings.
Nah, not the Vikings.
So there's one more team left.
The Rams.
Nah. Drew, I'm shocked you don't know.
Give me a sec.
I thought it would be an Acres vibe.
The Broncos.
Fuck with Akers.
Yeah.
I like I've ride with the Broncos for sure this year, but I'm not saying they're my agenda because you have the agenda.
Raiders?
No.
Damn, I thought that was a good
Are
guess,
you
too.
on the Herbert vibe?
I love Herbert, but
No
not-
Chargers?
no.
No Chargers.
Damn.
I
The
can't do
Rams.
Shitty friend I am.
I really thought it was the Rams. I thought I would have won.
Drew, I probably drafted this man in every mock draft we've ever done.
I'm a fake friend.
That's easy, bruh. I know what you're talking about.
I can't get it.
I know what you're talking about. Now.
Running back?
Quarterback.
Oh, my God, San Fran.
Thank you.
Oh,
Trey?
Trey Lance.
Trey, yes.
Trey Lance.
Huge Trey Lance agenda this
Trey
year.
area.
I think
Trey Lance, Lamar, Hurts,
I think I could guess
Zach.
all of Joel's. I think so. Obviously,
You said
the,
8?
obviously the Vikings.
Yeah.
That's been a 3-year agenda.
Vikings, Jets,
Jets,
Colts.
Colts.
Tampa Bay, Brady.
Yeah.
Um,
trying to think. I got to think his tweets.
Colts,
Raiders.
yeah, obviously.
No.
You're off that vibe anymore.
He's the opposite with Dolphins for sure.
Does that count?
No.
If we count that for the Bengals.
I don't think he was. That's what I'm asking. If he
I didn't
counted.
count that.
Oh, okay, so it's all positive agendas.
Yes.
So definitely the Colts. We got the Colts up there.
You named the Jets, Vikings, Colts, and Bucks.
All right, here we go. I got it, bro.
Bro, looked up the tweet.
Chargers?
Oh, wow. No, you can't look at my tweets. That's cheating.
Sorry, bro.
Chargers definitely on
You
there.
have a
though.
Chargers
Yeah.
agenda?
You got them winning the
You have a Chiefs agenda?
AFC, no?
You have a Chargers agenda?
I'm Bolt fan, bro.
Oh, so Chargers and Chiefs.
I'm Bolt fan.
God, you talk about
Chargers
me. He's
and
the
Chiefs
he's
is
the
nuts,
he's
bro.
the NBA
No,
me.
I don't have the Chiefs on here.
Oh,
Dehls.
he's wilding. I know.
He's the NBA me right here. This
I don't
Eagles.
disagree.
Eagles out. Yeah.
Yep.
He might
And
be
the Saints.
worse.
Are we all on the
Saints,
Eagles train here?
This is
And the
amazing.
Bengals.
This is amazing
Bengals.
to me. I listen.
That's tough.
I
The Eagles are
wouldn't
no.
You're
You're
a
a Giants
You're
fan
an idiot.
It has nothing to do with anything.
You're a Giants
no,
fan.
the
and a
Giants.
Cowboys fan.
Love them.
Yeah.
Love my boys.
That
Love
makes
CD.
sense.
I can't. I got.
So we're all 3 of us are on the Eagles.
Yeah, but I have a lot of valid reasons for why I have these.
Shoot him out
agendas.
real quick. Pause.
Well, the Jets,
Didn't even guess
We'll
mine.
get
Oh,
yours.
facts,
We'll
facts.
Get yours in a minute. I just want to hear his quick agendas.
Go ahead, bro.
the Dolphins, Vikings, Saints.
No.
So the Dolphins is
And Broncos.
opposite way.
Broncos, Dolphins, Saints.
A couple of those are correct. One of those is no.
You're not counting the Dolphins, bro.
Dolphins are in.
Broncos.
I'll tell you what,
Broncos,
really,
obviously.
I kind of didn't even want to do this because I got an agenda for one team and one team only, and that's the Denver Broncos.
Understand.
Definitely
Now,
the Dolphins. You've been-
Absolutely.
crazy,
and
bro.
and of course, FinFam
you
got
have
to
a
be
third?
included. I have 4 actually.
Arizona,
3,
Kyler?
no.
You don't have a Kyler agenda? You
No.
left me hanging. That's crazy.
There's nothing to be an agenda. I think Kyler's gonna be great. The defense is ugly.
You know what's
Nuts.
funny is that Drew all season long, Finn family,
Absolutely.
Ramily,
Oh, there it is.
and now he
Rams
just
was last
now
year.
he just threw Matthew Stafford away like nothing.
I mean, that was last year, and listen. You know the
That's
vibe.
crazy.
But
That's actually
listen,
nuts.
it's a new season, new me. The team that you guys forgot, Detroit Lions. Really shocked you guys didn't get that one.
That's your agenda. I actually didn't know.
I think that they're going to be from one of the worst teams to being an average team, but they're going to be very impressive for the year after.
You have them, what, 7 wins?
I have them 7 wins, correct.
Well, they just dropped Hard Knocks for them.
Yeah, so I have Broncos, Dolphins, Lions, and the Saints. And real quick, before you give your spiel on your 8 teams, the only team that I really want to speak about is the Saints, because when I first evaluated them when we did our predictions, I definitely underrated them, and that was because I did not know what was going on with Michael Thomas. Now that I know that it seems Michael Thomas is going to be playing, and now we have the trio of Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, who I firmly believe is going to be a star in this league. Of course, training camp videos,
Real quick.
they can be super misleading.
Where'd you have him on your wide receiver rankings for the draft? Do you remember?
Before the draft, before I allowed things to cloud my judgment, I had him 2, then I moved him to 4.
Okay.
I regret it because I really like Olave. I
wasn't
think
my
his
top
route,
5.
and that I told you in the moment that was nuts.
I had Pickens over him.
Which I like. Pickens is
I
good.
had Pickens, Drake, Burks, and Wilson.
I had
Pickens.
over him.
Brooks is not going to be.
I had Jameson Williams. I had Garrett Wilson, and I had Drake London. But regardless of that fact, I do firmly believe that Olave is going to be a star in this league. And Jameis Winston now has 3 firm options that he can trust. Last year, he had Marquez Callaway as his number one option on the receiver
It
end.
was Alvin Kamara.
That's he's a running back, but I understand. Yes,
He
he's
has
solid.
him too now. Alvin Kamara is not going to get
No,
suspended.
I don't think he's going to get suspended this year at all.
Next year, he'll probably get
Which is
suspended.
why you have to look at the Saints offense and really project it to be prolific. Jameis Winston is going to be a very good quarterback this year. Michael Thomas is going to be Michael Thomas. We can't underestimate the fact that Michael Thomas, when he's on the field, is one of the best receivers we have ever seen. Jarvis Landry is going to have success, and Chris Olave is going to be an offensive rookie of the year contention. I
Best
firmly
we've ever
believe that.
seen.
Michael Thomas, look at the numbers. It's in that span. It goes up against
oh,
any
I
resume.
thought you were saying this year's gonna be the best.
No.
I think really best we've ever seen.
Bro, he has the
Him and
record.
AB,
for,
like those are the two of our
And Julio.
generation.
No.
And Calvin.
Yeah, I mean.
Of course, you look at Calvin, you look at Julio, you look at AB. Yes, they're better, but Michael Thomas,
I mean,
stat-wise,
I just like I don't know. You know what? Never mind.
and Larry
Do you think-
Legend.
Do you think New Orleans they were not a pass every when Jameis was starting? They did not pass the ball a lot at all.
Because would you want to pass the ball when
No.
your receivers are Marquez Callaway? I'm blank. Is Ted Ginn even on the team at that point?
Deontay Harris.
Deontay Harris. Thank you very much.
know.
Is Michael Thomas's first 5-6 seasons more impressive than AJ Green?
AJ Green's a dog.
I mean, we have Michael
Off the
Thomas
top
who
of my
has
head,
the record.
yes.
Yes, he has the record
Off
for
the top of my
receptions
head,
in
yes.
the
I mean,
season.
one dude had Andy Dalton, so
And he had you, no doubt. I'm with you. But Jameis Winston is not a bad quarterback.
AJ Green made 7 straight Pro Bowls.
but I think
How many straight did Michael Thomas? How many has
Like,
he
say
made?
Michael
And you say
Thomas
Pro
started
Bowls,
his
like
career was
I
crazy.
don't care, but I'm interested.
I feel like the numbers is cool, but I don't think you look at him and you say this is the best, one of the best receivers I've ever seen. That's
Dude,
why I was
production
asking.
wise, he eats.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, bro. I'm teasing him.
He had 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
He
bro,
had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. So
Probably
did
looked at
AJ Green.
Odell first before I looked at Mike T.
Nah.
MT. Not like just like on the field, like this. Yeah, he.
AJ had
I
Understand off
1,400.
what I'm
look.
saying?
No, I
Yeah.
get it because Odell had the flash. he
Yeah,
had
like
the
you know, like just off like
statistics as
ability,
well.
like talent. I'm looking like, oh,
Like,
nah.
Bro, you need a
AJ
catch. You need a
Green-
catch.
Yeah, I get you.
Michael Thomas is making that play.
AJ Green had 1,300 his second season and 1,400 his third season.
MT his rookie year had 92 catches, 1,100 yards, 9
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Bro,
And he followed up with 100 catches, 1,200 yards. Followed up 125 catches, 1,400 yards, 150 catches, 1,700
He gets a
yards.
lot of catches.
Bro, that's insane.
That's a slant machine.
I can't say you're wrong, but it works.
AJ.
Nah, his route tree is.
This man
amazing.
averaged
I'm
108
So
yards per
listen,
game.
listen,
in
you have
2019.
Michael Thomas, who's one of the better route runners in the game. Chris Olave is going to be one of the better route runners with time for sure, but he's going to impress this year.
Talk to
And
me.
Jarvis Landry is going to be an amazing number 2, number 3 option. This offense is going to be great, and we don't even have to talk about the defense.
You're not worried about
We
Sean
know it's
Payton
gonna be great.
losing Teron Armstead.
Yes, Teron Armstead's going to hurt. Sean Payton, absolutely, it's one of the best offensive play callers in the game. But I think that with the talent that they have offensively, I think that it's going to have a factor, but not enough where it's going to deter me from the fact that the Saints are still going to be a playoff
They should have a
team.
great defense.
Absolutely.
What do you think they're still in? Is 1 playoff win? 2?
They could.
They have an elite.
It depends.
Yeah, I
they have an
agree.
elite defense, and elite defenses take you places.
Yes.
I
Their
saw,
offense is gonna be
I
bad.
saw my goat, who was a shell of who he was,
Yeah, carry.
go to a degree, yes.
Who's your
Against New England, he was
They're
amazing.
not at that level.
Who's your
though.
goat?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we have Peyton
Peyton.
Manning. And Rex Grossman also got carried to
Oh,
the
yeah.
playoffs with an amazing
He
defense.
got backpack.
Trent Dilfer, that's one of the all-time great
That boy,
defenses,
he
of
said he
course.
couldn't
Joe
feel
Burrow.
the-
I'm trolling.
You're a clown.
Payne was talking about he couldn't feel his nails or his hands
was
at
cold,
that point.
yeah.
Like he was cooked up.
Yeah, he got fucked because it was the first cold Super Bowl, and he does not play well in the cold.
That hurt me bad. But I really do believe that this team is going to be very good and
He was
a
just an
lot
all-time
better.
choker.
Oh,
Payne. He was.
Payne got blown out.
Yeah.
That was
He has the-
nasty.
he has the
work.
most
Nah, he's
comeback.
He went out on
He's-
top,
drives,
though.
game-winning
He did,
drives
but-
of all
Went out on
time.
top.
But that
Wait, in
that
the
Super
playoffs?
Bowl was
Or
Just
no?
in general.
Oh no, I'm talking about the playoffs.
that Super Bowl was nasty.
In the playoffs
It's
against
bad.
the greatest
It's
of
so
all
bad.
time in the
The
AFC
first play
Championship
was-
game.
Yo,
The
you knew it was
3-1.
over. Like,
First
yeah,
play
it's
was a
over.
safety. That
when
was
they
bad.
returned the kick, you know it was like GG. Like the game was pretty much sorry.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
I think there's 3 quarterbacks with a winning record in the playoffs against Tom Brady. Excuse
Payne
me.
was one of them, right?
Payne-
Eli's another.
Yep.
Right?
Mark
Yep.
Sanchez.
And
Nick Foles.
Mark
you go.
Sanchez is one of them.
Nick
yeah.
Foles.
No, Mark Sanchez
Sanchez
is
1-1.
It might be or 1-0.
Nah, he's 1-1.
One we lost. Wait.
No,
No,
yeah,
no,
no,
we just
no,
rose.
no.
1-0. 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Nick
1-0.
1-0,
Go.
baby.
Love it.
Hey, my son, some homage.
Do you want to go through your 8 teams, or want me to go through my real
8
quick?
teams is so funny, bro. It's
Well,
like
the
Do you have
Jets-
like a?
Yeah, of course. Well, the
Okay.
Jets
You
is
might
the
be here for a while.
fandom. That's my team.
the
That's
only
Zach
thing that
Wilson.
kills me about having that many teams is like you're just leaving yourself for such little room to be wrong.
Yeah, it's
Why?
like one of these teams are gonna pop.
You think so?
No, I think all these teams are gonna pop.
I'm saying
why
like
I have them here.
deep playoff
so
run,
in my
potentially
opinion,
Super
if
Bowl.
all, or excuse me, let me not say in my opinion, just in your opinion, actually, if all 8 don't hit, it's a fail. Let's say 7 out of the 8 hit.
You are cooked.
Are you saying this is a failure? No, you can't say that. Right?
But I know they're all mostly going to hit, though.
See, but that's the thing.
Can you give me your
Say
top
that.
3?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you all 8.
See, that's
You can give me your
No, all
explanation
8
of all of them, but
sounds-
what are your top 3 teams? Like, I
Yo,
am rooting for these
That
teams.
sounds nuts. I'm going to give you all
So
8.
the Jets are the fandom, of course.
Jets,
so
Colts.
of course, it's number 1.
Jets, Colts,
Vikings. It's got to be. That's
Right?
it. That's
You
top
think?
3. Definitely.
Vikings has been a
I can't narrow it down to 3, I'll be honest.
It's the Jets and the Colts. We know that.
After
know
I
if the
give my
third is.
explanation, I'll cancel out. That's what I'm going to do. So Jets, the fandom, of course. The Vikings, Captain Kirk.
I'm screaming.
They're my last year surprise team. I was on them a year or 2 early, but I think they're going to be good this year. I think that they can.
I don't disagree.
I'm going to revise my NFL predictions. I'm going to go. I've been watching a lot of film lately, so I'm going to go back and I have a little.
That's a really good idea, honestly. I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same.
I've revised a lot of things I already thought of. So my final predictions are different than the initial ones we gave out. So I'm going to give that out later. The Colts, Matt Ryan going there, of course. Now they're on my agenda. The Chargers, I thought they were going to win the division last year, but they didn't. They had one of the worst defenses. I love their additions. I'm a big Herbert guy. The Bengals, Joe Burrow's my guy. He is legitimately my guy. Joe Burrow is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. The Eagles, just last year's surprise team. I think they're winning their division. The Buccaneers, Tom Brady. I'm riding with Tom Brady all day. That's my quarterback.
Even with all the offensive line injuries.
Apparently
Well,
their
I
backup center
think-
was just cramps.
Thank God.
I think
That's huge.
I think the Bucks. There's definitely concern for serious regression, which is why
The division's so bad.
and Wirfs
that's
is
what we
okay,
find.
actually. He went down with cramping also.
Oh, I didn't know Wirfs got hurt.
Yeah, no, Wirfs did go down. That's why it came to my head. I apologize.
And
Go
then the
ahead.
Saints. I mean, I've been calling Jameis a franchise quarterback for 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
Ever since he left Tampa Bay and he had the 30 season, I told people it's Bruce Arians' system. Jameis Winston, learning under Drew Brees, is going to come out and he's going to be a great quarterback again. I think he's a franchise guy. Like in the same light that we view Tannehill, like everybody said that Darnold was Tannehill. Jameis was, to me, Tannehill.
Like the
the guy
16th,
that
17th
went,
best
the
quarterback.
guy that went to a new situation and got his career back on track. That to me is Jameis Winston. And the Saints' elite defense, I think they're going to genuinely challenge the Bucs in that division. I don't think the Bucs have this easy ride to win. I think the Saints are generally going to challenge them, and they could be first in that division because I think the injuries to the Bucs it's really something to be concerned about.
And I think they're also overrating their defense, particularly their secondary. The fact that PFF came out and said that the second best secondary in football was egregious. We saw them get cooked all last season, and that was a healthy secondary as well towards the end of the year at least.
My top 3 outside of the Jets is
Colts.
the Colts, the Vikings.
Bengals third, just a fuck you to me and
It's
Drew.
just Bengals and Chargers. I just can't pick between those two, but they're for me tied
Hey,
third.
listen, I've never slandered the Bengals.
You have a lot of
I know, but it's been
playoff
the Rams,
teams,
Bengals, you know.
Like a lot
You
of
picked the
playoff
Bengals
teams.
in the Super
I mean,
Bowl.
I have a lot of teams that I was right on.
So you respect mine?
I just, you are really the NFL me. You're worse though.
No.
He's got 8. You got 13, 14?
No,
You had a third
Bro.
of the league.
You
had
had like
third
you
of the
had at
league.
least
That's 10.
like 12.
that's 10.
Or you
That's
had
There's
more.
30,
You
there's
had
30
more.
teams. That's
10.
1/3 of the league.
But most of my teams are poverty. He has the Chargers,
Nah,
the
that's facts.
Bengals, the
Yeah.
Colts, the Buck. Like, look at the list, bro.
The top 10
I
Super
mean, the
Bowl
Colts.
odds, you got like 6
Hold
of
on,
them.
wait.
Yeah.
The Colts are a team that he thinks is a first round.
But they can win this.
exit team.
The OKC ain't winning nothing. Come
Like, they're
on.
not,
Well, it's
yeah,
not
no,
your
it's
fault.
not-
It's not my fault.
Listen,
You pick
Colts are
trash
fine.
teams.
Colts are fine. Vikings are fine. Like these are 2 teams that have been but I'm fine with those. Those aren't bandwagon. Those aren't not bandwagon. Those aren't like you're picking
Those
like
are the popular
clear cut
yes.
best teams. No, the Bucks.
Crazy. That's tough.
They've just been
The Buc-
super
well, the
consistent.
Bucks, I've
I get
been-
it. No, for sure.
I
I'm
picked
not,
them to win
and
Super
I'm
Bowl
not
back in
saying-
2020.
No doubt.
So
Hey,
did
Tom
I,
Brady.
But that doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean doesn't mean anything?
I picked
Honestly,
them to win a Super
I'm
Bowl.
gonna be honest,
I won a good amount of
upon
money on them winning the
reflection,
Super Bowl.
I don't agree that he's choosing a bunch of great teams.
How you figure?
He's Saints,
Chargers, Bengals, Bucks.
Bengals, and Chargers. But even still, Chargers didn't make the playoffs the year
But
or the year
They're
before that.
great now, though.
No, they're going to be great.
I said
for
they
sure.
have like
The
top
Bengals
3 odds
just
from the
the
AFC.
Bengals just
Wait,
came out.
you
from Super
can't
Bowl.
question the Chargers. I've been a part of both, fam. Both. That's my
See,
team.
but you say that, but then you went up like against Justin Herbert and said that Burrow's better.
because I think Burrow was better.
But then automatically you got kicked out of both fans.
I didn't get kicked out of both, fam.
Nah, both fans came. and
Chargers
said,
fans
"You're
still
out."
rock with me. I could drop a Chargers vid today. That shit go crazy. They rock with me.
But then I come in the comment section and say, you said Joe Burrow's better. I would still get a ton of likes.
You're a snake if you do that.
No, you can say that, but it does not change the fact that I'm both fam. And Minnesota claims me too. So
Minnesota claims you more than
Well,
both
yeah,
fam
Minnesota
at this point.
claims they on both sides.
Yeah, because
just nuts.
Man. I'll give mine. Obviously, the Jets, same thing as you. It's fandom. I'm not. The three teams I'm rooting for, my agenda teams, are different from the Jets. The Jets aren't competing for a Super Bowl. I think all three of these teams can compete for a Super Bowl. So obviously the Jets. Baltimore, y'all know how I feel. Got a Lamar agenda. I think he's better than Burrow. They were 8-3 before he got hurt. They were the number 1 seed. He's been the most electrifying quarterback since he's come into the league.
Bro, speaking of quarterbacks, when's at Joel Dehls on Twitter dropping his quarterback rankings?
Will just got me the list yesterday. That's coming out
Bro, waiting.
today, tomorrow. I don't know.
Why
He
you
just
waiting?
got me that. He just got me the list
Why didn't you drop it
yesterday.
yesterday?
It was late. I don't know.
Anticipation.
It was.
Drop that.
I think we got it while we were doing the Patreon episode.
Drop that
actually.
tomorrow. 12.
Tomorrow?
12 p.m.
12 noon.
12 noon.
Okay, I bet.
Gangsta.
Baltimore, yeah, I love them. I think they're going to win the division. I have Lamar over Burrow. Spoiler. Number 2, Philadelphia. Been a Jalen Hurts guy. I thought even when he was the backup to Carson Wentz, he should be starting. I'm a huge A.J. Brown fan. I'm a huge Devonta Smith fan. I love what Philly's got going on there. They have one of the most complete rosters in the league. No excuse for Hurts. Same boat as Tua. Great offensive line. Great weapons. Got the defense. I think the coach is pretty good too. And then lastly, the 49ers. Trey Lance guy. I think he has all the tools to be a franchise quarterback. He said been up and down in camp at times, but it's his first year really getting the reins, running with the number 1 offense. Him, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo just got paid. The only thing I'm worried about with Trey Lance is that he has 1 year of playing football since 2018. Like, that's the one thing I'm worried about. He had that ridiculous year in 2019 at North Dakota State. At 2020 was the COVID year. 2021, he was the backup. So he's played 1 year of football in 4 years.
Shaden Sharp didn't do this.
I'm a bit worried about that, but his 1 year he played 42 total touchdowns, no interceptions, 4,000 total yards. He was insane.
In college, bro, he went 40-0, correct?
He was insane.
Shaden
Yes,
Sharp
42.
28-0.
2 years of basketball.
Passing, but total
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
He should have had
Total
interceptions, though, a lot of them.
He
They
did.
got dropped.
I don't disagree.
That's when you got to watch the film, man.
No, you're right. 100%. You're
Shaden
so
Sharp.
right.
Some people are
Shaden
lucky,
Sharp
man.
at
A
the
lot of
NFL.
interceptions were dropped.
Listen, luck goes a long way in this game for sure.
Patrick Mahomes had 2 INTs, and he should have led the league in interceptions.
Oh, my
Didn't
God.
catch the ball, right? This year, he was super unlucky. He
Well,
was
you're
one of the
talking
league
about an
leaders.
all-time great, though. And
We'll see about
Mahomes.
that.
Hall of Famer.
What do you mean
Say.
we'll see about that? He already is.
Okay.
Mahomes is an all-time great.
He's literally been the best playoff quarterback in the last 4 years.
I disagree.
Who's been better?
Tom Brady?
He's been better in the playoffs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why?
Look at him. He's never folded.
Oh, really?
Mahomes folded.
2018 versus the Titans in a wild card?
Say last year in
Come
New
on.
England,
When
that
he's
was
been on
it.
the Buccaneers.
That was it.
With the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship, he threw 3 picks, I believe, right?
And also, Mahomes has how many losses in the playoffs? I'm asking.
Might have 3.
3. And
3?
2 of those 3 are against who?
Brady.
Brady.
Hey.
What happened?
was his
What
first year
happened in the
starting.
first one though?
He should have won.
Should have.
But again, should have, would have. Grandmother had balls.
Took the words right out of my fucking mouth.
Tom Brady has not been better than Mahomes in the playoffs the past 4 years.
Teach their own, man. Teach their own.
I wonder what their numbers are. I don't know. It's probably close. I mean, they're the 2 best in terms of playoff performances over the last few years.
Absolutely.
Both got rings, so
So you're saying he's only behind Brady then?
that's
Oh, so he's the
he's in
second.
pretty good company.
Mekhi Becton got injured, and he's going to be out for the season with a fractured kneecap. Last year, he played 1 game, was out for the season with a knee injury. Now this year, before playing a game, he's already out for the season with a knee injury. 2 straight knee injuries for a guy that's, 6'7", 300
Sheesh.
plus
Something
pounds. Now, what does this mean for the New York Jets? I know there's been talks about the Jets signing Dwayne Brown. I don't know if that's going to happen, but this definitely puts a dent in their right tackle position. Now they're either starting Connor McDermott or somebody they just recently signed.
Max
So what do you
Mitchell
think this
apparently
does?
is looking really good. 4th round pick.
Nice.
First off, Mekhi, if you're listening, bro, I hope you get better. We're all fans of you.
We
There's
are.
been a lot of bullshit out there, a lot of negative talk, but you came into training camp. You looked right. You were playing well, at practice, what I heard from beat reporters. So first off, everything, we hope you get right. Because his rookie season, when he was healthy, he was dominant. The Chargers game, when he was going up against Bosa and Melvin Ingram, sticks out where he really was able to hold his own. For the Jets and this season, I think above all else, this is just deflating. When this came onto my phone and I saw he's out for the year, this was just deflating news because everything up until this point has been positive news about the Jets. You have Zach Wilson having a great camp. You have Elijah Moore showing that he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver. You have Sauce, who has not had a bad day of practice. Everything about the Jets has been optimistic and positive. And also Breece Hall has been fantastic as well, even though it's just like the RB4. You have all this optimistic and positive news coming out of Jets camp. The first time maybe in my life that we've had, or excuse me, first time in the last 10 years that we've had an offensive line that has potential to be top 10 if Becton was healthy. Last year was still ranked top 15 even without Mekhi Becton. That was with Morgan Moses, who ended up going to Baltimore. Above all else, it's deflating. The next steps for the Jets, their backup tackle situation is terrifying. You have Connor McDermott, who got injured in the green and white game. I think it was a high ankle sprain. He's out for a couple weeks. You have Chuma Edoga, who was a draft pick by Mike McCagnon back in like 2019 or so. He's not a starting tackle. Max Mitchell, as I mentioned, 4th-round pick. He was looked at as a developmental guy, but apparently in training camp he's a bit further along than a lot of people expected. There are some free agents out there: Eric Fisher, Dwayne Brown. Dwayne Brown worked out with the Jets, had a physical. That seems like the likely option because I don't think you could start Connor McDermott, and you're asking a lot of Max Mitchell to be the starting right tackle when you're looked at a developmental prospect. It's hard for the Jets. There's a lot of optimism. The season isn't over by any means, but more than anything, it's deflating. So, Mekhi, I hope you get better. 2023 season's around the corner, and hope you be the starting tackle for us.
Well, it is disappointing that Mekhi Becton got hurt. I can't say I'm surprised by it, though.
Dude.
Damn.
It's just me being honest.
Dude, that's just not some, like...
I can't say I'm surprised by it because we always knew that this was a risk with Mekhi Becton, him getting hurt. And ultimately, as much as optimistic as I wanted to be for him entering this season, there was always that concern that we still have to see if he's healthy. Whenever you talk with Jets fans, whenever you just talk about football in general, and you mention the Jets, we talk about the offensive line. Oh, they got Mekhi Becton back. Well, we got to wait and see because we have to see if he can stay on the field because there have been reports of him coming into camp out of shape, out of
OTAs.
Yes. So there was
Did he
always
look
a
out of
concern.
shape to you?
He
Training
did look
camp,
out
he
of
was
shape
good.
to me.
Training camp, he looked really
camp
good.
reports where he was good.
This was a non-contact injury. I don't know if you guys saw the video.
He got folded.
He got folded?
He was going up against somebody, and he kind of got pushed to the ground, like he took a weird step.
The video I saw, it was from a far angle.
And
it just looked like he fell down.
There was 2 videos. There was one video of him kind of just jogging. You see him limping, but there's another video. It was like the rear view of it. Pause. Of him kind of getting pushed by a defensive lineman. He took a weird tumble. His knee kind of buckled.
Now, obviously, with that being said, despite what Drew said, that doesn't mean I don't wish Mekhi Becton gets better. I think he's gonna be okay.
I didn't say it like that. I just mean it's not.
Well,
something
I just
that
have
you
to. I have to
say.
just clarify it. I'm not gonna hold my tongue just
Fair
because it's a mean thing to do. It's ultimately that's what it is. Am I surprised that he got hurt? I'm not. He's been hurt, and this has been a thing that's been lingering on. With that being said, he says that he's gonna keep his head up, which it's good that he's in good spirits. But this doesn't look good. It's just the truth of it. He's a 6'7" guy who has gotten 2 straight knee injuries. Usually those stories don't end up well. And that's just the truth of it. As harsh as it is, that's the truth.
You say he's 6'7"?
6'7", 300 plus pounds.
He's a big boy.
How many
With knee
times
injuries, never
how
a
many
great
times
combo.
do guys that big get injured twice, knee injuries twice, and come back and now they're all of a sudden a great player? It rarely happens.
Odds are
And
against him.
in this situation, am I rooting for him? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I expecting it? Expecting him to make this miraculous comeback? I'm honestly not expecting it. I'm expecting for the Jets to now go out and find options at right tackle, at tackle to now replace Mekhi, unfortunately, because as a team, when you're operating, you can't count on a guy that has not shown you he can stay healthy. And even his rookie year, he was playing dinged up. He wasn't healthy the entire year.
Right.
He was also hurt that year. With all that being said, is this injury going to now make me feel down on the season? No. Because ultimately, we have this guy. This guy, Zach Wilson, a natural-born leader. And the Jets are still going to have a fantastic season. The New York Jets are going to double their win total. And I was looking forward to this segment because I want to say this. everybody right now better either buy a ticket or wait on the line forever on the Zach Wilson hype train, because it's going, and it's going to go full speed.
Nice hair.
Zach Wilson this year is going to have a second-year leap. We've already seen the crazy throws he's thrown in practice, sidearm, Mahomesian Stafford-like throw.
Thank you.
Zach Wilson is going to cement himself as a legit top 18, top 15 quarterback this upcoming year. The Jets are going to have a big-time season. We might not make the playoffs. The Jets will be in the hunt. But there will be no doubt in anybody's mind after this year that Zach Wilson is the franchise quarterback. Now, people say that, and I know the common criticism with that is, well, did you see Zach Wilson his rookie year? Well, did you see him the second half of the year?
Oh.
Did you see how much better he got? Did you see how much better he dissected the playbook? Did you see the big-time throws he made versus Tennessee? See, as a rookie quarterback, what I'm looking for is the splash plays, and if you got better. Zach Wilson got better. In camp, he's been amazing. Mac Jones, what happened? He started the season off good. He got worse as the season went on.
Got figured out.
And now in camp, Mac Jones is struggling. These are the tale of two tapes. We got Mac Jones, great situation, does good at first, versus Zach Wilson, struggling at first. But guess what? Zach Wilson's taking that. He's rocking it up. That stock price is going up. And he's going to be a great quarterback because he's a top 10 quarterback talent. He has top 10 arm talent in the NFL.
There we go. I'm glad you fixed that.
He has top 10 arm talent in
Correct,
the NFL.
yes.
There's no doubt.
Where'd you have him ranked at the end of his season? Like 28th, 27th?
He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
So, like, so, damn.
No, he was. I mean, he's being very frank.
Nah, I know. It just sounds
He might have been
crazy.
the worst.
So you think, like,
Him and Sam
you think
Darnold.
he's going to make, like, the jump into, like, 15, 18 this year?
He'll make a jump similar to what Jalen Hurts made. Which is, well, I think even better. You know, Hurts went from, is he a starter or backup to,
top like 20.
well, let's see if he's a franchise guy this year.
Okay.
Like Zach Wilson's going to go from, he was one of the worst last year to, wow, the Jets have
Their guy.
their guy.
I could dig it.
That's what's going to happen.
You know what?
And there's no doubt about it.
Jets agenda.
Sold you?
And I'm
Nah,
not,
but I liked it. It did sell me. I like it.
And I'm not even finishing the hype thing. Like, if we really want to get amped up about the Jets, let's really get amped up about the Jets. Zach Wilson, second-year leap. Breece Hall, he's going to be fantastic with Mike Carter, that duo. Our wide receivers, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, we got fine tight ends. But what I'm really excited about is that defense. We were one of the worst defenses in the league last year. Sauce Gardner, I have no doubt, as a rookie, will be a good corner, a solid
He's gonna
corner.
be really good.
Like Pastertan last season? I'm with you.
Similar. He has not had a bad practice in camp yet. He's been locking up Garrett Wilson. He's been locking up Elijah Moore. He's been doing all that. Quan Alexander, C.J. Mosley. We got a solid linebacker core. Carl Lawson is
Quincy
back.
Williams.
He hasn't lost a step. Quentin Williams. I mean, this Jets team, a lot of the talk has been about Zach Wilson, and rightfully so. But this defense is legitimately going to take a leap from being the worst last year to being a top 20 defense at least.
Has there been any conversation on Jermaine?
Relatively quiet.
I was going to say, I feel like I haven't heard anything from
It's been
his
quiet
progression.
It's been quiet for Garrett.
What about you?
No, and that's
Dehls?
because of Sauce.
Yes.
Sauce has Garrett Wilson in hell.
You haven't been as animated as the young Jets fan right here. Any thoughts?
I'm all
this
in.
is you guys.
I'm still all in on the Jets. I just thought this Mekhi news was I looked at it. Listen, I'm still all in. This news was deflating to me.
Okay.
Right? Because, like I said, everything was so
The
positive,
big ticket, man.
optimistic.
Like,
That's
Mekhi
the
Becton
nickname?
And then you look back at that 2020 draft class,
it's
and
pretty
Joe
elite.
Douglas, shout out to him because
Kevin Garnett's
2021,
nickname.
2022 has been fantastic. That 2020 draft class, although his first one isn't shaping out to be as great, I'm still high on the Jets. I still think they could get 7 wins very easily. I think
That's
Zach
the
Wilson,
ceiling or the goal for you guys, right?
7-8
Competitive,
wins.
just
7-8
competitive?
wins. I want to be Week 15 when they're showing the game on CBS
You
or
wanna be in
Fox.
the
I
hunt.
want to be in the hunt. That's all I want, to be in the hunt,
Alright.
to see my team in there. But I agree. This year's really going to show us, is Robert Saleh going to be the coach too? Because last year the defense was terrible because of the talent. We were not a talented enough team to be a top 20 defense. Now we have the talent. We have everything in place, secondary-wise, front seven, pass rush, interior two with Quinnen. We have all of the talent to be a really good defense. Salah's coming over. He's the defensive guy. Now it's his time to show and put it really his finger on this team and say, we're going to be an elite defensive team.
Last year, there was no personnel on the defense for him to do anything
outside of
Quinnen. No doubt at all. Do you want to say something? It seemed as if you wanted to.
Just look at him. Does this look like a guy that's not going to be a great NFL quarterback?
He's got the look.
The only way I teeter away from my 6 wins from you guys is if he has that ascension this season.
Zach Wilson has to win us a couple games.
Correct. I think that with Zach Wilson being the Zach Wilson I'm envisioning right now, you guys could be in that 5 to 6 range because the schedule of yours is difficult.
I don't think it's brutal, though.
To start the season, it's tough,
but it's against a Browns team that's not going to have Deshaun.
And the Steelers.
It's against the Steelers.
Browns are still a formidable team, though.
But they have Jacoby Brissett.
I'm
gonna say this.
And really no receivers outside
which
Amari.
is why I say if Zach should be...
Sauce is locking up Amari.
I agree.
He,
Amari's going to get some.
I don't know.
Sauce is
But
locking
with
him up.
Jacoby Brissett,
Really
Can't
quick to
wait
talk
till that
about
game.
Mekhi.
Sauce
Prayers
is
to
gonna
you,
have him in
King.
hell.
Joel said it perfectly. We're all fans of yours.
Amari's overrated.
I was very heartbroken to hear about this injury of yours because I really had high expectations for this Jets offensive line and absolutely Mekhi himself. But you said it perfectly, yes. The seeing it coming hurts because obviously you want to be optimistic. You want to manifest him being healthy, but it's been there. He's had the injury concerns. Like, I understand where you're coming from.
We were a top 15 offensive line without him.
Which is why I feel where you guys'
Morgan
optimism
Moses,
stems from. Yeah, that's
Morgan
true.
Moses, if we have to start
That's
Connor
true.
McDermott, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
But if we sign Dwayne Brown, we're fine.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's possible.
I really hope so.
possibility.
Because, listen, Dwayne Brown,
And-
I don't know if you
and
listen to the show,
we
but
also
usually
didn't-
the best free agents aren't available in August.
We also didn't have Laken Tomlinson.
Agreed.
Lincoln Thompson's going.
And the important thing is that's not Zach Wilson's blind side.
But also, George Fant,
He's been the
historically,
left tackle.
I know, but historically, he doesn't stay healthy.
Okay, yeah.
That's a big worry because if we were talking about earlier in the year that the Jets really don't have a lot of holes, but our backup tackle situation is frightening.
I mean, let's be real though. A backup tackle usually never really is what you want it to be.
It's not, but last year,
You were
last year we
fortunate.
went in with 3.
Exactly.
Mekhi, yeah.
You were fortunate. But I say this: Jets outlook. There's things to be positive. There's things to be optimistic about for sure. What I'm not optimistic about is that Garrett Wilson is in absolute hell with Sauce Gardner, and that it seems as if he's lagging behind with this wide receiver room. You mentioned the
That's
3
fine.
guys: Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett
He
Wilson.
doesn't have to be the one this year.
Braxton Berrios is going to be involved in this offense.
He will.
I do firmly believe.
Corey Davis is a 1,000-yard level
I was
receiver.
gonna say he's a vet.
He was
and
on pace
Elijah,
with it last year.
I'm
before
not
he got
saying
hurt.
you're wrong. I just
Elijah
think that
Moore's that too.
I saw with Zach Wilson and Braxton Berrios where Zach Wilson was his most comfortable was when Braxton Berrios and him had a connection. I think that just that alone is going to leave for opportunity for Braxton Berrios to see some looks in the offense.
It was also
Maybe in gadget
necessity.
plays.
no doubt. I firmly believe that, but he's going to be more involved than I think that Jets fans believe or want to believe.
You're saying that because Garrett Wilson's struggling?
No, not necessarily just that. I just think that with the success, and I've been saying this pretty adamantly throughout the offseason as well, we've seen when we saw Zach Wilson have his most success last season was when
It was
Braxton
a Tampa Bay
Berrios
game.
was for sure. But throughout the last couple of games, Braxton Berrios was your best option.
It's necessity. Though.
No, but I'm not saying you're wrong for sure because I think
I
a
feel
lot
like
of-
you're hyping
They have,
up
they have a
Braxton.
connection.
I
Well,
ju-
you're
no,
a big Braxton Berrios
But
fan.
and I'm not saying that he's going to be a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. No, I just think that he's going to be involved in your offense and be that gadget guy for sure.
and a Pro Bowl
But
special teams kicker.
absolutely. I just worry about the schedule, and I think that you guys are taking steps in the right direction. It's not this year.
Maybe the same way you view Braxton is like
Oh, shoot.
when Tim Patrick didn't get hurt. Right, your best receivers are Sutton, Judy, Patrick, and then Hamler's like the throw-in. That he can make an eventual big time play. Like
That's not at all how I saw it.
that's Braxton for the Jets.
But that's not at all how I saw it.
But the
for
depth is
Broncos.
important.
No.
Because we don't want to go out there with Jeff Smith or, you know what I'm saying,
That's-
starting receiver for us.
Because I was I've
No disrespect
very
to Jeff.
adamant of what I've said. Zach Wilson had success with Braxton. Yes, it was due to necessity because you guys were banged up for sure. But you want someone that Zach has already had success with in game. Braxton's that guy. And Braxton's not a bum. He's not. Of course, you guys have people that seem better on paper. Elijah Moore is definitely that dude. Corey Davis should be that dude. Garrett Wilson should be that dude. But it just seems that sometimes you just want a little consistency, right? Or just a safety net. And I think that's Braxton Berrios for Zach Wilson. I do firmly believe that.
Real quick,
like
before you go, Riv, do you have any? Sauce has been fantastic.
Didn't he already go?
No.
I was letting y'all talk.
I was gonna say before he goes, do you have any hesitation or regret about passing on a tackle at 4? We went Sauce.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. Evan Neal would have been very nice.
Or Icky.
Sauce is going to be a top 5 corner in the
I
league.
think Sauce can be really good. That's the only reason.
Year
though.
what? Like if you had to guess a year.
Like 2, maybe next.
So year
he
3?
could take an AJ Terrell type league next year.
Let me ask you, if you guys went Evan Neal at 4, and let's say
Sauce was not falling.
no, I wouldn't say that. And Derek Stingley obviously was 3, so you had no chance at him. Either way, if you went Trent McDuffie at 10, would you have been mad?
I want Sauce, bro.
I want
care.
Sauce.
I really don't care.
You know, Joel, that was a nice. Like, Jets fans should be honored by what you just did just now. That was really beautiful. That was the Zach Wilson agenda pushing. Dehls, you very confident in your team. That was A.O. I seen that.
Bro, he does it all the time.
Come on,
like,
bro.
it's constant.
Yeah, he's weird, too. He does the same type of shit with his knees, though. This guy's nuts.
Dude, I got long legs. Sorry that this is a small table right here. Sometimes we're going to bump knees, you know? A little bump and grind. It happens.
Hey, yo.
Wow, nah, you did that on purpose.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
that was nuts. I'm a little bit wow. And you put bass in your voice.
That was insane.
It sound like Pop.
I'm talking about Vermeil.
I'm a little bit with you when you have I think it's interesting. Like when you have a young core and it's gradually growing together. I think it kind of sucks when you like lose one of the core guys of the young core.
Sure.
Like, it becomes like a deflating moment. So I'm with you in that sense. This could be deflating, but Joel has a good point too. Like. You got to keep moving. You know, this is a young team. You want to be competitive. 6-7 wins, you said. I didn't look at your schedule, so I can't confidently say how many games y'all genuinely win. But I think you just want, like you said, you just want to see improvement from every young guy. Sauce, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis. He's not young, but he's a part of that. He was a part of that roster. Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, Breece Hall. You just want to see constant improvement. And it's deflating when you lose a guy who was a monster. Thank you. Deflating for a guy who was a monster in year 1, and then year 2, year 3, he sadly doesn't play. But that was
Sad,
just,
man.
y'all did so much. I
feel like we were in opposite ends. I was like the pessimistic, like, damn,
were the
bro,
sad
I can't
guy.
believe we
He
lost
was the,
it.
like-
And you're over like, nah, bro, it's going to be good.
Yeah, he was like,
we still
fuck it,
got
we move.
Zach. We going to fucking do this. We got Breece and Elijah and Sauce. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm back
He
in.
didn't have him
move.
last season.
Yeah.
Fucking
that's
we move.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
listen. I actually do want to go through the Jets schedule. I feel like that'd be something fun to do if you
Let's
guys are
get-
still
let's get
really
Rev's
feeling
opinion, too.
optimistic. All right, listen. Week 1 against Baltimore.
It's a L.
L.
We can win that game.
We're not being
I think you can win, but that's
But I'm
L.
going to say a loss.
At Cleveland.
Win.
We could win that.
Win.
I think that's also a possible win as well. Versus Cincinnati is a loss.
L. 1 and 2.
He beat them last year.
I don't think you'll beat him early in the season.
I think we have better chance against Cincy than Baltimore.
I think we lose against them too. though.
I know why you would say that.
True.
Just
Baltimore might have the best secondary in the league.
They're 1 and 2 for me.
At Pittsburgh.
Two
We
and
could win that.
I see where you're coming
Wait,
from.
we're at Pittsburgh?
At Pittsburgh.
We
I'm
could
gonna
win
give
that.
the Steelers a win.
I'm
Win.
going to give the
Jets
Steelers a
win.
win
in
also.
Pittsburgh.
Jets win.
I got 2 wins.
Versus Miami.
Win.
It's a win. We're splitting.
Split.
We're splitting.
I'll take the
It
split.
hasn't happened since Tua has been in town, but
I'll
we'll
say 2
see.
and 4.
We've had shit teams.
I don't
Two was
disagree.
in town. You mean
Yeah, he
the
dead said that.
Raiders?
At Green, 3-0.
Fin fam.
At Green Bay.
L.
2 and 5.
Loss.
At Denver.
2 and
L.
6.
That could be a win, but
No.
I'd say loss.
We're not winning Denver.
Versus New England.
2 and
I'll
7.
give you
I
guys-
guess we could split.
I
We
agree
could
with
split.
that. I agree with that. Versus Buffalo, you guys are
2 and
going
8.
0 and 2.
You will lose both of them.
Bye week 10. At New England. That's
That's-
a
we split.
loss.
3 and
yeah.
8.
Versus Chicago.
Win.
Win.
5.
We'll see.
Dude,
4.
Chicago sucks.
I got 4 for you.
I got 5 because
Okay.
I have Steelers.
At
got
Minnesota.
That's a L.
That's a L.
Loss.
At Buffalo.
That's a L.
L.
Loss.
Versus Detroit.
That's a win.
That's a
6.
loss.
You're bugging. That's a win.
Versus Jacksonville.
That's a win.
I'll give
7.
y'all
That's
that
6
one.
wins for me.
At Seattle.
Win.
Win. 7 wins for me.
And Miami. It's a loss.
Split.
It's a
We
split
can,
for me.
we
So
can, we can beat
I got
Miami.
eight.
I got
twice,
y'all winning
though.
8. I got y'all 7.
We
I
can
You
got
have
beat
y'all
7. I got 8.
Bro,
That's
but
firm.
we're also
You could beat a lot of those teams, though.
Yeah, and even those, and we're saying it's an automatic loss for some of those contending teams because we don't know what version of the Jets we're getting. But
Yeah.
week 1, we're gonna find out where the Jets
I
are.
hope we don't get
And if we
Week
if
1 is
we
crazy.
I
if
hope
we
don't get
match up with the Ravens,
No,
we
week 1 is
can
nuts.
beat all those
I
teams.
wish
we're
we didn't have
talking
to play
about.
Baltimore week 1.
Now, he said week 1, though. That's nuts.
Week 1 sucks, bro.
Week 1 matchup against one of the best teams in the NFL.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta beat them.
It doesn't matter. I'm not scared, man. We gotta
Never easy.
beat the best.
It's either
man.
beat them now or wait till later.
I just want a little like a little something.
Seattle?
Yeah, exactly. Like, give me Seattle, give me Jacksonville,
What you
Detroit week 1.
You heard this guy?
This week in the NFL,
Moaning and shit.
2022 inductees in the Hall of Fame: Tony Baselli, Cliff Branch, Leroy Butler, Sam Mills.
Oh my
Richard
God,
Seymour.
bro, just
Yo,
ripped
Did you see
ass.
him get up though?
Nah,
when he did
dude.
it?
What are
I
y'all
hope the
talking
mic
about?
picked up on that.
He
Bro
did the
just had
little-
some
the-
wet shit.
He did the little side butt when you pick your
Oh
side
my
up a little
God.
bit. Yeah, you
What are you
you're
talking
crazy
about?
for
I'm
that
right
one.
here, bro.
Richard Seymour, Sam Mills, Montclair State alumni. That's
I don't know
cool.
half those people. I know
Bryant
Richard
Young
Seymour.
and Dick Vermeil.
Did you see next year's class?
Yeah, next year's
Next
Hall of
year's
Fame class is
Revis
Darrell
is in
Revis, Joe Thomas,
Yeah.
Dwight Freeney, Torrey Holt, Ken Anderson,
Revis got to be first ballot, right?
Joe Klecko. He has to.
He
be.
has to be.
But I think this week in the NFL, mine is just real quick. Kareem Hunt requests a trade.
I'm going to go fuck myself.
And Pat's offense looks broken.
Let me find something.
All right, my this week in the NFL. Deshaun Watson is going. You're nuts.
What are you doing?
You're nuts.
Why you
That wasn't
staring at
even
me,
low.
man?
I
Why you
mean,
staring
listen,
at
I'm
me?
talking to you, the only one that's not on your phone right
What are
now.
you talking about?
Deshaun Watson is going to start the first preseason game for the Cleveland Browns. Of course, he is in pending suspension right now. Right now, he's currently facing 6 games. It's looking as if it's going to be maybe more than that, most likely more than 6 games. He's going to face a fine because right now it's 6 games, no fine. Who knows what happens with that situation? I'm not going to assume anything at this point in time because already I've been thrown for so many loops. But it is interesting that they are starting him. But I understand, obviously, it's a new quarterback in town. You want to see him get acquainted with the offense, see how he looks. But on the other side, Russell Wilson's a new addition to the Broncos, and we don't feel a need that he needs to start any preseason games for us, especially this first one. So it is interesting to see that they're trying to get him onto the field as quick as possible.
My this week in the NBA, I'm
NFL.
gonna. Oh shit! I'm so used to saying. NBA.
You know, you can say NBA because I know what you're going to say, and I'm fine with it.
say it.
The Knicks.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I
I thought you were because that's why I didn't say it.
Well, because I said I read this week in the NFL, so I was gonna do an NFL. But now that you said that
Yeah.
and you've allowed
You're
me
welcome.
to say that,
You're welcome.
this week in the NFL, but this is an NBA one. You know, Joel, you do this little thing this past year where you just throw subtle shots at the Bulls. You know, DeMar is trash, DeFrozen, Zach LaVine this, Zach LaVine that, Pal Will is garbage.
Lonzo's mid.
Lonzo's mid. And, you know, I've let it, you know, I've let you do it for the year because, you know, we weren't that great. You know, even though we made the playoffs, you did it. We lost to a lot of,
you were great in the
we lost to a
start
lot
of
of
the
great
year.
teams. Then you picked up Jalen Brunson. And, you know, you said this is not an overpay. This is good. You know,
is
Obi
an
Toppin,
overpay.
per 36. He's amazing. Yeah, if he actually plays 36 minutes. Okay.
He's amazing in his minutes too.
Congratulations. So we did watch. I did watch his minutes with Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. They was at the Pro City. You know, they was playing ball against guys who clocked out at 6 o'clock, and they went up against a bunch of UPS workers, Amazon truck drivers, you know, stuff like that. Maybe some guys who work in a business office. You know, kids, family. They went home, cooked dinner, ate with their family. I got a game, left, and they lost.
By double digits.
By 13, I think. This is kind of God telling you what's about to happen next season. You're not only gonna lose a lot this year because you can't beat the Amazon workers, but you can't you're gonna lose a lot in the NBA. And you know, it was a good game. I watched it. It was pretty nice. Obi Toppin looked cool. He was doing little 360s, losing and shit. Jalen Brunson, you know, little man was doing a little spin around. Hey, look, jump shot, looking like a poor man's Fred VanVleet. You should have called RJ. You should have really
That's what I was gonna say. That's
called
the missing
RJ
piece
Barrett
right there.
because
No RJ.
honestly, that 3-man tandem right there was, honest to God, the worst shit I've ever seen in New York City in my life. Like, it was really embarrassing. But that's my this week in the NFL, NBA. Good game though, guys. You're embarrassing to New York. You paid Jalen Brunson to lose to Amazon workers and truck drivers. Like, they got off work at 6 p.m. But, you know, I digress. Oh, regress.
No, you bodied that.
I'm on cue today.
I got one real quick. Odell Beckham was in the Von Miller comments talking about.
Why are you
hold
excited?
up, what is it
Because
here?
I'm an ODB guy.
Oh, you are?
Always been an
Von,
ODB
I think
truther.
Von posted some picture said, "You know I'm lit."
You mean
OBJ commented, "You been lit." At Von Miller, what's the
Whack
locker
people say
next
that.
to you looking like? Bills could use another receiver. I know we got big Gabe Davis fans here, But
And
Odell,
Jay Crowder.
yeah, Jameson Crowder's a cute pickup. But Odell, he goes to Buffalo second half of the year, a little playoff push. He gets healthy week 9, 10, 11, something like that. The Bills could use him. That'd be a
That would
nice
turn
pickup.
me on.
Be a
That
nice
definitely
pickup.
would. ODB with Josh Allen. Gazooks.
Gazooks.
Gazooks. That offense becomes crazy. And Odell just seems like he's in a different mindset right now. He is on a different type of grind. His motivation's at an all-time high again. I'm excited to see him back on the field. Odell Beckham's just one of those guys that when he's on the field, he's box office. You got to tune in.
I love Odell. Good dude. He had a kid. Shout out to that. He had a family.
Shout out to Lolo.
Shout out to Lola because she
Shout out.
is a 12 out of 10.
She's beautiful.
She's
She
bad.
is
She's stunning.
great. Shout out to Odell. You all right, buddy?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
No,
good.
I'm surprised. No rebuttal to
I mean,
It's
what
a
is there
this
to
week in the
rebuttal?
NBA.
I was gonna say
I
it's,
mean,
it's like a
the
pickup.
Hawks lost with Trae Young and John Collins.
I'm not a Hawks fan.
They're literally on
they're
your
one of
agenda.
they're one of your 10, bro.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that right now.
Oh,
And they were like third to
bro.
last.
We're not talking about
Us.
that right now.
That's
They
your
lost
us.
with Trae Young and John Collins, a team with LeBron and DeMar DeRozan beat a team by 1 point only. Players don't try. I don't care.
You sure they didn't try, or
That's
they
not-
just wasn't that good?
Lost by 13.
They didn't try. I think we're gonna be fine in the season, and
I just think
You
you
can-
guys aren't that good.
you
Y'all
can
are
have
funny.
your laugh now. It's
What
fine.
do you think the Knicks gonna be playing?
I'm not worried.
Playing Knicks?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll probably scrap for the 10th seed.
Okay.
11th.
There's a lot of good teams in
Ninth.
the East.
They'll lose, though. Yeah, you know, they won't make the playoffs. You know, come on. Look
You
at
feel
them.
the same way, Drew?
Very similar.
They'll fight hard, though.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Tibbs.
Look at the Detroit
honestly,
Lions.
I think it's a fight for 10. I think that with the Hornets losing Miles Bridges, I think that LaMelo's
Losing
good
Miles
enough.
Bridges. You need Miles Bridges losing them.
Absolutely, 100%. LaMelo's going to have to shoulder a lot more, but I don't know if it's going to lead to wins. Truthfully, I think that his stat line is going to be better. I trust LaMelo to do that, but it's a lot of good competition in the East. I don't know.
Who and how running back edition. We did a wide receiver one already. Now, which running back is going to have the breakout year, and how is it going to happen? Drew, you can go first.
This is super easy. Who? Javonte Williams. How? He gets a majority of the workload. It's that simple. You guys are looking mad sexy. If I'm
You guys do
keeping
look
it
really
stacked.
good. Matter of fact,
Yo, take
on
yo,
the pod,
yo. This
please.
guy's a genius. This guy's a genius.
you guys are handsome. So sexy.
But the who, Javonte Williams, the how, getting a majority of the workload. Right now, it's looking like it's supposed to be a 70-30. But then I'm hearing also that they're both going to be on a pitch count. But now there's new news coming out that Melvin Gordon is working through a foot injury, and they don't know what the timeline is of that right now. Javonte Williams gets cooking early in the season. He's getting the full workload. I promise you, we're looking at a top 5 running back in the NFL 100%.
I'm sorry.
Gas.
You made my hair itch.
Gas.
He could clear Dalvin this year.
Fuck no.
That's what I'm saying. Top 5. That's Dalvin.
Top 5 is nuts.
He
You
will
clear
not
Alvin
be top
Kamara?
5.
He could.
Who?
Javonte.
Word.
Healthy CMC.
Nobody believed that.
No.
What?
No. But listen,
Nick
It-
Chubb, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor.
Nick Chubb, it's possible.
Dalvin
Jonathan
Cook.
Taylor's a
Nick
lot.
Nick Chubb is
It's
possible.
possible.
What the hell is wrong with
Possible.
you?
No, I mean,
Come-
we
Javonte's
all know
Javonte's
Javonte's-
nowhere near Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb is
Really?
a dog. Dog
Really?
head.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Wait, hold on.
love
You
that.
think Javonte Williams
Here
and
we
Nick
go.
Chubb is close?
Yes,
You do?
I do firmly believe that.
What?
Javonte Williams is an animal.
Yo, you're
Number
nut- yo,
one after
Dehls,
contact.
get your mans.
Don't play with his fucking name.
I like.
Don't do
So
that.
did you
I
did
like
you just
Javonte
come
a
did
lot.
you just come
But
in
you know
here?
that's come on. You know that's cap.
Did you just come in here on this show and lose record of all the games that have been played in NFL history?
Absolutely not.
Screaming.
Nick Chubb is absolutely amazing, but I understand the
Nick
talent
Chubb
when I
is
see one.
elite. He's better than Javonte Williams.
Right
Clears.
now, going
Clears.
to the
His
season-
yards per carry, he clears him.
Listen, this is
Who's you talk about Javonte Williams last year? He had all these broken tackles. Nick Chubb is literally a wrecking ball.
Nah, he's a
and-
Since he's
what's-
coming to the league, he's had some of them.
and what's
He's
crazy,
been
Javonte-
top 5 broken
Javonte
tackles
has
Dehls,
more.
why do you
and
keep
big
letting
run
him do that?
percentage.
Javonte had more.
I like
talking
Javonte a
about?
lot.
You
I
come-
think. I don't think.
Bro,
Nick
Nick
Chubb
Chubb
is
is crazy.
Nick
Yeah,
Chubb
Nick
is.
Chubb is crazy.
He's,
bro.
he's
Chubb
one of
is
the best
elite.
runners in the
Because
league.
you're saying can he right during the season? Fine. Because you guys can be all high and mighty right now, and I'm gonna say you
Nick
guys.
Chubb is him.
Thank you. Because
I
you
like-
understand.
you know I like Javonte,
Because you understand.
yes.
Because right now where we stand, fine. You guys can be all high and mighty. Because that sounds ridiculous, but we're talking about in the season getting full opportunity. I understand Javonte's capabilities. I understand that he can be a beast in the pass game, and I also understand that he is impossible to tackle.
me ask
But
you-
so
let
is
me ask you,
Chubbs,
do you
though. Do you
think-
understand who Chubbs is?
Of course,
Let me
Like,
let me
he's
ask
him
you.
for
Do you
real.
think Jonathan Taylor clears Nick Chubb?
Yeah, definitely.
That's where I think that's where we're on both different spectrums. I think Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb are close. I think Nick Chubb has a real
Would you see
viable
Jonathan
case.
Taylor?
Now Chubb's nice.
The top
Chubb is nice.
The top
He's no
three,
JT.
The top 3 running backs. So these are the top 3 running backs in the NFL. There's no debate. Derrick Henry, JT, Nick Chubb. They're
Where's
all
Christian McCaffrey?
they're all in their same. They're all in the same tier.
Wait, no
to me.
Where's
Dalvin?
Christian McCaffrey?
No Dalvin Cook?
Dalvin Cook is not in
They're
that
top
top 3.
five.
He's close though.
CMC's
I think
top 5.
Dalvin Cook is 4.
Okay.
He's 4.
Where is
I'm saying
Christian
he's up there.
McCaffrey?
He's right
when
there,
he's
too.
going to be healthy?
He probably 5,
But
right?
Derrick Henry just was unhealthy too.
McCaffrey
We're
as
saying
an
it's a lock.
all-around running
But
back.
Henry's one
You count in
Of course, I
receiving
think
too.
that-
McCaffrey definitely is top 5.
Javonte could do that.
But he's
that's where
not a better-
Javonte-
That's what
where
I'm
Javonte
saying.
can
McCaffrey's
show.
not a better runner though than any of those 4 guys.
Would
Dalvin,
it shock you if
Chubb,
Javonte had more
JT?
total yards than Nick Chubb?
yes.
It
It wouldn't shock me. Total
like more
yards.
Total, like include
Javonte
receiving?
could easily put
But
up.
if we just
six
talk about
hundred
Melvin
rushing,
Gordon is hurt.
I think
He's
Chubb's going to clear him in
healthy.
rushing.
Yeah, it would shock me.
Okay.
Nick
I
Chubb
think
is going to clear
Chubb's
him.
going to clear him in the rushing.
I mean, they have Kareem Hunt still. Like Javon's got Melvin Gordon, but
Hunt nice
Brown's
too.
got Hunt.
He got to
Unless
clear
if they,
Hunt first.
if they trade Hunt, then it's different. Chubb could really go for like 1,700.
You think
just
Javonte
rushing.
better than Hunt? Or he still got to clear him first?
No, Javonte clears Hunt.
That's a
Right now?
clearing.
No, I'm asking. I'm just, I don't,
Fair enough. I got
I don't
you.
watch Javonte enough. You know what I'm saying?
Javonte is a true
Javonte got to clear
superstar in the
Kamara first.
making.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I don't doubt
Javonte's got some work.
He got some
for
work.
sure.
Like, it's some
He's got
dude.
some
Like,
work.
outside that top 5 is some dudes. So
He's
you got
a
I'm
dog
telling-
though.
Bro had 1,300 yards in 14 games, bro.
Who?
Hey, Nick Chubb.
1,400 rushing or total?
1,300 in 14 games.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I'll allow you to round up.
No, it's 50
My who
yards.
and how. Rookie running back Breece Hall, New York Jets. Every single year we see a rookie running back come and dominate the league. We see Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Zeke, CMC. Every single year a rookie comes in, dominates. He's a great rusher, receiver. He's got size. He's the total package. Ran a 4.4, 40-inch vert.
40-inch what?
Hello.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hello.
I'm not-
So who's your guy again? Say it again. Breece
My
Hall?
guy, Breece Hall, 6'1", 220. And something that's very interesting that I found doing my little research. Next Gen Stats, they put out every year their prospects given graded from 1 to 99. There's been 6 running backs since 2003 who have gotten a grade of 99. Those 6, Najee, Etienne, Saquon, Derrick Henry, Reggie Bush, and Breece Hall.
There's
I
something
think-
actively wrong with him.
I don't know.
He was putting a finger in Zach Wilson's ass.
What are you
Oh my
talking
God.
about?
There's something actively
You guys are
wrong with him.
crazy.
Can't talk about Breece Hall. You're fingering
He
Zach
just,
Wilson's
like,
ass.
You
goes
guys
over there
are
and just
crazy.
Yeah, he
What
said
if Zach
something-
Wilson watches this and now they think
That's on you.
Now they think
Yes,
you guys are
that's-
lying on
You're
me.
That's clearly on
sexualizing
you.
I'm
a
you guys are
Funko
lying.
Pop Zach
Do
Wilson.
you ooze watching Zach Wilson?
You guys are lying.
You
on me.
love talking about oozing. Oozing the Discord.
So Breece Hall is yours?
Breece Hall's my guy. Yep, he's been killing that camp.
Am I allowed to throw a second? Because I so
No.
desperately want to.
Ramondre.
No, you can't yet.
Ramondre Stevenson,
You can say
What
it
team he
after.
play for?
New England Patriots.
All right, go Riv.
New kid on the block. My who is Alvin Kamara.
What the fuck, bro? This is a breakout running
It's
back.
breakouts.
What you mean?
Alvin can't break out more than he already
He's
has.
never had a real 1,000-yard season. That's
Alvin's-
breaking
bro,
out.
Alvin's like top 5.
Yeah. You know what? Should we just skip you?
Skip
Do you
me,
have
man.
anybody else?
I really
Look real quick. Look real quick.
Kamara was locked
Hold
in,
up,
bro.
hold up.
All right,
Now
I
don't tell
have-
me. I'll look.
No, I'm gonna give you easy list of running backs to look at, just so.
bro.
it's in
Just
front of
say
your face.
Travis Etienne, bro.
Fuck no.
Travis Etienne also makes
I
sense.
was locked in on Kamara, bro.
Like, don't pick
he's
those
the-
guys in the top 10.
Bro
Kamara not
picked the
top
top
5.
5 running back. Said
Kamara
my
not
guy
top
is
5.
Alvin Kamara.
He's like 6 then.
And he gonna break into 3. That's valid. All right, I'm gonna pick. Go ahead, Joel. You're crazy. I hate
Kamara really
Travis.
hasn't had
Yeah,
1,000
so-
rushing.
He never. That's what I'm saying. He could have 15.
He's had 1,500 total yards like every year.
Fuck a total. He gonna have 1,500 rushing.
But the reason he's so good is because his receiving game.
Bro, fuck you. Can I say Joe Mixon?
So
No.
no, you can't.
I'm not doing this. Bro. That just got me
Yeah,
mad.
he's out of this. So my who and how is
You just killed your opportunity to be consistent on this one, man.
I was good on the wide receiver when I get back.
so my who and how is J.K. Dobbins, rookie year, 804
I
yards,
like
9
that.
touchdowns, 6 yards per carry. He was injured last year. I think this year, for one, we know that any running back playing with Lamar Jackson is gonna thrive. But when you're the workhorse, you're guaranteed to have a locked-in 1,000 yards. That's gonna be J.K. Dobbins. I also wouldn't sleep on Travis Etienne.
Like it?
He's been the star at Jaguars camp. I think he'll have more of a workload than James Robinson. He could he could be one of the better all-around running backs in the league this
He could
upcoming
be AK
season.
Light.
Yeah, he could be like Alvin Kamara. Absolutely.
Shout out to our boy G Boogie.
These
He's been
names
preaching
really
that for
move me.
years.
No?
Oh my
And also, we can't forget about Ramondre Stevenson.
No, you're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. No.
Yeah, none of these names really move me.
No?
Nah.
Hold on, let me see.
I was gonna say Josh Jacobs because he fell off a cliff.
You know what? No. I will say this though, Drew.
I think AJ Dillon's
You're
a
not
good name.
you're not the only one on the Ramondre train. I've been on the Ramondre train for a while.
Can you stop?
I'll let you have it because I know that you wanted to come and say that, but I had Ramondre as a top back in the top on my list, and I got a lot of shit for it.
Because people are casuals.
I know.
I've been preaching the good
I
name
think
of
you should- I
Ramondre
think you should go
Stevenson
AJ
for a
Dillon.
while. Yeah, AJ Dillon's
AJ
a
Dillon,
really good
they
one.
lost Devontae Adams. Aaron Jones used
It
one
don't
in the
matter
passing
now.
game. AJ Dillon could get 10 touchdowns.
Just how about you say this? Well, I actually got two guys: AJ Dillon and Ramondre Stevenson.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm not giving that to Riv either. I'm sorry, I'm being
Straight, bro?
super selfish.
You all right, bro?
I was gonna say you over here fighting for your life.
What's wrong with you?
My eye is fucked up right now.
You need an eye patch?
No.
Embarrassing.
Dude, it hurts really bad.
Embarrassing.
I've been fighting
Fucked
through
up.
these eyes. Just,
Bro, he's got an eye problem, bro.
What's
I
up with
do,
you?
bro. I mean, I've been going to the eye doctor, bro.
Why are you looking at him like that, bro?
She's just like, he all red and shit.
Bro, it
You all right?
hurts. My eye is on
And he's got these
fire
bright
right
ass
now.
lights here.
Word.
I'm champing through this injury right
All
now.
right, champ
man.
through your Ramondre Stevenson take.
This is MJ flu game.
Nah, facts. You're losing.
My eye
it.
red as hell right now.
No,
No, it's
actually-
never red when you
looks
say it's red. It's never red when you say it's red. It must just be a feeling thing
looks
because it
mad
never
white.
looks red.
Yeah? Oh my god,
Looks like
bro,
me.
it hurts.
It's not your eyes are. It's your face is red. Your
Bro,
face
it
is mad red.
hurts. All right, my number 2 who is going to be Ramondre Stevenson. My how is Damian Harris getting traded off to the team. And that's also due to the fact that I understand Damian Harris is on an expiring contract
That's
as well.
hilarious.
This is his 4th season with the New England Patriots. It's most likely that he is now going to be returning, and he's already Ramondre Stevenson getting opportunities with the first teams in training camp. Ramondre Stevenson has the capabilities to be the best rusher and the best receiving back onto the team immediately. His impact was felt last season when he rushed for over 600 yards, and he rushed for over almost 5 yards a carry. Ramondre Stevenson is like that. The second most yards after breaking a tackle was Ramondre Stevenson as well. In this offense, where last season they had endless success in the run game, I'm expecting Ramondre Stevenson to continue his dominance.
The only reason why I don't think they're gonna move Harris yet, just because they're gonna be a run-focused team. Like I don't think you could like
Sleep
at
on
that,
Tyquan Thornton, bro.
Oh my god.
at that point it's just hard because like Ramondre and Damian Harris, that's gonna be their offense. Like that's gonna be nonstop. You know,
Or it could just be
series,
Ramondre,
series,
'cause
series.
he's amazing at catching the ball.
I don't disagree, but I also like if New England's never had a true workhorse. There's always been another guy, whether it's James White or whoever. Like, who's gonna be James White's still there, but he's coming off a season-end injury. Like, is it gonna be Pierre Strong? Like, who's gonna be their back? Their
I
number
love
2.
this because we literally just had this conversation, and I said the same
Pierre
thing.
Strong is good though.
I said the same thing to
Maybe
you.
he's like a 4th-round pick, maybe.
So was Ramondre.
I know, but Ramondre showed us. Pierre hasn't shown us anything yet.
Pierre is good though.
Like last year, they had Harris. I guess you have Ramondre solidified now that you could move off him.
On to the next topic. The Dolphins
You know,
were.
Damian Harris has like a superstar in Madden. I don't
Does
know
he?
what. Yes,
That's
bro.
insane.
All right.
Yeah.
Next time, don't cut me off. I'm going to the next topic.
Oh
All
shit!
right?
You just fingered another man's
Yeah,
toy.
bro. Yeah, your shit's.
You're
Why you
done.
guys lying, man?
You're done.
Why are you guys lying?
I wish we were lying about that.
Dolphins found guilty with tampering. Now, was the punishment worth the risk? After a 6-month investigation, the NFL found that Stephen Ross had conversations with Tom Brady and Sean Payton.
This was in 2019, correct?
Yeah, they found no evidence of the team intentionally losing games in 2019, but the Dolphins are stripped from a 2023 first-round pick and a 2024 third-round selection. Ross is now fined $1.5 million and suspended through October 17th.
Was it worth it? No, because ultimately it didn't even end up happening. If it was worth it, these things would have fell into place. Unfortunately, it didn't. And I'll say this also. 2019, right now, everyone's trying to say 2023, this is beneficial for Tua because Tua doesn't have to worry about a quarterback getting drafted next season, right? Like, this is just a stupid narrative. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. Nothing of this type of sorts. It's never worth losing a first-round pick. Absolutely not. A first-round pick is going to benefit your team regardless of what the pick is. But ultimately, on top of that fact, what are you guys on, man?
He's not doing anything
No,
crazy.
he's not doing anything crazy, but he's been playing
Yeah.
with that toy for
But,
like
like,
30
dude,
minutes.
Take it
just
away
getting-
from
he
him.
just-
He's a
He just-
child.
Yeah, like, he's like, come on.
Zach, you're safe over here, bro.
No, you can get at the forefront, Zach, all right?
I
Away
can't touch
from
him.
this
Nobody can see him.
psychopath. Dude, he's right. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Shout out Get Funko.
There's no absolutely.
Shout out Get Funko.
There's just no way that you can justify losing a first round pick. And what 2024? What now? Third round pick.
You guys still have a first. I said you guys, but Miami still has a first from the San Francisco trade,
which
is
is fine.
Well,
but
look, I'm gonna cut you off right now,
dude, I don't
That's
appreciate
insane.
that. I don't appreciate that.
because what you said is absolutely ridiculous.
So it was worth it.
Yes.
It didn't even end up happening. So
Just
how was
'cause
it worth
didn't
it?
happen, just because it didn't happen doesn't mean the
Tampering
risk
What
wasn't
you're
worth
saying
it.
is absolutely ridiculous.
I
It
don't
didn't
know
even
what's
play
happening.
into
No,
fruition.
it's not.
Attempted murder is still a charge.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is that the possibility of getting the greatest quarterback of all time and one of the greatest offensive minds of all time is worth a first and third round pick. Like, it's worth it.
First pick is crazy.
Especially when they already have another first round pick from San Fran in the trade.
That was fortunate. That's because they
Yeah,
made
but they
good
have
moves.
it. They have it.
That was
so
fortunate.
they're not without a first round pick in 2023, and this was for the ability to get Tom freaking Brady.
And it didn't even happen.
It didn't happen, but it was worth the risk. It was worth taking the risk.
Dude.
And 1.5 million to a billionaire. What is that?
That's chump change.
And he's suspended through October 17th. He's gonna be back this season. How is that? I think it's worth the risk for the greatest of all time.
If it would have happened, I'm with you.
well, if it wouldn't happen, it's like, whatever, because you got the GOAT.
You know what's
quarterback.
crazy? I was looking it up. When the Saints had their bounty gate, Sean Payton got suspended the whole year. Greg Williams suspended indefinitely. They got stripped 2 second-round picks for bounty gate.
Yeah.
That's what made me think.
I'm with Drew though. If you don't get the player, inevitably, it's kind of like
You did this
to
for
fail.
nothing.
I mean, and it's a period where you can they lost the first round pick.
I
Did
think
they
Granted,
fail
it's
the
not-
mission? Yes, but was it worth the risk? Yes.
the intent
This
was
is like
still
when you go.
bad.
It's
like
like
for
you
example-
go to rob a
They
They
bank
could have waited though.
and you don't even rob the bank itself.
example,
You
robbed the
just
But
get
he pulled
caught.
out the gun.
But Drew-
Exactly.
but
That's
Dehls-
you're going to jail.
But
But my
Dehls,
point.
But I'm saying,
you didn't
what
even
if
get
you're robbing the
anything in
bank-
return for robbing the bank.
Let me ask you.
there's a
though.
time
Let
and
me
place
ask
to rob a bank. They were robbing the bank at the wrong time, essentially.
But
That's why
robbing
they
the
got
bank,
caught
you're still
tampering.
going to jail.
I
What are you
don't.
talking
Unless you
My
get-
point.
but they got
What's the
caught.
point of robbing a bank if you're not getting anything from it? What's that point? There's none.
Is it
I
worth
agree.
the
I
risk,
don't
though?
disagree, but you also get in trouble. Like,
You know,
get in trouble
is it
for
worth that
If-
risk?
if
Going
you-
to jail for life?
Wait,
No.
hold up. If you're robbing a bank and the fucking prize is $1 billion,
And you get zero.
but was it worth
And then
me
you-
taking the risk?
No, is
Fuck
it
yeah,
worth you
it
going to jail
was.
for ruining your life forever? You know how you sound right now? Dude, what are we doing here?
But this doesn't go to jail for life.
Yeah,
I
this is
understand.
getting
9
stripped of
days
a first round
probation.
pick. This is literally like
1.5 million
this
still
is-
not something
This
to
is
throw
like
off
To a
that.
billionaire,
bro.
it's literally
this
nothing.
is literally
You're right,
like
you're right,
this
you're
is
right,
the equivalent
you're
of like a 1 year in jail.
Bro, they got nothing. They got nothing from it.
But the intent was still there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying?
I'm with you. Fine, great idea. In hindsight, they got nothing.
So
They could've
let me
waited,
ask
though.
you. Let me ask you guys a question. Roundtable question. You're going to rob this bank, right?
we-
This bank you
That's
can
it.
get.
The bank analogy, we automatically
No,
went
no,
with.
no, no.
Trust.
No, it's not. You can get $10 million. If you rob this bank with your group of friends, you're going to get $10 million each. Let's say you get caught.
should
You get
GTA.
2 years in jail. Was the risk worth
And you
it?
got no money?
Wait, no,
You got
yeah,
no
yes,
money.
the risk is worth it because 2 years later, I know my guys got me with some of that bread.
No,
I
they
know.
have no money. They
Wait.
got no money in this
we didn't get the
example.
money?
Y'all
You
all got locked
no
up.
money.
Oh, fuck. But in
No,
2
no,
years,
this
you
is
guys
bro,
are
bro, no, this shit ain't
That's
worth
what
it.
I'm
Nah.
saying.
It's worth
I
it.
thought we was getting the bread.
It's worth it.
It's not worth it. Nah.
You're
That's
getting
why this is-
nothing.
If we get
Bro,
nothing,
they're potentially
if at
getting
least one of us-
the
I
GOAT
would say
quarterback.
if you get Brady and Sean Payton, you are a Super Bowl contending
I'm
team.
with you. Fine.
They're not that
They didn't
right
even
now.
get one of them.
You didn't get nothing.
They got neither of
But
them.
it was the opportunity to get
But
them.
you didn't get it.
Nah, the
They
bank
were
analogy,
close.
if none
But
of us
did it
got bread, it's
happen?
quiet.
It didn't
If your
happen.
grandmother had balls, she'd be your grandfather.
It didn't happen, but all they gave up was a first round pick, basically.
And a third.
When they already have a first in the same year.
But that's super fortunate.
That's why
of
it's
them.
worth. But that's why it was worth
But
the
it was
risk.
in 2019. They
That's
got,
why it
they
was
got
worth the
caught.
risk, though.
They got caught.
They got
Ultimately,
caught
why they
now.
got punished.
They got caught because Brian Flores filed a lawsuit against them.
And rightfully
That's why
so.
they got caught.
Rightfully
they were
so.
never going to get caught.
And Belichick also, I think that he purposely might have told Brian
have
Flores
too.
because he
But-
did not
but
want Miami to
ultimately-
get Brady.
But ultimately, it was worth the risk because all you're giving up is a first round pick, which you already have one in the year of 2023. So it doesn't even matter. You, not only that, but the owner's only paying $1.5 million, and he's only suspended for like a month.
I get both sides. I truly do get both sides.
And the third round pick, like, come on, that's just throwaway.
Yeah, no, I
Let's
get
be
it.
honest.
But that's,
I
I
think-
get both sides.
The chance to get Brady, like the first round pick and third, when you look at the compounding gate where they only got shipped by 2 picks, but then it's also like Sean Payton suspended, Greg Williams indefinitely.
And plus, Stephen Ross is an owner. Who gives a fuck
If he gets suspended, yeah, like it's on the
Who
fucking
cares?
field.
It's not even a player.
I think the more interesting part of
It's not even a coach.
The more interesting part of all of this is that they weren't found guilty of tanking. I think that was the bigger story that came out of this, because if it came out, obviously Brian Flores is the one who brought this to light. If it was true that Stephen Ross, and who knows, maybe it is, and they just couldn't find any evidence. If it's true that he told Brian Flores to purposely lose games, he should be forced to sell the team.
If
There's
that
no
happened,
way.
that's not worth the risk.
Yeah, that
because he would have to sell the team.
You have to sell. If that was true, you have got to sell the team.
Dan Snyder's still in the league, bro. Like, there's no.
I don't disagree, but you have to sell the team.
Dan Snyder's done a lot worse things than tanking, and he's still the owner of.
And most owners want to get him off the.
He should have been gone years ago.
I don't disagree, but it was different because they're going through all allegations. They're going through all the legal process now.
He wouldn't have had to sell the team.
I think he would have been forced to. He would have been forced to sell the team. The league's not going to fuck around with tanking, bro. You could trade players and shed cap and get better, but you can't
quietly all the time.
There's a difference between trading your good players for draft picks and future assets, rather than me, the governor, coming to the head coach saying, "Hey,
I like that.
Lose these last 4 games so we get a top 5 pick."
I'm screaming.
That's different.
They do that quietly. They do.
And that's fine, but if you get caught, you're fucked.
I don't disagree, but ultimately, exactly. You get caught, you get nothing in return either way. What's the point of doing this?
In theory, you get a top 5 pick, you get your franchise quarterback,
No,
whatever.
of course. But I'm saying it in the sense they didn't even get the number 1 pick.
No.
Luckily
Well,
enough,
they wanted Tua all along.
Exactly.
They wanted Tua
Luckily
all
enough,
along.
they still were able to get the guy that they wanted.
The worst guy.
We'll see
I wonder
about
if they
that.
had the 1-1 if they would have taken Tua Burrow.
Well,
I don't know. I
obviously,
think
that's
the hype behind Burrow coming after.
Because Stephen Ross wanted
They probably would've
Tua
took
bad.
It's
Probably
crazy.
would've
They
took
wanted him bad and still made the wrong mistake. That's funny.
Don't regret that.
Roquan Smith
Maybe.
requests
Don't know that. You don't know that.
Justin Herbert.
Roquan and Jordan Love. Don't forget about that man.
Okay.
He's sleeping because when he comes, Aaron Rodgers was slept on.
Yo, why
Aaron Rodgers was slept on.
Who slept
Aaron
on Rodgers?
He was called the bust his first 3 years.
Because there's people were dumb.
No, they weren't dumb. It's just that he was legitimately bad in practice.
All right, so Jordan Love's comp is Aaron Rodgers.
He's gonna be.
I just
Really
want
fucking
to, like,
good.
that's his comp. He has to be Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Jordan Love's gonna be really fucking good. Don't sleep on him.
This is the most I've said the F word on a show by far.
I think it's a Patreon episode, man.
I barely even cursed in that one.
I think I put a battery in your back.
You
J
messed
Love,
me up.
baby. J
That's why I move
Love.
like that.
I have to get back into the zone. No more cursing.
Man,
Roquan. So look, this
ultra.
big time news. Roquan Smith requested a trade. In a written statement, he said that he requested a trade from the Bears after contract negotiations reached an impasse. He believes the new front office with Ryan Poles doesn't value him. Now, should the Bears pay him or trade him?
There was a report that came out after that by the owner who said they were gonna try to go back and work out a deal because they don't want to lose.
I mean, he got off. They took him off the PUP list, which means that they have a trade in place or they're gonna pay him. So it's one of the two.
You want to go first, River? Now
Now you can spell it up.
I'll say this. Of course, Roquan Smith is probably.
Pause. My fault.
That's all right, bro.
I
I've let things slide.
Yo, you gotta
Roquan Smith is the Chicago Bears' best defender by far. You let him walk. We're already looking at the Chicago Bears as being amongst one of the worst teams in the NFL. You lose Roquan Smith, you legitimately have nothing going for you on the defensive side of the ball. Eddie Jackson, you give him his respect. To me personally, that's about it.
What about what's his name? The cornerback.
Jalen Johnson, we got to see about him.
I think he's pretty.
We got to see. Personally, for me personally, the verdict's not out. What are you looking at over there with that mischievous grin of yours?
I'm just looking at Dolphins fans.
The landing spots is
They're going crazy on him.
The landing spots is Baltimore and Denver.
Really?
And the Chargers. The top landing spots.
That is so great you say that. Let me finish off on my Bears statement before I go to my next part. Yes, if you're the Bears, you need to sign him.
And he's
super
Aries.
youthful. He's an integral part of your defense. You want to make sure that you have that position locked up for the Bears because you already have a bunch of holes that you need to address. You don't want to be in that. You don't want the linebacker position to be another position that you need to address when you already have so many needs: wide receiver, secondary, pass rush. Now, for destinations that he could go to, I put this on my Twitter at Handrew5As. If I'm the Broncos, I am desperately trying to make a push for Roquan Smith.
Y'all don't have draft picks.
We don't, but you know what? The Rams didn't have draft picks, and somehow they made it work. You want to get futures? Sure. Say that one more time.
Who'd they get without their draft picks?
What are we talking about? They traded their draft picks to get these guys.
What do you mean?
The Rams traded their draft picks to go get a Jalen Ramsey.
No, but I'm saying at the time they had draft picks. Y'all just traded your first for the last.
No, we get 23 and 24. We can give 25. We can give 26. I don't care. I don't care. We saw the Rams do it. Why can't we follow the same suit?
No, but they gave up picks within 2 years. It wasn't 3 years down the line.
Not really, though.
Yeah. It was at least one within the next 2 years. It wasn't three. They didn't give Jalen Ramsey first 3 years down the line.
I understand what you're saying, but I do firmly believe that that's what we should do. I think that I look at this team and I see that there is one hole. And Joel won't let me forget it. Why do you guys are being hella childish this episode.
Wait, no.
I said you guys. I'm grouping y'all.
Wait, why me though?
Because I said there's one hole. Like,
it's him, bro.
Bro, you laugh.
He's staring right at me, knowing I'm about to laugh, bro. I'm gonna laugh.
Get it together. So we have the Dolphins have Dolphins. The Broncos have one hole, and that's linebacker. Absolutely. You bring in Roquan Smith, that puts us over the top.
Over the top in terms of what?
In terms of having everything solidified and stamped.
Roster.
We have nothing to address at that point.
Okay. Y'all do have 2/3 next year.
I don't think that's enough to get Roquan Smith at all. I don't know what else we could package to get that, truthfully. No, I firmly just think
that... You'll have to pay him, too.
And I will pay him happily.
I had a feeling that Drew was going to turn this into a Broncos Roquan Smith thing.
Because I tweeted about it, and he shows love.
So let's talk about Roquan Smith.
Let's do it.
The question is, should the Bears pay him or trade him? That's the question, right? Mm-hmm. That's a question at hand on this panel, on this table that we got to answer. We got to get to the fans and the audience out there.
All right, get to it, bro. You're fucking pissing me off.
Now listen. Falarunza Aluakan got $15 million a year.
Dude, it's fucking 11 o'clock, dude.
I know. Listen, we're making good time. We're 2 hours, 20 minutes in.
I'm shocked.
Wait, but what did you just say?
Falarunza Aluakan, he's on the Jaguars.
Oh, I don't think that's how you pronounce his
I don't think that's how you pronounce it.
Aluakan.
I
heard a lot of
Falarunza. You said a lot of syllables and not a lot of names.
Falarunza
Aluakan. I was mad confused.
He's getting $15 million a year. He's not a Pro Bowl or All-Pro linebacker, which means that the linebacker market is at least $15 million a year. Fred Warner's getting 19.7, close to 20 mil, which means Roquan Smith is around that area.
Fred a dog.
He's around that $18 to $20 million a year area. Now, Ryan Poe said, we can't lose sight that this isn't about one player. My job is to build a roster that's going to sustain success for a long period of time. At the end of the day, we've got to do what's best for the Chicago Bears. Right now, the biggest thing the Bears need, yes, their defense is bad. Will Roquan Smith make their defense good? He will not. He will not. They had him last year. They were still bad.
You're right.
Right now, they need to go all in on offense. Paying a linebacker $18 to $20 million a year when you're at the start of a rebuild is not a good idea. Trade him for draft capital or even a player. For a player, maybe you can Roquan Smith for maybe a serviceable offensive lineman with the pick or a wide receiver with the pick. Trade him for something like that. I don't think the Bears should pay him. They should trade him. With that being said, he's a heck of a player. He's one of 5 linebackers since 1994 to have 500 tackles, 10-plus sacks, and 30-plus tackles for loss over his first 4 NFL seasons. The other guys are Brian Urlacher, Patrick Willis, Levante David, Shaquille Leonard, who now was Darius Leonard, now goes by Shaquille Leonard.
That's going to be hard to remember. He said he wouldn't be mad if you still call him Darius, though.
Is that his name?
He changed it to Shaquille.
Like actively. Okay.
Yes.
I think that was I think it might have been his middle name or Darius' middle name.
So Roquan Smith is a great player. I don't think the Bears should trade him. They should go all in on just acquiring draft capital and helping Justin Fields out offensively, then worry about the defense. The defense, they already got some pieces in Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon from Washington. So they're building through the draft. They're building their defense through the draft. Get those primetime receivers and offensive options by trading a guy like Roquan Smith because he doesn't fit their timeline.
For me, I think you should keep him. I think at this point, looking at
this, that's not how you should go about it. Stop playing.
Tell him to lick nuts, bro.
Yo, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, you're getting animated now, buddy.
You're getting nasty. I like it.
That was nuts. That was crazy.
Dude.
Caught myself. I almost said some wild shit. I think they should keep him just for the simple fact that the Bears don't got shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, and then on the defensive end, they got Johnson, they got Roquan Smith. Why keep trading everything away and then being left with nothing? I think you have to start with a foundation. You have to start with something to build. And on the defense, I feel like that can be Roquan, that can be Johnson as a cornerback. Those are two guys that have a lot of potential, have a lot of promise. Roquan has showed you that ability. So you have to, and I get building through the draft, but you have to build off something. You know, you can't just go running around building off nothing. For example, the Jets, they got Zach Wilson, they got Sauce. They are building off something. You can't just walk around here trading pieces away and like, all right, we don't got nothing. We just going to run around. So I think, in my opinion, I think they should keep him. You know, and Roquan, he said it in his he said he was talking about how he felt like it was disrespectful the contract they offered him, and it was disrespectful towards him and other linebackers in the league because it would reset the market. So it must have been a shitty ass offer if he said something like that. But I think the Bears, they got to look at their options. They got to look at their team, and they got to be like, we don't really have much. We got like 5 good players.
Yeah,
he's
one
that,
of them.
But Ryan Poles did say that there are some record-setting pieces in the contract that he feels should have shown Roquan the respect he deserves.
I'm glad you brought up the Jets because I look at this Roquan situation a lot like the Jamal Adams situation.
Facts.
Both teams very early on in rebuilds, both teams having a ton of holes, and both teams having new GMs. The Jets got a new head coach of the year after, you know, the Bears got a new head coach this year. But I look at it very similar. You know, the Bears have – you can't even start with what their needs are. I think trading Roquan Smith, I don't know what you get for him. I don't think you get a first-round pick for a middle linebacker. I think you get a couple –
Weak side linebacker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think you get a couple day 2 picks, like a round 2, round 3 pick. And then what do you pay him? Like $17 million? Like
15 is firm.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be in like 15 to 18 range. For the Bears, it makes more sense to trade them. Their cap situation next year is going to be fine. They're actually projected like $95 million. This year, it was somehow fucked, even though they don't really have any good players on their team. But an off-ball linebacker who doesn't really rush the passer, 10 sacks in 5 years is nothing, you know, obviously. What are y'all doing over there, bro? Like,
He farted again.
oh
No,
my
what
God,
are you talking about?
bro,
Yo, you're hearing
It's not
things.
fucking stop.
You're hearing things,
Yeah,
bro.
It's nonstop.
Oh, my gosh.
This guy's a wild
So
animal.
similar to the Jets, who everyone loved Jamal, no one wanted to trade him, but Joe Douglas got 2 first-round picks, and looking back on it, it was one of the best moves we've ever made.
I knew it.
What?
They traded for Jalen Ramsey, 2020, 2021 first-round
Oh,
pick.
wow, bro. You didn't have to go
And
back and look at that.
It's the
and
same
fact check
topic.
it.
Same
And
topic.
What
my
year
God.
did they trade for him?
That in 2020.
That happened so
And then in
long ago.
2021, the Rams traded for Stafford a 2022 first and a 2023 first, which is
Yeah,
why I say it's not
That's
as
2 years down the line. In 3 years,
Correct.
you don't have picks in 2 years. You traded first and second.
But we have a 20. I understand.
You don't have.
I understand. So
23
if we do
or
it next
24
season, it makes
picks.
more sense.
bro.
in
You don't
this
have a
timeline.
first or second in 23 or 24.
Yo, he did all that to be wrong.
No, but I see exactly. But no, but I knew they did it in consecutive years. But the fact that I want to
Like-
do it in the same year, that's the problem.
So
Correct.
Dehls,
Yeah.
show me some teams because I looked it
Roquan?
up and they said Chargers.
So what are the best?
Denver.
What are the best destinations for Roquan Smith?
Absolutely has to be Denver. You have to look at it in the. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm
No,
not
I
even trying
agree
to
with
be
you.
funny.
It's just funny. Like
We need a linebacker. Roquan comes in, he solidifies that, and we legitimately have no hole. Broncos would be the team to be in the AFC. I firmly believe that.
I think
I
for
think you already
me,
believe that, though, right?
The Bills really are strong. Like
In the
wanna,
AFC.
in the
I thought you meant your
AFC.
division,
I
pardon
think
me.
for me, if this team wants to make their defense even stronger, it's the Baltimore Ravens.
I like that one
I
too.
think
Another
right
team
now
up there.
Patrick Queen, he's kind of shown he's just another guy. Roquan Smith gives them a legit star at that position, and you couple that with they might have the best secondary in football.
Marcus Peters is coming back.
That is going to be an elite level defense, and he would really
Love
be a
that
great
guy.
That's
defense.
a great answer.
Yeah, Baltimore makes a lot of sense. Chargers makes sense. It's got to be teams that haven't paid the quarterback yet.
The Raiders.
The only thing I just don't know what your cap situation looks like.
We have 12.
12.
this year. Well, I'm
Yeah,
more
y'all can't
interested
pay
in
him.
next year.
I mean, if they got 12 now, couldn't they trade him and then pay him?
Now we'll have money next season, but I think we have 12 right
Because
now.
they got a lot of young guys on still rookie contracts, right? Judy.
You do, but now you're paying Russ a ton of money.
Not yet
you-
though. We haven't given him a contract. Yes,
I know, but his Seattle
right.
contract
Yeah,
was
for sure, for
decent
sure.
amount.
How about the
you
Jets?
paid
But the most-
Sutton,
That's why I said we have 12 right now.
Patrick,
We
But
have 12 right
Sertan
now.
isn't paid. Judy isn't paid.
Justin Simmons got paid. Gregory
Oh,
got
yeah.
paid. Bowles is going to need to get paid
But
soon.
that's
Did
what
Sutton get
yeah.
paid yet?
No, Bulls
Sutton
got
got
paid.
paid.
Bulls got
Gordon
paid.
got paid.
Gordon just got paid a little bit of bread, right?
It was a minimum.
Gordon's gonna be gone.
Well, it
after next
doesn't
season.
matter. The fact that they have a quarterback that's getting max money is really.
That's
But
why
like-
it's.
but like I said, we
it's
have
hard
to-
paying a off-ball linebacker, 18 mil.
I know what you're saying.
You know?
I don't disagree at all.
On to the final topic of this show. Talking about quarterbacks, two specifically, or it could be even more. We can, expand this. We've seen in the last 2 seasons quarterbacks that have went to new teams have won a Super Bowl. Tom Brady with the Bucks, then Matthew Stafford with the Rams. They also won in their own stadium. So that begs the question, which quarterback is most likely to win a Super Bowl that joined a new team? Is it Russell Wilson with Denver? Is it Carson Wentz with Washington? Is it Baker Mayfield with Carolina? Is it Matt Ryan with the Colts?
Nah, I know you're not dead ass.
I'm just naming quarterbacks that went to new situations. So which quarterback is in the best position to, or most likely to win that ring?
I think, honestly, between Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson, obviously, I think they're both in really great situations for them personally. But I think Denver, obviously, is probably going to be the one to win the Super Bowl, being as if Russell is younger than Matt Ryan. He's also much, much better than Matt Ryan. And,
Clears.
Yeah, he really does fucking clear.
Facts, he does.
But Russell
Wilson's great.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's amazing. Super Bowl quarterback.
Go to hell.
Russell Wilson's amazing.
Like my son Drew. Drew said, outside of linebacker, they really pretty much have no weak. They don't have outstanding superstar players, but they're pretty much good to great at every position, almost every position on their team. With the Colts, they got Michael.
I'll say
Pittman.
this really quick. Pat Surtain, superstar in the making.
Justin
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Justin Simmons is a superstar.
I'm saying right now. You know what I'm saying? I like Simmons. I do
there
like
you
Simmons.
go.
I really love Simmons. And then with the Colts, outside of Michael Pittman Jr., you still got to wait and see what the rest of the guys. The defense is good, but
JT.
it's like right now, you're looking at Denver, you're looking at Russell Wilson. That team obviously is the team you're looking at with the new quarterbacks. That's the team that's going to compete for a Super Bowl, not the rest of these teams.
Go ahead. We know my answer. I don't want to repeat.
I'm interested between y'all two.
Go ahead.
You know my answer.
Well, I think looking at this and just researching thoroughly on this topic, it was kind of hard to come to a consensus because we're talking about I'm talking about the Colts and the Broncos here. We're talking about 2 great situations, 2 great quarterbacks going to these situations, right? Russell Wilson, we know he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, top 8 in the league.
I just hate this.
Russell Wilson,
the way you're talking is just bothering me.
Russell Wilson is amazing. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the better leaders in the NFL. He's a good Christian man of faith. He's
beautiful.
Outright amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. I look at Matt Ryan, though, and I look at a man that is the embodiment of the gold standard.
Throw up.
He is somebody who just knows how to get things done.
Wait, what?
Matt Ryan's the gold standard.
I thought I heard somebody say throat. That's why I stopped everything.
But looking at these 2 teams, last year the Broncos finished 7-10, had one of the best defenses in the NFL, but they lost Vic Fangio. They lost some good pieces. The Colts last year finished 9-8, top 10 in offense and in defense. All they did was gain pieces. Stephon Gilmore is going to be one of the better corners in the league, top 10.
I think I will say, Shaq Leonard, there's no timetable on his return right now.
Darius Leonard.
Shaq.
Shaquille Leonard.
He changed his name, I heard.
Okay.
Is he want to go by Shaq or Shaquille?
He said he
Shaquille. It's the same thing.
I know, but what if he doesn't like Shaq?
Come on.
Can't be that inclusive. Is that what
Come on. I'm trying to be, for real, I'm trying to be reasonable here. But regardless, you don't know the timetable on that injury. He is the leader of that defense. He's the leader on the team. That's a huge question mark that you have to take into account right now. That's why I just want to get that out there real fast.
I look at the Colts, Stephon Gilmore, Yannick Ngakoue. They added to the defense. Julian Blackmon, who was injured last year but had a fantastic rookie campaign, now is back, and he's having a phenomenal camp. Grover Stewart, DeForest Buckner still there. The Colts are going to be a top 10 defense once again. You can look at their offense. Michael Pittman Jr.
Breakout.
I'm all in.
One of the better receivers in the league.
I'm all in.
Paris Campbell is staying healthy. He's going to do his thing.
Let me hear the real name.
In camp.
Let me hear the real name.
Alec
There
Pierce.
it is.
That's my guy.
There
Alec
it is.
Pierce is my guy. I've talked about him in the draft and during the draft process. Then Jonathan Taylor, Matt Ryan. The Colts last year had the most Pro Bowlers in the league. Paris Campbell is healthy. Signed Stephon Gilmore. Signed Yannick Ngakoue. Or traded for him. Matt Ryan, last year, his offensive line allowed 200 pressures. He was one of the worst in the NFL. But he still finished 9th in passer rating on dropbacks with play action. Well, in this system, with JT and Frank Reich, You're going to have a lot of play action, and now you have more time. You have a more stable pocket because the Colts' offensive line is better than Atlanta's. 9th highest completion rate on 20-plus yard throws last season. Top 5 deep passer in the league.
It should not move.
He doesn't have the arm strength he once has, but he has the anticipation. He has the
accuracy,
eye and accuracy. Matt Ryan is going to have a big time year,
Like
and
top
the
15?
Colts, without a doubt,
lock.
And the Colts are
the 14th
going
best
to
quarterback.
be.
That doesn't mean he's gonna be the 14th best this year.
The Colts are going to be dark horse Super Bowl contenders. And yes, I put them over the Broncos. Because guess what? I got the Colts. I got the horseshoe. The horseshoe of luck. We got Matty Ice now. All respect to the Broncos. Russell Wilson is phenomenal. But I know the Colts face the Broncos this upcoming season. When they face them, Matt Ryan's going to be the one yee-howing the Broncos.
I have a question. Just a quick question. To be a dark horse, right?
Riding that shit. Bro said, he's riding some shit.
To be a dark horse
Yee-haw.
in the AFC, that means like you would be the under, you know what I'm saying, like
A sleeper.
Like a wild card
Like
type.
to me, the contenders are the Bills, Chargers, and
the Bengals. The
Bengals
Bengals were
have
a
to
dark
be.
horse last season.
I'm saying right now
I don't
the
think
Bengals.
the Bengals were like the Bengals coming into the season were a top 5 pick.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why they
So
were.
I'm saying the Bengals right now have to be contenders in AFC.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So you got the Bills, Bengals, Chargers,
Baltimore.
the Chiefs. Then if you're saying Baltimore,
Yeah,
the
Okay.
Broncos.
So the Colts-
We can't be dark horse.
you have to be.
you're contenders.
Yeah,
you
I
should
agree.
be
I
contenders.
don't think we're
You're
dark
contenders. I
horse.
So we
Yeah.
just named 6 contenders,
This is my issue, Riv. This is where we've been going back and forth the last 5 months.
and you're talking about the Colts.
This is my issue.
I can't
my
see
issue.
it. And we just named 6 teams.
You don't have to see
Let me
it.
be honest.
I
This
see
and
it.
then
guy's been talking a lot of facts this
And then
football
what
episode.
what if the Browns finish 2-3-3, or they finish at
And
even
they
when
get
Deshaun
Deshaun.
Watson come back? You look at them against the Colts. That's another team that you can possibly put over. You know what I'm saying? And then, I ain't a big Tua fan either. But if Miami,
Not a big Tua fan. You're losing me there.
no, I'm saying like I'm not a Tua fan yet. But I'm saying if he plays like Jimmy G, Miami's a good enough team.
Standard.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good
Matt
enough
Ryan's the
team.
gold standard, so I mean,
Miami, you could put Miami over the Colts too. So I don't know.
MVP.
Dark
Dude.
horses.
Please respect him.
but gold standard is you look up to him.
He's a Hall
the
of
gold
Famer.
Standard.
No, gold
Borderline.
standard means that
Hall of very good.
Anything like
Yeah, that's nuts.
you want.
He's the Hall of
If
very
you want a
good.
quarterback, you want it to be Matt Ryan.
He's a Hall of Famer.
That's who you want.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think dark horses.
You said you call it a gold standard. That's
There's nothing wrong with that.
bro.
Dude, he's not
Matt
the gold
Ryan.
standard.
Matt Ryan he embodies leadership.
He's not even handsome.
Patrick Mahomes.
What?
The gold standard. Josh
Patrick
Allen.
Mahomes is
Mahomes is
rare
a gold
breed.
standard. Yeah.
Mahomes is a
Matt
rare
Ryan's
breed.
far
Wait, there's
from
levels.
Matt
Gold
Ryan's an
standard.
MVP. He won an award for the best player in the league. What are we talking about?
2016.
Listen, I'm sure no one's.
Look,
I've-
Riv,
whoa, what the? You went on a whole.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. I just want to answer Riv. You want to talk about Riv? Oh, look.
No,
Riv,
I just want to ask. Just a question.
Riv,
Please don't
just
attack
ask
me.
No, and you
question.
came here and you fucking dropped facts.
I did just name like 8 teams that could
Look,
potentially
I'm
be
gonna
better
say
than
this.
the Colts. I mean, the Colts are
If
going to win the division.
I'm
but-
gonna be the only person that's gonna ride the Colts on this show, I'm
Jesus
gonna ride them all
Christ.
day.
This
I'm gonna ride,
This is super
and I'm
unfair.
gonna ride hard.
Yo,
This is super unfair.
You go right till they fucking finish, bro. Talk to him.
I'm gonna ride.
please stop.
Cause Matty Ice, Matty Ice has ice in his veins.
Joel, this is my problem. This is really my problem because who has been here sitting with
losing.
you, agreeing with a majority of the things you've said about the Colts? Who?
Bro,
Please
losing
look me
right
in
now.
my eyes and tell me.
It's been a lot of disagreements on this table. From your point of view too. You were telling you were on Joe Tsai when you was talking about that they're like their wild card exit at most.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
Because round one,
That's ludicrous.
This is the thing, bro. Round one, let's
They can
say
play the Chargers
let's say-
in round
yes,
one.
They can play
They
the
can play the
Chargers,
Chargers.
Chiefs,
They can play the
Broncos,
Ravens.
Baltimore, the Bengals.
Have you seen the Colts?
On the road.
Have you seen the Colts? They have
be- they'd be
legitimately
home round
one
one.
of
They'd
the
be home 'cause they win
easiest
the division.
schedules in the league.
But you're
forgot
talking
the
like
division
Shaq
is
Leonard's
shit.
on the field. We don't know
Even
that.
if he is on the field, the Chargers.
But bro,
still
you do
fail.
understand,
Shaq
like
Leonard,
the
he
team
makes-
they have to play
he's-
round
the
one
Chargers
is
are
going to
still
be
defeated.
really fucking
Why
good.
can't they beat them?
Mac Boza.
Because I think the Bengals,
JC.
Baltimore,
Okay,
The
you
offense,
the Broncos, they
no,
all-
listen,
they all clear.
you favor them, right? So
The Chargers
you're,
are favored.
You're
Yes, yes.
favoring
Anything
these
could
teams.
happen in a
But that's
one-week
what we're
playoff,
saying.
but still.
Every team the Bengals face, they weren't favored in those games, but they won. So I'm saying, even though the
So we're
Colts
using
aren't
one of the few anomalies.
The
even
Colts
though
don't
the
have Joe Burrow,
the
Jamar
49ers
Chase.
too. The 49ers were not favored
Cinderella
against
stories
Dallas.
don't
They were not
happen
favored
every
against Green
year,
Bay.
bro.
They were not.
Dallas
happen
and the
for
Niners was a 50-50 coin toss.
But it was in favor of Dallas.
Nah,
Maybe by a little
I had
bit.
the Niners, bro. I thought the Niners.
We
were
had the
gonna win.
Niners, but the betting favor was
Yes,
Dallas.
by a little
What
bit.
I'm
It was
saying,
wrong.
what,
It was
what
like a
I'm saying
3-point
is that
spread.
what I'm saying that it's
It
all
was
about
like
matchups.
-170.
And the
Yeah, it
Colts
was
are
not
one of
close.
the Colts are one of those teams. As much as you're saying, oh yeah, the Chargers could beat them, the Bengals could beat them, all this. Guess what? None of those teams want to see the Colts. That's a fact. None of those teams want to see the Colts.
Why?
They don't
I'd
want
rather
to see
play
the Colts.
Matt Ryan than Herbert, Burrow, Lamar, Russell, like all of
Mahomes.
these teams easily.
Get out of here.
Okay,
7
That's-
teams get in, right?
See, I'm just glad
Seven,
that you really allowed me to say minimal here because you did all the talking I needed to do. It's really that simple.
I just had a question.
Because and honestly, Riv, you
If,
went up there.
you,
you stepped
look,
up
if
to
you
the
don't want to
plate.
be on the Colts bandwagon and shit, just let me know.
'Cause no, bro, this has been me and Joel's argument the entire
Just
time.
let
is
me
I
know.
like the
18.
Colts.
Can you
The
at
Colts
least
have a
give me
good
that
team.
I've
The
been
AFC
with
is
you
crazy.
with the Colts? I've acknowledged that they're going
You're not
to
backing me right now.
You're beating me against the Broncos. That's
Yeah,
like
facts.
no.
But all I'm
Yeah.
saying is
They're
that
not going to be a better team than the
are
Broncos.
the Colts a dark horse contender?
They
I don't
can
know.
be, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
would say
that's all I want to
Cleveland-
know. That's all I want to
I
know.
never disagreed with that statement.
Who are the dark horse contenders? Like
Cleveland is a dark horse contender.
No, they're not.
They have to be.
I don't
That's
hate that
facts.
opinion.
Cleveland is a
That's
dark
facts.
horse.
I don't
contender.
hate
They
that
have to be.
Deshaun ends up getting 6 games, and that's
If
all
they
it is.
break, as long
That's
as they
not a
break
bad
even
take.
NFL
with
is pushing
Deshaun,
for a year.
well, as of right now, if Deshaun gets 6 games and they break even at 3-3, they're a dark
But
horse.
also,
This
the
isn't a bad-
NFL's
that's a
pushing for a
great
year. If this
opinion,
goes to
bro.
court and
They're
shit,
dark horse
Deshaun could play
contender.
week 1.
Deshaun is better than Matt Ryan.
Like there's a world. Oh yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Like,
There's
clears.
a world where Deshaun plays this whole year if the league really wants to go with
I don't know about
this.
that world, but you know,
Nah, I'm dead ass because if the league really wants to fight for a year, they have to go to court for this.
I get
There's
it.
gonna be
I don't want to
shit.
speculate. I'm saying as of right now,
I
today,
know.
6 games. If they break at 3-3,
That's what happened with
Cleveland's a
Zeke.
dark horse.
That's what happened
Yeah.
with Zeke a
So I'm
couple years
guessing
ago.
you guys think that the quarterback in the best position is Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Like, do
Not
I
only-
actually have to speak on this?
Not only is he in the best position, but he's the best quarterback.
Who's the better team?
The
The
Broncos.
Overall, I'm taking
I
the
would take the
Broncos.
Broncos.
It's close.
It is close.
It's close.
no, it is
but
close.
just give
The
me
Colts
Russ.
roster is better.
But the quarterback puts it over for me.
The Colts roster's better.
I'm taking our offensive line personally. Pass
Do
blocking
that.
at
You could
least.
do that.
I'm taking.
I like
You're not
that.
taking running
I
backs.
take that defense.
I'm taking your receivers.
I would take our receivers
The receivers
easily.
is
Then
really
you're taking
sliding.
the
No, it's not.
quarterback.
It's
I would-
not.
no,
Because
no,
y'all
no.
don't. They don't have it too. Colts don't have it too.
Harris Campbell.
Lost me. Y'all don't have a number 2.
He's
Y'all
sleeping,
don't have
man.
it. Bro, he's never had more than
Albert-
300 yards.
Alberto, tight ends. I'm taking Alberto over
just
Mo
lost to
Alley
the-
Cox.
We just lost to
Delani.
the fucking Texans
Yeah, did you actually?
Texans?
by 1. Oh,
The
baseball.
Eagles
Oh,
did?
Rangers.
No, baseball.
Rangers.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the Rangers.
Like
Mets,
one.
15-2 the last 17.
Don't care.
Bro,
You can't beat it.
okay.
Top in
Fucking
10 innings, bro.
Albert
give me
O is
Ron
better than
Scherzer
Mo Alley
now,
Cox.
Yeah.
They're like the
They're
same,
the
honestly.
They're the same.
I don't
Jelani
disagree.
Woods too. You
I'm higher.
He's
I'm
having
higher
a-
on him,
he's
which is
having a
why.
rough camp. He's
No,
having a rough
Mo
camp.
Alley Cox is
Who has the
having a
better
rough-
Jelani is
defensive?
too.
Yeah, is he
Who has the
actually?
better defensive line?
I would definitely
Yeah,
go
oh,
with the
yeah,
Colts.
Who has the better linebackers?
Colts.
Denver has a better
Without
secondary.
Shaq.
Without with Shaq for
Even
sure.
without Shaq, Bobby Okereke.
No, they have. Denver has a better secondary.
I would take our secondary.
Your secondary is
overall.
close though. Stephon
It
Gilmore,
is.
It is
Kenny
close.
Moore.
It is close.
Kenny Moore is one of the.
close.
He was a Pro Bowl
Safeties?
slot.
But the safeties,
Julian
Justin
Blackman.
Simmons is.
Come on,
Justin
Justin
No,
Simmons,
I know,
Kareem
but
Jackson.
Simmons
I'm
is
telling you,
nice.
Julian Blackman's
I'm not
not a
saying-
slouch.
no.
Okay,
I'm not
after
saying
all
that.
this, the rosters are close as hell. One has
quarterback-
Russell Wilson.
That's the difference. And
one
our
has
weapons
Matt
are better.
Ryan.
Matty, why are you scoffing at him? Matt Ryan?
He sounded like B there, honestly.
We gotta
It's
we
Russ,
gotta
bro.
stop sleeping on Matt Ryan.
Russ.
No,
I
bro.
understand it's Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson has not had an MVP like Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's ceiling is the
Ryan
11th
has
best
no Super
quarterback.
Bowl.
Russell Wilson's ceiling is the MVP.
Matt Ryan can be a dark horse MVP candidate this year.
I'm sick
Well,
of
who
this
has a
dark
better
horse
chance of
shit.
winning the MVP this season?
Russell Wilson.
Like
That's
Russ's
But
ceiling is to be
that's
the
it.
best quarterback this year.
He's
Matt
not
Ryan,
gonna be that.
I know,
He's
but that's
talking
his ceiling.
facts.
He's not gonna be
That's
that,
his
though.
ceiling.
But that's-
Legitimately, that is his ceiling. Is the
That's
best
not his
quarterback in the
ceiling.
NFL.
That's not his ceiling when we have Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
Russell
and
can
Justin
be
Herbert
better
and
than
Joe
Aaron-
Burrow
Aaron
in the
Rodgers.
league.
Russ can
Russ
do
can be
it,
better
bro.
than Aaron
I don't
Rodgers.
think,
No, he
I don't think
can't.
Russell
What?
can be better than Josh
What?
Allen.
He could be
You sound like a
top
damn
three.
bird.
Bro,
all
Russ,
right?
top
bro,
three.
Josh-
Keep squawking into
Wait,
that
did you
mic.
say- He said Russ Wilson can be better than Aaron Rodgers.
This season, why
Maybe.
can't he?
Maybe.
Why can't
Why?
he? Who's he going to be throwing to that he's going to be better than Russell Wilson
You're talking about a
statistically?
multiple-time MVP.
Congratulations. That means nothing to me when your wide receiver 1 is Romeo. I don't want to.
Dubs.
Thank you, Romeo Dubs,
Christian Watson?
Sammy Watkins, Alan Lazard, and Christian Watson, who's on the pup right now, who we don't even
He hasn't
know.
practiced
My
once.
only pushback is Mahomes and Allen. Russell won't be better than those.
Okay,
two.
fine, which is
Those
why
are
I
the
said
only-
Like, you do
better
know
than
his
that.
I
last
think
his last
Hunter-
healthy season in 2020, he had 4,200 yards and 40 touchdowns.
He's a dog.
Don't play with
That's
his fucking
insane.
name. You're
Wait,
playing
wait,
with his
40
name.
touchdowns?
You're
40.
playing with his name. You need to understand that Russell Wilson's not regular, all right? He's
Matt
not
Ryan
regular.
isn't regular either.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Matt Ryan's actually the definition of regular.
He's not
quarterback.
regular.
He's the
What?
definition of a regular quarterback.
You're actually
Look at this
crazy.
guy, though.
He's a regular quarterback.
You're actually crazy.
He's a regular quarterback.
You're so disrespectful to a future Hall of Famer. I
He's
can't
the
believe
Hall
what you're
of very
saying
good.
right now.
He's in the Hall of
Hall
very
of very
good.
good. He's a Hall of
very
Famer.
good.
Respect Matt
No,
Ryan.
no,
Hall
I
of
can't.
very
I'm not
good.
going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Respect
Him
Matt
and
Ryan.
Stafford are both right there. They're
Stafford's
both in
in
the
the
Hall of very
good.
good. They're very close.
Nah, he's great.
They're very close.
Respect Matt Ryan. Respect him. Respect him.
Matt Ryan is.
He's a average to above average quarterback.
He's a-
Russell Wilson's
what?
elite.
You're losing me.
wait, who?
Matt Ryan.
No, Matt
No.
Ryan's higher than above average.
That's
He's
crazy.
average to above average quarterback.
He's not average.
He's great.
Where'd you have Matt Ryan on your quarterback
Okay, but
list?
because
He's
he's
top
14,
15.
15 doesn't mean that he's
But
average,
if we say
though.
there's 32 quarterbacks and Matt Ryan is 15,
To be fair, but the quarterback position is stacked, so you have to kind of push
it's
it back.
good, but you have to compare them to
no,
his
but-
peers.
Yo, who's
No,
what
this
is
is
Kirk
a-
Cousins?
like 13?
No, is he a good?
12?
What is he? Good,
He's
great.
he's
What is
average
he?
to above average.
Joel,
Kirk
like, you're
Cousins?
Yes. Statistically puts up great
All right,
years,
let
but
me put
is
it
this
to
going to
this- let me
translate?
put it this
Is this
way.
going to translate to playoff
Let's put it
wins?
this way.
A quarterback.
What is Derek Carr?
Joel,
What is Derek Carr?
Joel, simmer the hell down. Simmer the hell down. Let me get this point across. LaMelo Ball, he is definitely not a top 10 point guard right now. Are you considering LaMelo Ball average? No. you
What is
can't.
Derek? What is Derek Carr?
He's like Carr, Cousins, Dak. Like they're all in this like above average group.
Derek Carr's a Derek Carr,
Dude,
Dak
what are we
Prescott. They're great
doing?
quarterbacks.
What have they
Matt
done
Ryan's
in the playoffs?
a great quarterback.
What have these
Whoa,
guys done
Derek
in the
Carr-
fucking
They
playoffs?
Derek Carr-
Derek Carr hasn't had the team.
Okay,
No,
Matt Ryan
Derek
got
Carr-
doing the playoffs.
Derek
bro.
Carr against the
Matt
Bengals
Ryan-
was really good.
Bro,
it was damn
Matt
good.
Ryan.
Gotta do it
Hold
in
on,
the
hold on.
playoffs,
Wait, hold
bro.
on, hold on.
Like,
Matt
Derek
Ryan.
Carr did.
Matt
He
Ryan.
lost.
Hold
I
on.
love
Let me
Just because he
finish.
lost automatically.
But we're talking about quarterbacks. The most important thing for quarterbacks is fucking you got to do the stats.
Well,
you got
guess
to
what?
win. You
Well,
got
guess
to
what?
win.
Guess what?
Also, Jimmy Garoppolo's a good quarterback.
He doesn't have the stats. You need both. You need
you're
both.
so picky.
Wait, so hold on,
you
hold on.
need- that's not being
wait,
picky,
so
you need
hold on.
both.
When Matt Ryan's had the roster, he went to the Super
6
Bowl,
years ago.
won MVP,
6 years ago.
and had
6
9
years ago.
touchdowns and 0
6 years
picks
ago.
in his playoff
6
run.
years ago.
What are we talking about
6 years
here?
ago.
So Russell Wilson hasn't had playoff success in what, 5 years?
No, but he has stats, and he goes to team with bad teams. He goes to the playoffs, and he just threw a 40
What,
fucking
what,
touchdowns.
what is
in
Kyler Murray?
2020.
He just choked in the playoffs. What is Kyler Murray?
He's 10.
He's better. He's way better than Derek Carr.
I have Carr. I think 11.
You
and
just
Kyler
said,
10.
you just said Derek Carr is average to above average. What is
Above
Kyler?
average. He's
What is
an above
Ky-
average.
what
He's
is
above
Ky- what is
average.
Kyler
He's
Murray?
above
What is
average.
Kyler
Thank
Murray?
you.
He's in the same above average.
Kyler Murray's just above average.
He's above average. But he's closer to great than above
Joel,
average.
your semantics
That's
are
ridiculous.
He's above average to great.
Joel,
That's
your
ridiculous.
semantics. All right, enough of the above average. Just start using good, because you start using average and above average. It sounds
Above
disrespectful.
average and good is very
They are
similar.
great quarterbacks.
All right, Dak, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan.
They're great
They're
quarterbacks.
great.
Great?
Anything.
They're great quarterbacks. You can win a Super Bowl with those quarterbacks if the
You
roster
got to
is
understand that the quarterbacks in 2022 are amazing.
They are.
They are. The top 10
I
is
am
the best we've ever
I
seen.
am not comparing these quarterbacks to the quarterbacks of the last 20 years. I'm comparing these quarterbacks to
Wait, hold on.
2022, the guys we see on the field every single
there.
week.
Can Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, can those quarterbacks win a Super Bowl with the right roster around them?
Yes.
Yeah.
That means they're great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Why?
Was Peyton Manning great the year that we won? And I'm saying this as a Peyton fan, the biggest Peyton fan you'll ever meet. Was he great?
Those are usually anomalies, though.
But that
Usually, teams that
unfair.
win because they have a great quarterback in the roster around them. Derek Carr,
was Russell Wilson. You love to discredit Russell Wilson with LOB.
yes, he's a great quarterback, bro.
But in that time, would you have considered him great?
Yes, he's
Really?
a great quarterback.
I'm
yes.
shocked. All right,
Yes.
that's it. I'll shake your hand. Now we can agree.
He's a
I'm with
great
him.
quarterback.
I'm with him now. I'm with him now. Official.
Who, Russ?
Russ at the time.
no,
of
at
it.
that time.
It took you 2 hours and 40 minutes to get to this
No,
point?
that's why.
No, it's not.
'cause
LeBron,
you've given me book.
I was
you've
just
given-
joking with you guys.
Because this is the thing, bro. I got to compare Kirk and all these guys to the top. I got to compare to the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Herbert. How do they compare to the
unfair.
best of
Those-
the best?
those
Unfair.
quarterbacks can
They're
win.
just in a completely
Those
different.
quarterbacks can
I
win with
know,
less.
but how am I not supposed to compare them to their peers?
Those are elite quarterbacks.
Mac
though.
Jones, average.
yes,
Jameis Winston,
average,
average.
Ryan Tannehill.
To say,
average.
To say Matt Ryan is average when
to
he's
above average. But I'll give you Matt Ryan above average. I'll give him to you There you
But
go.
then when you started with the Derek Carrs, the Dak Prescotts, like these guys are above average. Like they're good to great. Simple.
Okay, sure. I see above average and good is very similar.
You know,
It just sounds rude.
It's funny that sometimes I read the comments. I read the comments often, actually. And the comments are like, yo, most of these debates are over semantics.
They really are.
It always is, and it really stands with you.
Okay, fine. If you don't want, I won't say above average. Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Dak, Derek Carr are good quarterbacks. They're not elites.
All right.
Fair.
They're not elite.
They're not.
I see above average and good is very similar. My apologies. These guys
why?
are all good.
Is that
quarterbacks.
wrong of me to hear above average and automatically assume it with a negative connotation?
Above average in my head is
Isn't
Kirk
Jimmy
Cousins.
G
He's the
above
definition
average?
of above average. His numbers are insane.
I see where you're coming
But we
from.
all understand his numbers are insane.
I see where you're coming from. It's
Dehls.
just how I'm interpreting it.
Dehls, is Jimmy G above average?
Absolutely not.
He's average?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I think Dak is like a step or two above him. That's why.
He's
not
serious.
serious.
That's why I think
He's
above
serious.
average is kind of
Dak
crazy.
is 3 steps
Yeah,
above
that's why I
him.
say
He's the
above
fucking
average is
cha-cha
crazy.
above that motherfucker.
No cap.
All right.
Jimmy
cap.
Garoppolo cannot touch Dak Prescott.
Well, you
they're
went
good
to the Super Bowl,
quarterbacks.
so-
All right. Let everyone be fucking happy today.
Semantics
I'm
is
gonna
nuts.
let Joe side with the good part because I know good in his book is great
No,
for me.
exactly.
High standards. We have the best
Your
quarterback play
semantics
of all
piss me
time.
off. They
Everybody's-
do.
So
all
I'm
our
a- so,
semantics piss each other off.
let's finish the show off by doing a trend that's been really popular right now.
No, are we really gonna do this?
It's the Broncos.
Are we not doing Would You Rather?
No,
We didn't do one today.
I don't
I'm
have
fine.
one.
No,
We're
we
fine.
did the who and how. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm talking
farted
about.
again.
What are you talking about, bro?
You've been farting.
What are y'all talking about?
Mr.
What-
Piggy
He had
butt over
Taco
there.
Bell. We walked in. He had Taco Bell. Fat.
That shit fucking
you got
up.
mud butt.
That shit fucking
You
you
got
up.
mud butt.
It actually doesn't smell though.
No, your farts don't stink.
Joe's been next to me the entire
I've been
time.
fine, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's not smelling nothing.
You're nasty.
No, so
you got skid marks.
the let's
Oh, for sure.
let's ride Russell Wilson.
I'm so in.
I'm so not
So
in.
let's so how are we gonna do this? Do you guys just each want to like
No,
do your
together.
thing?
No, we can do it individually.
So I
But
say,
we all have to do it in a different tone.
Do you want to do different
But no
moods?
country voice, all right? Because that's not how he comes across, all right? You kind of been pissing me off with your country.
Wow.
Broncos country, because that's not how he sounds.
That's how Jerry Judy said it though.
Come on.
we got to do
You
this.
guys,
Rips
so
up
okay.
first.
No, I'm not, 'cause I don't even know what we're
should
doing.
Let's do the Broncos country. Let's ride in an animated voice, in a chill tone, and in
oh my God,
a
there's-
cowboy tone.
I'm not gonna
man,
say this 9 times.
I promise you, I'm not doing the cowboy tone.
Let's
Cowboy
do it
tone,
one.
But I'm.
Come on.
all
Our
right.
best effort. One time.
Start it up. Come on. I don't even know what we're doing.
Let's have the comments rate which one of us do the best Broncos country. Let's ride.
I'm doing 2 of them. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
I gotta do 2 of them. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
That was good.
That was fire.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Why did you throw the accent on it?
Like you're losing me.
Why? What's wrong
Enough
with the accent? What's wrong with
Because
the
that's
accent?
not Russell. Yo, by the way, did you see Sierra when she said Broncos country, let's ride?
She was like, "Let's ride, ride."
Yeah.
And Russell Russell knew.
All right,
It's
I'm
demon
gonna
time.
do mine too because that wasn't even a country voice.
No,
Was
you
that?
got yeah.
I'm gonna do a country voice though. I feel like it. Jerry Judy did it. You got a problem with Jerry Judy?
I don't.
Okay. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. River, are you doing it?
No.
Do it one time.
One?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Broncos country, let's ride.
Okay. Put your phone down, please. Pay attention. Thank you. All right, here we go.
Your balls will thank you.
All right, here we go. Broncos country. Let's ride. There we go.
Nah, that was good.
Put a little bass in the voice, you know what I'm saying?
He really it does not matter how he says Broncos country, it automatically is let's ride.
Let's ride.
Broncos country,
Let's ride.
When did he say that
Exactly.
shit?
When
couple
he was
months
doing his
ago.
like when they do the stadium edits, when
okay,
they're
okay.
trying to get the
go on
crowd
the Broncos
turned.
TikTok and look at how Jerry
course.
Judy did it. All right, this is gonna do it for
Oh,
episode
what a fun episode.
201
This is a great
fun.
episode.
of the Pick a Side Podcast. You
It's
guys
fun when
can
you let
follow
loose,
us
let boys
on
in.
Instagram and TikTok at Pick a Side Podcast, on
What?
Twitter at Pick a Side Pod. Thank you guys for listening and or watching, and we'll see you next time.